the stage with the coach and these 5 young men facing off, it will have implications for their grandchildren.
Okay, here we go.
For their grandparents, it will have implications for life. And as we do that, and we set the stage,
All right.
focus down now into the micro, the draft, how these two teams who are so good and have played different ways now come in and try to work that strategy to get the edge here in the draft.
Well, right now we've got to talk about Yangon here. They're batting out the Valentina, very early ban, showcases that their first pick might be something that Valentina can, I would say, counter something like an Atlas, as well as I like this Harley ban because so far Team Spirit, when they do get that Harley, it enables them to play this double fighters. Something that I do have to look out for is that Barats, because again, when Kit Bomba gets the Barats, it's a little bit too much. So I don't know whether they're gonna answer that or they're gonna steal it away.
Bukan video tu je. Ke dia tak update ni? Dia tak update.
Because I feel like the Harley will make things so much more difficult for him positioning wise, and he's been very fluent in heroes like Gord, heroes that would really just want to have an easier time finding position.
Valentina ban.
Considering the amount of heroes that are actually open, I agree. But
tak lah, at this point kan. At this point kan, kalau kau nak waste satu slot ban untuk Valentina sebab kau nak main Atlas melee, aku on je tu. Daripada kau pergi deny pick ataupun opponent yang pergi pick untuk counter. Okay lah I don't think they are seeing it though. I don't think they see betapa menyusahkan playernya bila kau double pick Atlas Valen ke, kau counter Atlas pakai Valen ke. Menyusahkan semua orang ya.
As the Poketo is actually still open for Hiko to pick up here in this part.
We've seen Blink have
Marcel.
one of the best performances on Rome
Sekirin shot.
I can remember in my only 2 weeks of watching MLBB.
Sekirin shot.
I do think that this Marcel is a different approach. We saw the depth of his
Hypertech YG. Anjas. Gorde, Fredrin. Tak ada Fredrin langsung kan? Sepanjang MSC.
Rome on the other side uncomfortable. Now he's just taking the best one.
And I feel like because there's a chance that Team Spirit is going to have 4 melee heroes.
Barat, Hirare.
Ada sekali.
There's a good
Ada?
chance, even if he doesn't
Serius?
catch all them with the golden hour,
Tak ingat tak?
even the platinum snapshot is just going to be good for that small stun. But now the Barats as well as the Carrara. Team Spirit is already starting off very strong in their ban.
Yeah, I don't know if part of them is just really complacent that Yangon is likely not going to pull off a Poketo Gold anyway. Because I don't think Sanji has ever gotten his
Barat
hands on a
Hirare.
gold lane. So the possibility of them still getting that is very
Hey
high.
Dexter.
And you see it right
Dengan
now, the slot is going to be locked in by Yangon.
Gorde,
So
please.
Poketo possibilities
Of
again
course,
still
of
available
course.
for Spirit if they run along
Yang
in
lawan
their
Of
side
course.
right
pakai
now.
Fridin.
Some very good composition in the Uranus and Marcel. You've got lockdown, you've got comfort for Sanji.
Of
Blink's
course.
on a top tier hero, but you got to look at this Paquito.
Paquito ah.
Mai kisah.
Paquito Barat dengan double fighter terus ah.
It's arguable that the Barats might be the most contested, most
Langsung
valued pick
saja double
between these two
fighter.
teams.
Tapi Paquito sekarang mana boleh pergi jungle lah di Hilaran. Tunjuk terus ya.
You've been calling this picks very well. So now for Team Spirit, either they get rid of the mid laners or get rid of the junglers. Because as of right now, I kind of feel like there's
Kenapa
no
connect
real
after
threat
Barat
in the
Hirara?
jungle for now. So they might
Yang
just go
nanya.
for mid. The only question
Yang
is,
nanya.
what are they going for?
Jangan sesekali
Make it very difficult for
tanya kenapa diorang pick
So
Uranus.
they're looking at YG
Jangan,
just
jangan.
probably playing around the Claude instead.
Dia ni, trigger word,
That would
trigger
be
word.
the case, 'cause
Okay?
it feels
Kau
like
nampak
it's
Uranus, diam.
more futility.
No, because I like this
Okay.
ban because they
Shut
understand
your
if
mouth.
YG pick up something like a Yi Sun Shin, a Ling, that's gonna take so long and they're gonna lose so
Pun
much
sebelah kat
pressure. And
kuning,
the meta
bro,
right now,
what the fuck you
need
mean, sia?
immediate pressure in the map.
Which I think will
What the fuck
accelerate
you
what
mean,
Spirit
though?
could do with their lineup because they're all on fighters.
Kau
They have
jangan-
pretty much
kau
a
jangan
decent
me-
matchup for the sides,
nabur
at least
fitnah,
based
ha?
on the
Uranus
first
win
three
rate
picks that we're
tinggi.
seeing from them. So they just really want to limit the options for Yangon to at least spread out and create the
Gui
space
Chan
for
ayo.
Sanji here. I think it really works.
I do have to say, if Team Spirit just wants to go much faster, they can even go for something like a Selena.
Oh yeah.
The bad thing about that is that their wave clear isn't going to be great unless they pick up a gold laner that can, basically
But we
clear
are
it
seeing
faster. But here's the thing, if they
less
pick up a
interest
Selena,
on Ilora first phase
I think Team
contention.
Spirit is just going to end the game pretty quickly.
Okay.
Even a Lucas gets banned. Now, we've only seen one Lucas so far. Didn't actually do that well, but Hey, maybe in scrims it's just something different.
Yeah, and they're probably digging deep because of the Valentina ban again.
By the way, that was in Bahasa, but they basically say, Kid Bomba, you're the best.
Oh,
In case anyone wants to know what
so
they
we
were saying.
have a lot more international fans now.
Yeah.
For Spirit and Yangon. Oh,
Is
and the
ambil
Tro gets
Rafael
taken
ni.
out as well. And Spirit still
Idora.
So the only comfort, at least based on this tournament, that
Although Idoranya dekat second phase, but I'm still
I
not
don't think
quite
it's gonna
sure
be a
why.
fun hero to play here in this lineup.
I don't
Nak
think so.
follow up
Maybe
dengan Barat tu.
something like a Kimi
I mean
so they
sebelum
can
ni
pair
pun
well
memang
with
nak follow up dengan Barat kan.
Even the
Cuma
Kimi
tu lah,
will
range
have
tu
a
masalah.
bad time here. Do they want to play range?
So
'Cause
kiri
if
dia
they
tak
do
nampak sangat nak ambil apa.
something like a
Tapi
Farsa
since
might
dah
be
Uranus
langsung
maybe
keluar.
okay.
Aurora can jump onto you, but hey, you cross that bridge when you get there. But speaking
Kalau
of
kiri tak tunjuk
Eudora,
lagi
I
ASP,
feel
then I
because
guess that
they're
would be a bad pick.
37
there,
kali
so
pick yang
you
Eudora
can
you.
basically make it so that Eudora makes a mistake, but at the same time, you can time it whenever the claw wants to go in and then just
Selamat
stun
Oni
him
top
up and then
3.
kill him very, very fast.
I guess Spirit are just relying on their combo burst damage because at this point they're looking at Eudora,
Uyu ah.
Hirara. They can pretty much deal with
Oi.
any type of hero if they get to a point where they've scaled.
Sebab Suyu Hirara macam nampak macam boleh-boleh okay? Tapi ni kita just cerita Suyu Hirara punya skop lah. Tapi 5 lawan 5 Suyu ni still still teranggal sikit right. Lagi-lagi macam ni kan kalau orang barat ni kan.
As the draft progresses, we remember
Fuck lah,
early
draft
in the
kiri ni
year
aku tak suka
where
Uranus je doh.
say
Kenapa
that
lah?
we
Hai?
drafts, and for now, I kinda got
Dah
to
ambil Uni.
how did they get Barats
Hey.
and Aurora in the first 3
Oh, ya,
picks,
dok,
and
dah
then
update
pick
dulu
number
ni.
4, they
Wow.
still get the Eudora. Like, this is an insane draft to get for this current meta.
This is like what Onyx got in the
Yeah,
last game.
in the
of
last game
first
against Falcons,
series.
yeah. And even we were like, wait, how did Omnic get that? That was
Dia
no
patut
way
Bellerik
that
ke?
another team is gonna get that, but
Bro,
hey,
underestimate
c'est
King
la vie,
Connect.
here we are. And then last base,
Whoa, whoa,
So
whoa,
talk about
whoa.
trying to
That's
accelerate
actually
the
better,
game.
man.
Okay. This is kind of like almost no
Punya
range.
highlight
Eudora
yang
has
tu
range, but it's
baginya
mid-range.
Connect.
Oh, yo, yo.
This is the kind of draft that saves,
Masalah
like,
ni
you know
sempat ke
what?
Marcel nak react kan?
Yeah.
Tapi susah sikit dah sebenarnya chip lawan Marcel ni.
Big one, Marcel
Okay, maybe that's not the best lah.
You see the
Hero
Claude
baru.
early pick, the
Sebab nanti kau nak langgar tu tersangkut tu.
Kaize, something that just feels familiar for watching.
Lepas tu dia boleh apa? Dia boleh ulti lagi atas chip punya tu kan.
Team Spirit say, "We'll give you those. We got what we
But then
want.
again, kiri ada Uranus. So, Susah Azhar. Aku lagi satu kenapa aku menyampah dengan Uranus ni kan. Bila aku nak membuat apa panggil macam analisa draft kan. Aku nak cakap oh ini and then tiba-tiba aku pandang dalam aku punya kiri-kiri tu pop, ada Uranus. Ai kacau lah. Dia macam baik aku tak payah nak analyse sangat ke kira-kira ke tak payah tu. Mau masa. Sebab sentiasa draft tu akan handicap bila ada hero poker ke. Belum ah.
MTS want to keep it hot and heavy as naturally as they do because of the way that they play the game. Not to mention they're running the double fighters.
Accept the fact that it's
So far,
top pick
Hiko's
right now.
had
Siapa
an
tak accept the fact that it's top
outstanding
pick right
win
now?
rate here as his secondary fighter gold. But I
It
think
is
this game
top
really
pick
just
right now.
boils
Tak
down
ada siapa deny bro.
how
Masalah tu,
Young Galacticos wombo
apa yang
combo
tidak
with each
diterima
other.
adalah
We've seen many times where
dia
gold
overglaze
in
on
the
it.
early stages
You
of the
understand?
game. If the
Sama lah
combo
macam Bellerik tu.
clean, you're not
Okay?
gonna be able to find
So kalau
anything.
sekarang ni
That's
kau
gonna
nak
be a
cakap yang
great coming out from
just
Salo's
accept
side.
that
No punish here for
Bellerik
Young.
is
That's a big
very
resource
strong.
down.
Must pick, must ban. Uranus is must pick, must ban. Dekat situlah. Dekat situlah. Nanti habis stream kau boleh ambil lencana wala pokok, wala koneng, wala stat, wala I don't think for myself, I just follow what I see. Boleh. Okay? Boleh jadi presiden. Boleh jadi presiden. Presiden orang malas berfikir. Presiden. Whoop. Presiden.
Yep, you can see a lot of respect coming out from both of these
I see what I
teams.
see.
Really coming back at it.
I don't see what I don't see.
Taking a lot of the space here, forcing Yangon back just before the turn.
Okay,
They
lepas
want to make sure
tu,
they get that first position really quick.
boleh
Guys,
apply
understands
jadi
that
ni,
I need level
jadi
4
coach.
advantage. This ain't gonna work. So they're gonna back
Mana-mana
off,
team
make sure
yang
that there's
tengah
no threat
buat
from their
open
side
recruitment.
economically, and make sure that they clean these lanes
Lepas tu kau
back
cakap,
up, 'cause the next thing
hi,
they have to worry about is Sawo
you
hitting
should
on
pick
goal.
me because I can read surface level stat.
they were able
So
to
I can
take
help
control of the
you.
game so early.
What to
Finding
pick, what not to
tempo
pick.
on the map, and YG,
Easy,
they
easy.
don't want to fall for the same trap. They know. All right, we have a Suyo. We have also the Gord and the
Up.
Kyle that can play it late.
Tak kan.
Bomba puts out an attempt there with the Dancer is welcome. Can't find it, but again, it's just YG trying to survive in lane, especially here up top. Oh, wait, hold on.
Jangan trigger betul. Orang tengah tak ada mood ni. Dia macam, siapa nak gaduh aku hari ni memang you gonna get it dah. Okay, on. Cepat. Aku memang tengah mood baran tu, mood baran.
That's what TS wants to do with the double fighter comp. Build these small leads and then eventually cause it to get that big cash out at the very end, usually coming down to the third turtle, closer to the very first lord, and really taking the reins from that point onwards. Sunset also had a fantastic performance.
Badan sebab Onyx kalah.
On all the mages actually.
I choose not to respond to that.
YG.
Mungkin ada kaitan, mungkin tak ada kaitan. We don't know.
So it's also going to be a big question mark because the only other time we've seen Blink on this Marcel.
Mungkin ada kaitan dengan walaupun Onyx baru lepas menang 3-0, but it doesn't change the fact yang dorang tak berlawan lawan Team Spirit, where aku expect they could have done a lot more than that, but then again dia tak lawan ketika kita lepas tu tak main. So oh, habis aku. Pom. Patut tahan lah dulu. Apa benda? Dia ingat dia punya skill 2 pro jahitai loh. Dia ingat dia libas, pap, pedang dia sangkut. Dia libas 2, pap, pedang dia sangkut. Berat. Oh. Nice try. Tapi what an aggression ah. Main 4 by the way. Main 4 1k goal difference by the way.
That's the beautiful part about this composition, right? They're using that shortcut not as a means to just engage, but also control tempo. And now Ying is in a lot of trouble. He still has his Purify, but that's not no consecration. But it is early even through the Purify Sour.
Nah, game 2. Game 2, let's go.
In the meantime, he's well aware of this, right? Again, defensive against aggression. And Yangon understand that they have to play very, very defensively for the first couple of minutes of this game. Arguably now, with the 2-kill lead and the 2.3k deficit, that probably
Wah, jika comeback, masalahnya nak comeback macam mana?
So we're expecting around
ESP hero handicap. Lepas tu trio midnya yang actually patutnya kuat early dah terciduk dah. Dah habis dah pun early game-nya lagi 2 minit. And then kanan ada okey lah, dia tak ada marksman lah. Tapi Pakito pun dia boleh-boleh kat dulu game. Sebab burst potential tu terlalu crazy kan. But then sure lah, maybe sebab dari flow dia kan. Tapi itulah Team Spirit-nya punya style. Dia tak bagi muka kalau dia dah lead. Oi. Dia memang tak bagi muka man.
His Purify out taken. Spirit definitely want to play around that now, and Sanji's going to recall. That means Hiko will again be able to find a tempo up top as now they look for a cut on mid. Kaize has the flicker back up in 3. Spirit will play it slow, and look at Bomba. They're playing so well, and now they want to collapse down to this mid-tier 1.
Jangan cuba-cuba
They might be able to contest for this purple buff, but I don't think they have.
Jangan cuba-cuba dengan kau punya just a fakta. Just accept the fakta.
It's going to be dropped down. Bomba.
Oh, police.
Purify out. Golden Hour catches 3. And the Mystic Gush. Not too sure about
Alah,
that. Bomba's
tomato.
gonna take it all the way through. He's going to soak it in. No problem. Yeah, we both saw this was going to be somewhat of a nothing fight here. No real commitment on either side. And
Not even 2 HP barat ya.
They are still in the phase where it's their turn to play the game, and Yangon have to just defensively and honestly be really creative with these small little cheeses that Spirit have taken full advantage of. Whether it's in-lane baits, the pressure that they apply, and also the information that they give has been immaculate. Free turtle take. Free everything. The first 2 kills were free. There was nothing to retaliate against it. The structures as well. And a mid lane play
Bergerak bodoh
bursted
masalahnya.
down. Oh God.
Salam sama adik semua. Welcome. Jangan belum tap dulu terima kasih.
Even when we see it open, Gideon, when we see it picked, it dominates so early. But when you fall behind on it, especially against this burst comp, man, is he squishy.
Yeah, they're taking everything into condition here, right? They're making sure that whoever opens the map gets
Tak ada
punished.
buri
and
pula,
Dev is
ada flicker.
welcome connected.
Tak payah flicker bunuh
Big
ke
jump
saya.
into sunset level with the
tak payah
ball.
flicker,
Lightning
bang.
straight up with the hug.
Tak
Thunder's
payah
have as
flicker.
well. Killing Street picked up his Zauer's able to get the immobilization. But Blink will be zoned away just by the shortcut. Another health bar to deal with at the bottom lane. It will be a minion wave to play with. Team Spirit converting on these objectives. And YG cannot respond. That's a 4-level lead. Almost can't get sent.
They're just letting this happen, unfortunately.
Yep.
They're not using the golden hour as a creative tool to kind of retain some
Tapi chipnya
semblance
tak
of
sempat
control over
nak
the waves.
Zauer.
tak sempat nak power spy mid to late game ni. Sebab mapnya dah main dekat base YG dah.
Connects, and it's good. Sanji, he's in trouble. He has to use the
Nak
pure
teleport
fire
kat mana?
alongside his blade.
Tak ada tempat nak teleport.
Stay alive. Detna's welcome connects again.
Sudah lagi. Kunyah lagi. Kunyah. Oi, dapat Dora.
Gosh, and the shutdown finally.
Shutdown ke?
YG.
Shutdown tu.
It took him 8 minutes
Shutdown,
to get
shutdown.
on the board.
Finally clapped down onto the backliners here, but at the end of the day, yeah, sure, it's a bit of a shutdown. It goes to Kai's, but that was going to be the main bullet anyways for Yangon. So TS don't mind this so much as we look at the items, right? It's a lightning truncheon in comparison to just a glowing wand. The item difference here allowing TS to actually be stronger in the
damn.
majority of the scenarios. But not to mention, if we start looking down towards everybody else and that
BOD
lead
terus,
coming from Zauer, that is
tengah fat.
ridiculous. He's going to get that BOD in
Dia kalau kau main assassin pun biasanya memang macam tu lah. I mean ideally item nombor 3 Hirara ataupun ini ada assassin kau nak buat banned kan. Tapi kalau kau snowball kau boleh chill dulu lah banned tu. Kau buat je lah BOD. Grid aja.
They're not rushing it straight away. Denying, not only denying information,
He's 15.
but they're setting up like a great net on the side lanes. Oh,
Sunset instant flicker away from Blink.
Ngecip,
Take a look
ngecip.
at Sawo up top as well. It's free. They can't react to it unless the golden hour gets placed down.
Hey,
Sauer's
hey,
able to
Marcel.
roll now. Into the death is welcome.
What the
big
fuck you
jump
doing,
over
Marcel?
Straight to Sauer with a BOD.
yeah, the combo. Not exactly landing.
Marcel, what doing? Tim kau dah balik dah, tak nak kontes pun. Bro duduk sebelah kandang lot tu macam dia ada retri bai.
As much as Zara can dive underneath the turret, most of the time if a composition like this
Aduh,
wants
yang
an inhibitor,
benar
it's a
lah,
full
YG.
5 on the opposite side, despite the 8.2
Kau
KP,
jangan bagi
it
Ying
does
ni
come
hero,
with
tak
its
ada
risks.
mekanik
A
boleh
lot of
ah.
this comes
Kau
down
tak
to
belajar
shot
lagi
and
ke
aggro
daripada
from the target, make sure
apa
that
yang berlaku
everybody can
masa kau
absorb
lawan
the damage
Falcon?
and spread
Pelik
it out
betul lah
evenly
man.
rather than one person just taking it, but worse yet, it's about hit bomba landing the detonators welcome to
Mu
really
duk tengok ke malam tadi?
Big chomp down
Ying
again.
tu jadi minion 2 game.
Ying stays patient
Kau
with
bagi dia hero.
Sunset lever coming in.
Ai,
Golden hour will be
awak
behind it.
kabur bang.
Blink slow, Hiko goes in, a flicker up from Blink. And Ying's just trying to hold. Holy shield already depleted now as Zauer walks up to zone. Turret gonna go down, up top. Purify as well, baited out by Ying.
Yeah, they're getting everything out of them. Unfortunately, every single time that Yin gets hit by the Detna's welcome, it almost trades ult for ult, and they don't mind this. It's actually good.
Hey.
Oh!
There's the gush on bomb, but he's taking that 2
Cukup,
damage. Blink goes
lagi
down,
sikit
bomb
lah.
stays alive. It's Sawo now with the crash
Ui, dia
course.
boleh
and a
datang balik
shotgun
ya.
in the mid
Kalau
lane.
teleport tak
Sawo
pecah.
taken low, flickers out of the way, but Hiko
Oh,
is making
blazing.
quick work with that
Cepat.
turret.
Rapat dulu dulu ni. Rapat
He's
dia tu.
done it. He's already
Cepat.
turned this around
Aduh,
at
jom.
least. He's taken something
Oh,
back at the
dapat,
bare
man. Oh,
minimum,
no.
but they can still chase this actually.
Oh, no.
Yin making sure that Hiko can't close
Oh,
the
no.
distance. He's forced to flicker back out, and Zara now there. He's waiting just in case they need a secondary disengage. Considering everything that has happened in this game, yes, it is a bit of a shutdown. Going over to the right targets, in this case, Sanji.
Bukan, game yang dia lawan Falcon 5 game tu kan, aku sure malam tadi mestilah dia tengok vote kan. Betul tak? Takkanlah malam tadi dia pergi apa? Dia pergi jalan-jalan pula kan. Paris night time. Confirm lah dia tengok vote dok. Nak tengok apa problem whatever kan. Takkan dia tak nampak yang game 1, game 2 dengan game 5 tu bila Ying tu pegang hero yang ada mekanik, Ying tu actually boleh do a lot of things untuk tim dia. I don't understand man.
It's something to work with. It's a sky piercer stack as well for Han. So we have to take that into account.
Warm up pakai Uranus bro. Pakai Uranus ni geng, dia bukan warm up pakai Uranus ni mematikan sel-sel otak.
Nampak konon punya prosen.
Mematikan sel-sel otak.
Whoa, they use the Mystic Gush. Chomp down doesn't land on anybody. Kaize gets away from the missiles just in time as the bottom lane comes pushing in. Sanji Sent down below.
Ya, menghilangkan momentum.
Spawns up in 7 seconds. It's gonna be the pullback to Purify out already. Crash course coming down and the Thunder's Wrath. Now it's Blink in the back. Sour gonna be taken low, taken out of the fight. Asana picks up the second. Sky Piercer of the game. Sanji with the jump.
Aku ingat dia ada winter tu. Bangkit betul lah. Aku ingat dia buat benda tu dia ada winter siap. Mana ada winter baru minit 12 siap. Aduh.
Just look at this, right? As everybody's able to get their damage down, as soon as that Purify is timed out, that's when Sunset Lover is going to let that ball lightning rip. The rest of the composition here also very ready for Sanji's re-engagement as well. So TS, they've covered all their bases. They are playing very good game 1.
So clean.
Gila ini orang kan
YG,
gila.
You can clearly see they're getting desperate. They're
Tak,
making
dia kena
these
semua
plays
bro. Dia
happen.
kena
They
Dora
think they
sikit,
have
dia
their
kena
power spike,
Paki
which is
sikit, dia
true.
kena Hirara.
But the
Memang
thing is,
mati
Team
lah pun.
Spirit
Tu kau
will
tengok
take
duit
control.
Hirara tu berapa bongkok.
That's power spike.
12k siap.
Yeah, and the worst part about it is the frontliners have opted to go for the
Memanglah meninggal
really,
man.
really difficult to actually chunk them out in key critical moments here. And now they've got that lore pushing on that top side. They're synchronizing the waves as well, and they want to have a delayed wave down on bot side. TS now on the attack.
Tengah chip.
To the mid lane they go. Sour
Sarah.
knows no Purify on Ying. 8 seconds for it to come back as the Rose Gold beating gets built up by Sour. The winner crown is ready. Hiko with the jump in forward. Sanji doing some damage over on Hiko. Bomba's still there.
Tak kena.
Golden hour catches Sunset Lover just in the brink of it now. With the
Boom,
Mystic
dapat
Crush comes
Dora.
around.
It's good, and they want to go for a little bit further. Hiko wants to get right on top of him, but they cleared the waves already. They need to reset. They've one more opportunity and one more wave to
Dia
deal
jadi clear
with.
lah sebenarnya.
Massive
Aduh,
Mystic
kanan tak ada
projectile
MM kan.
landed on
Susah siap.
Sunset
Nak
and
getuk tahu.
Bomba. But luckily
Memang
for
apa Team Spirit memang kena timpai je lah baru boleh.
have anything to capitalize on it. Team Spirit though again, classic
Wave clear, wave clear.
classic EECA.
Ada
that
Gorde,
discipline,
ada Cloud,
playing
ada
around these
Suyu.
structures, objectives, backing away straight up, and then slowing the game down again. They're
Struggle
never
sikit nak
letting
dash.
YG touch
But-
their comfortable tempo.
But kalau game ni drag apa stagnan je sampai lot evo lah, then memang Team Spirit boleh lah. But then again, lagi late kau drag, lagi fat Gorde dengan Claude ni kan. But I think tak ada lot evo dia tak boleh tu.
He needs that crown, unfortunately. We've seen many plays where he actually gets
Unless dia ambil risk yang betul-betul gila babi. Gila babi tu maknanya memang apa chip ni kena dive dalam kristal lah. Tapi kalau Marcel ni kau tak engage, apa ulti tu cantik-cantik, memang berkicap lah bro. Oh, berkicap.
So a little bit more defense, but you can
Aduh.
clearly see that big
Winter lah keluar dia, let's go.
XP laners. Bomba is just a big chunky boy.
Thick. He is thick, and
Conan
he's also
power
taking the winner
spike
crown as
incoming.
well, just in case a scenario like that happens again, right? They gotta be careful because at the end of the day,
Suyu
it's
memang
still
okey
going to be
juga
up
nak
to
low
Kai's
clear.
to
Problem
land
dia
that
sekarang
Mystic
ni
projectile.
sebabkan
If it hits on
match up ni dia tak
multiple
boleh
targets,
dua ban.
that's great, but the setup really
Kalau
just
barat
comes down
ni
to Blink.
flicker
Han,
ke
at this stage of the game, has to be the finisher, and he
apa
needs to start
Hidora
peeling. But we
flicker
see
ke memang dia
every
terus
single
mati.
time the sequence is the same.
So yang
TS will
actually
start to target
realistic
Ying
untuk
first, get his
wave
ult
clear
out.
ke low
Maybe
clear
if he
memang
doesn't
Gorde
have a chance
dengan
to dive Cauldron ready to go,
Claude ni.
even better. Then immediately start moving towards Kai's position. Disrupt the anchor. Once the anchor has unhooked from the bottom of the ocean, the whole ship is going to start going out of whack.
Still going to be difficult though again for, wait a second, Blink. No. There's a projectile thrown out as well. YG, they really got to get control over this top side. TS have done such a good job at denying it away from them, and now it really just seems like Team Spirit will be able to take this one for free with Sanji showing up in the top lane.
They're trying to punish this.
Uh-oh, Blink. But the conceal in the back is able to find two with the golden hour. Now the chomp down comes in as shortcut in the back line is able to get
Oh, what a winter by Gorde. Oh, tapi kena pula. Aduh, sedihnya. Bro, tapi Gorde doing so much right now, man. Bro, aduh. Gorde main Gorde. Ay. Bro, Gorde doing so much, man. Tapi tak ada. Ah, nice try ah. Anti lah, bro. Anti. For a losing game, not so bad lah.
In the southpaw stance, cannot just play defensive against them. I don't know. It might be a moment where their drafting has to force a scramble.
They have to.
Aku pun terkejut tiba-tiba apa? Tiba-tiba ada winter. Tak, sebabkan dia winter tu, barat ni dia jadi pening. Kau tengok badan. Dia nak makan. Sebab Gordon tak ada apa, mana ada purify kan. Pum, dia flicker, pup. Oh, dia dah makan dah, tak kena. Lepas tu nak punish pun, dia sempat balik kolam, lepas tu dia ludah. Pep. Tapi dia tak konakan, dia bodoh lah. Dia AFK apa hal sial. Aku rasa kalau dia konakan mati yo. Apa hal dia AFK? Memanglah dia AFK, dia winter. Aduh, berat. Berat. Viewer.
Awal lagi nak kek. Bos kacip.
Jangan nak tengok Claude. Claude buat apa? I feel like Claude could have done much more. Okay.
Fokus do host.
Lepas tu, mana dia pergi? Oh tu ada blazing. Tak ada blazing. Kena Hirara immune. Immune lagi. Pum masuk flicker pagi tu. Dia patah balik. Boleh lah. Suyu? Mana Suyu? Ni Suyu kat belakang. Bencalang. Babi terus cair. Bodoh. Marcelnya kena dengan Rara dengan ni. Suyu sikit satu miss kan. Sebab barat. Sikit dua pun kena ujung Dan kejar Rara. Retri. Elak. Suyu bangsat sakit. Lepas tu mati. Aduh. Han. Kalau mekanik je lah tu orang cakap Orang cakap kalau kau full HP, eneminya 2 bar, lepas tu kau kalah. Kalau mekanik aja lah bang. I mean to be fair, sure lah Hirara punya lagi sustain dan lagi fat kan. But I feel like could have done much better than that lah Madarchot. Marcel, Dalti apa ni Dalti eneminya tak pasti untuk apa lah. Dia masuk, kena immobilize, lepas tu kena tumbuk dengan Paki dengan ni. Aduh, mati terus Marcel. Sepah. Not the worst team fight, but given that 10k goal difference rasa macam boleh sebenarnya. Tapi tu ada, dia kalau kau tengah kalah duit macam ni lagi-lagi ni 10k orang cakap memang besar gila babi dah lah. Salah satu syarat untuk kau menang team fight selain daripada benda-benda basic lah kan, makro kau lah, decision making lah, apa benda lah semua tu kan, targeting lah. Selain daripada benda tu, salah satu yang macam very simple punya rule adalah yang memang tak boleh discount skill hit. Sebab kau tak ada duit kan, so damage output kau and everything all in all memang rendah kan. So kalau kau miss skill hit, even satu pun, even kecil pun, benda tu memang peranan lah. Contoh kan, masa aku kecil tu, apa yang matter lah, contoh macam ni kan. Okay, Gordon ni tak apa lah. Sebab dia dah kira dah dapat banyak value lah. Contoh macam Blazing Clothing ni pun okay lagi tak apa sebenarnya. Sebab dia dapatkan Hirara. Lepas tu at the same time, lepas Hirara Chow, dia berjaya cut kan. I mean, tak full value juga, but okay lagi lah. Sebab Hirara kira high profile punya target lah. Tapi I guess Suyu ni lah. Aku rasa yang paling ralat dekat sini, resource Marcel kau, yang mati for nothing, pretty much. Lepas tu dengan Suyu mengejar Hirara ni. Skill satu kau miss, kau retry, lepas tu attackable, kau kena retry balik, lepas tu kau tak ada skill kan, nampak? Sebab kau perlukan lah skill satu tu kan. Golden stun miss. Mana? Lepas winter ke? Tak ada sekolah skill pun. Tak ada keluar skill pun tak. Sebelum winter. Oh, true. Sebab Gorde pula, crucialnya bola tu kena hit supaya kau punya yang true damage tu keluar 1 detik lebih laju kan. Sebab dia lepas 4 kan. Selepas 4 skill hit tu, 4 tick baru dia trigger yang true damage kan.
Skill 2 tak suyu miss.
Yep. Skill 2 suyu yang libas semua miss juga. Yang ni kau tengok. Kau tengok suyunya. Ni lah skill 1 miss. Oh, winter. Lepas tu dia skill 2 awal pula. Pam kan. Kalau boleh biar lambat sikit kena sekali pakito tu ke. Tak kena juga. Tapi aku rasa yang betul-betul major Suyu ni yang dengan Hirara ni dengan Marcel mati for nothing. Itu yang paling apa? Paling problem. Paling rugi.
Right, because Suyu came out late, and then the Marcel's first, but again they were able to answer that. So let's see how it translates in game. And in this current meta, it's all about map pressure. Let's look at what happens when there's no map pressure here. We're gonna be seeing this is.
Perasan tak kita tak VAR Uranus? Did you guys notice? You wanna know why? Do you want to know why?
Of Yangon, and they're able to go in. This is 2 minutes, right? This shows how much domination they got with the Barats as well.
Selepas 1 tahun straight VAR Uranus, I can safely say to you, dah tak ada benda dah aku nak telaah Uranus ni. Dia dah habis. Dia dah, orang cakap dah katam. Dah tutup lah bukunya. Sebab buku dia, kalau kau buka, ada 2 page je. Page 1, very strong early game. Page 2, mid to late game, useless. Macam ni dia. Tutup. Tutup. Okay?
Sebab Konang
And
terlalu
then Blink
berpikir.
kind of stunned, but here's the thing.
Come on,
In the
Rino, orang
golden
cakap
hour,
fake squad.
some abilities go through, some don't. And we're going to be looking at this clip here, how it has been stunned up, and then Han tries to attack, but the guy's frozen. So no damage is going through. So this draft honestly doesn't really harmonize together all that well.
VAR je boleh belajar.
I guess the clips that I also
Kau pergi tengok tournament-tournament yang lepas-lepas, game yang ada Uranus. Lepas tu kau tengok aku punya VAR like 6 months ago ke kan. Dia sama je explanation. I can confidently tell you that tak ada apa-apa yang berbeza lah.
Within
So,
the team
itulah dia
and
buang
within
masa.
the lineup, it hasn't been really that great. And at the same time, against these opponents, against this lineup, it hasn't been as great. So where's the play button? Oh, there. Okay. So I chose this clip in particular. Was it this one or is it? I chose this clip in particular because I think it was just
Berhentilah
very
doh bagi
brief.
Ying ni.
But this was a
Tolong
quick
doh.
movement from when they
Aku nak
actually
Ying ni
went
jadi,
to
aku nak dia MVP
threw
oh.
away that purple buff and immediately transition to this turtle,
Aku
which
nak
by
dia
the way,
final
he was
MVP
just
doh.
trying to hold by himself. So again, we mentioned he is expected to be the front. He's capable of
Tu
being the
zaman
front,
bila?
but that's
Tu
just pretty
zaman
much it. He
dinosaur,
can
Majapahit.
kinda tank the damage as of this moment because it's not like he was really able to scale up either. Because again, both the sides were really matched really well. The guy beside me is doing a really well job as well, trying to mimic what I'm saying. But at the same time, what I'm trying to point out is, you see how the combo of the burst is actually put into action here by Team Spirit. It was probably a bit of a worry for us that the Eudoro had
Last
to
team
deal
fight
with the
pun
Uranus,
Marcel
that the
je.
Eudoro
Kalau
had to
tak
deal with
Konang
the
dah menyelam
Marcel
dah.
that could probably just be everywhere. Thank you
Rino,
for zooming in
apa
on my
sebab
face so you
kau
don't get to
jump
see
skip
it.
Uranus
But yeah,
walaupun X
so
bagi
at this
impact?
point, I feel like this
Soalan
moment
shadow tu
already
pun ni.
meant so much to how Team
Kan,
Spirit
soalan
have pretty
shadow
much
ni kan.
secured the game. Because the moment
Ini
that
pun
they were
dah setahun
already
dah aku
able to
jawab.
deal with Ying, and no other member from Yangon could actually
Dah
provide
tahu
help
dah.
nor trade
Level
whenever
real.
Ying actually went down. I think that was pretty much it. This was one moment where they tried to trade. I feel like they kind of hit their power spikes, but I think it's a keyword. It's always kinda. It's never really
Talaga.
enough for Yangon to actually go in for a fight against Team Spirit. And that was a one moment where you saw Blink
Teka
or
kenapa
hit
Rino nak
Sanji,
YG menang?
as much as he already had items on a claw, try to
Kenapa?
go in, but just
Setahun
look
Rino
at
tak
what
gemar
happened
dengan Koneng.
afterwards. You
Aku
just
tak tahu.
kind of see how
Aku tak adalah nak YG menang,
sad this engage looked like.
Aku
There
nak
was a
YG
full
bermain.
stack,
Aku
blazing
grand final
forward,
ni apa
but
aku
he just
nak
gets
aku nak
cancelled
dua-dua
out
bermain
by
lah.
Hiko and Tsar Egoist. So there's not much you can do with this lineup.
Kalau
There's a
macam ni
clear
pergi
lack of
pick Uranus
synergy
saya
from
bye
Yangon
boring.
and
Boring
Not
kan.
saying that it's
Malas
bad,
tak ada
it's just
mood.
that in the team itself, the chemistry isn't there, and there's so many answers that unfortunately
Aku
was
terlepas
Tak,
tu
bukan.
by
Like
Team
legit
Spirit.
doh.
So it's just
Team yang kau nak beli, takkan tak nak dia orang menang.
Aku penonton pun nampak bongok si Ying tu pakai Arlot. Dia pakai apa? Arlot Sora apa lagi tu? Apa lagi tu dia pakai?
Barat. Bagi TS menang biar makin ramai komuniti ML kat Europe.
Dia pakai Rubiah.
Ruby.
Kan? Tapi Ruby dia tak menyerah sangat I mean dia buat benda basic je lah. Tak adalah macam gila sangat. Dia just flikalti kan. But the Arlot and the Sora kan. Like holy shit. And then kau tengok dia main Uranus. Takkan kau tak nampak siap the difference. Like pelik aku faham. Memang pelik. Dia macam tak nampak ke yang ESP lane dia tu bila bermain membuatkan tim dia macam ada chain of reaction yang membuatkan tim dia pun boleh bermain.
Because I think even Yangon
betul.
use the
Masa
Valentina
bagi Kin main hero pelik-pelik
based on
sama
their
lah.
game yesterday, so
Sama.
they just probably took it out. Well, it does kind of tell you something about how they want to draft. But being in blue side and still not having a better draft is a really weird thing to look at. So I do think there are a bunch of things that have to be dealt with if you'd look at Yangon.
Kenapa side effect dia dekat coach?
I think yes, leave a lot of things open. The problem is, I feel like
Nanti
YG
kureh, bro.
came in with that mentality where they tried to get a lot of things open, but the problem is they let Team Spirit get all of them.
I actually agree with you. I think that's why we saw the Valentina. I think they actually left
Valentina, Harley, as well as Atlas.
I think they were trying to make sure they could get Atlas and Barats, or at least get something like that. But they just, I don't know, they were late to the game. Maybe they just need another crack at it.
I feel like if they try that again, maybe don't first pick the Marcel.
Yeah.
I feel like Marcel
that's probably
is strong,
what it is.
but not enough.
Yeah.
I feel like Barats or Paquito, both of these are
Boleh
probably
first
like
pick Marcel,
the
tak ada
highest
masalah
prio
ke?
now.
Or not in
Tak
terms
ada
of
masalah. First pick Marcel.
play style. Because I don't
Tapi
think
lepas
Marcel
tu
will
ESP
just
kau
really
jangan
enable the kind of play style
letak
that they
beban
do
keluarga.
play based on the previous matches. 'Cause I
Barulah
think
boleh
even
bermain,
though in previous
man.
matches where they had much better drafts or hero synergies to be exact, they've been doing things individually and they just layered together so well. But in this scenario, it just really requires you to follow a certain sequence, which I don't think they really would want to go for if they want to play fast, especially against like a team like Team Spirit.
Yeah, they need something for the early game. They need to deny it. They need to match it. They need to keep
Game tu
tempo.
dah tak tahan tu nak
So
main hero
now they're
mekanik.
back to the drawing board. Team Spirit have done something
Teori
well,
kau ye ke?
and they know exactly why it works. Can
Bagi
Yangon
hero branded
make
lu
an
biar
adjustment
darah
to tie us back up? So
biar
far, in
darah
our sets,
mudanya.
we have not seen many teams go 1-1.
You know, boiling.
We've seen 2-0 and then 2-2. Which means we are in a heavy momentum swing for this meta. I think it also means that generally, LaFell, some team figures it out a little bit earlier, a little bit faster, and it takes a minute to figure out how
Right,
to handle that.
langsung.
I feel like game number 1, it's kind of how Yangon want to test the waters, right? Because we even heard in the interview with Eterna where their coach said that they're going to be aggressive. But that was the kind of draft that
Coach
was
nampak apa
not
yang kita tak
aggressive,
nampak
right?
pada
So
Konen?
maybe they just want to test the waters. And now Yangon, they just
Atlas,
back out the
Barat,
Barats, as
Paki.
well as the Paquito, because I think even they agree with that. That's too much of a problem. Let's get rid of both of them.
Yeah, the question was, do you leave everything open or do you take everything away? And it's clear that YG said, we are going to take away the Paquito, we are going to take away the Atlas, we are going to take away the Barats, and now we're going to be on a more even playing field because in this situation, we're getting one of the two that we think are the most valuable. But I like this too because we're just going deeper into those frontliners, those
Yang
fighters,
patut
those
tonton
roams. I
BTS
think this
semalam
works for
respect
YG.
Bang
We've seen
Konen.
it work.
Yeah.
Skin main
Eudora gets
kisah dah
banned. I
keluar
feel like
tu.
Hirara should be the top prio here. Marcel can kind of work, I guess, but I don't know, man. Hirara's been like one of the faces of MSC.
I'm thinking between Hirara or Jusen for Yangon.
GOF
think
nanti
Hirara.
mabah juga ke?
Yeah, same. If it's, if it's just
selected
about
teams.
what really works, I just
Baru aku
think
nobah.
if Yangon have been drafting according to comfort, then that could have been a
Hirara.
consideration. But now that will remain open. Honestly,
Marcel lah, let's go.
Spirit,
Marcel.
I think there's even the Beller
Marcel.
Paquito that are available.
Paquito's banned.
Oh, never mind.
So
Marcel
yeah,
apa
I think
dia?
like there's a
Marcel.
chance that they could actually steal the
Nanti
Zushi in
Marcel
the phase one, because
Gorgia.
again, the Eudora has been banned out, so you need someone else to control
Skin
during the
kisah.
fight. In terms of
Apa?
Beller, I
Balmond.
think it is an okay pick
Plater
for
tu dah keluar ke?
Sawa. Sawa does
Yang
show
Titan tu?
quite a lot of heroes
Yeah.
so far in MSC,
Real
so
lah.
that might also be something that they want to play around. And with the Paquito as well as the Barat's band, I think Hiko's just going to get a
One
marksman.
just,
Here.
let's
Yeah,
go.
some kind of marksman. The Esmeralda gets picked up as well as the Bellary. So now Team Spirit has already established they have a front line and they have a counter-engage hero in the Bellary.
Dah nampak HP, dah nampak Rom.
Well, we've seen Sora picked
Dah
up.
nampak
right? And
HP,
she's
dah
done
nampak
okay.
Rom.
She's
No
done- she's
brainer
done
tu.
okay. I like that maybe going deeper into an EXP lane. Remember, Phoveus was available last time. You had some interesting matchups. Lapu, I think you go
Dexter.
Claude. Sanji's very comfortable
juga.
there. And now Kaize can get his Zushin.
I think he really should get a Zushin unless there's a prior roamer that, I don't know, I want to try. I don't know about that though. Because
I don't know
Glue is
about that.
counterable
Boleh juga.
either with the carry or mids like the Vexanas. Yeah, so it's a good hero. It's just counterable.
Harley.
So the Harley picked back up, and that's something they banned earlier on, Brig. But the second Zower has a chance to get it. It brings it back. We'll see how impactful this is.
Okay. I guess they've been eyeing the Harley. That's why they didn't really lock in their mid laner first. But at the same time, I feel like a Jusin was an okay pick into the Harley either way. Because you had the Crimson Beacon, you had like escape tools to just really keep yourself safe. And that goes the same if you want to get out of dangerous situations, since Spirit are looking to draft a really good comp against Dive.
So at this point, just ban out a lot of mids, and I think you're pretty golden because at this point, I really feel like banning out EXPs isn't really all that great, but they respect
Jadi
a
mati tak
possible
okey
die-off,
tu
which
UO campak
hasn't worked
XP.
too well, but again, on paper, it's one of the only picks that can deal with the Esmeralda.
Nak
You know, I will
mati
say
kiri
this,
ni kena kalau dia
I
dapat
feel like
last pick
Karara
boleh lah, tapi
survived a
since
lot
dia tak
of
boleh last
gold
pick
ults
then
because of those iframes.
Minions!
but all in all point is kena tengok dulu lah.
I
Lagi
thought
satu
it was
pick.
Glue, not
Tu spirit
Groove.
dia nak pick.
It's the fans
Sebab
are having
takut
fun in here. It is a lively
tiba-tiba
building.
dia punya pick tu
But do you think that
mencorakkan dia
maybe it's
punya
going back to the
early
tried
game
and
tu
true? I
terlalu
think
ganas
maybe they
yang
liked the Gore. There
Glue
was
ni
a
lagi
good
tak
source of
bermain pula.
damage. There was just a lot of heroes that could get away from him.
I feel like Gord is good against the Esme and the Bellary, but that Harley is going to cause so
Gonna be a
much
problem.
problems. Like,
Okay.
this Harley makes it so that you always second guess what mid laner you want to use and what marksman you're going to use, because both of these roles can get one-shotted by the Harley. Some heroes can outplay it, but not all. And Gord having no dashes is one of the more dangerous picks against the Harley.
Yeah, if it's stashes that we're talking about, since the Jusin is already pretty much out, the Valentina is still there as a mid option
Sana
for
pun macam okey kat mana
Yangon,
YG.
since they can
Wow,
also pretty
kau
much
lain
take
macam
away the
kuat
Wrath of
sangat
Dryad
dia
for
ni.
themselves.
That's
But the
true.
thing is, it hasn't really worked out for Kaize. That is one thing we got to
Terlebih.
observe.
But
with them
definitely
recently,
ESP untuk
especially
YG
as
ni
they're
dia kena
forced to play
badan
a
lah.
much slower game, and you don't
Kalau
really
tak
know what the
Glue dengan
matchup is
Hirara
going to
ni
look
pening
like.
sikit nak main.
If Spirit get more and more range, especially in the mid, that might be tough to deal with, because you really want to complement the Glue.
Dia dah ambil badan ataupun something yang
Well,
betul-betul
we've got our bans here.
betul-betul
Zushin
kiting
finally
powernya tinggi
banned.
lah.
So
So
it
boleh
does seem like they're
saling-saling
going back into the
saling-saling
pool.
dengan
There's
Glue
been a
kalau dia dengan
resistance for
Rara.
Kaize to go off of the 4 chant heroes that he's used. There was a one-time Valentina, but otherwise, we've seen that Zushin, we've seen that Eudora, we've seen.
Arlord
Well,
gas.
we'll see if we see something different here.
Yeah, because for Spirit, they can take the Valentina just to take away
Bruno,
from YG. It's just
Bruno,
that there's
Spirit.
no really good ults
Yeah.
for you to really steal. But sometimes as a Valentina, it's not that big of a deal. You just want to be able to put pressure in the early game and then kind of deny from your opponents, because then there's no more dashing heroes. Kinda Lilia, but I think Lilia is worse because her HP is so small.
Wow.
She will die anyways to the deadly magic.
And I like how they're not necessarily reacting to the Glue pick.
Ah!
It could have been a Vexana anyway, but just so they could be faster
Steal
around
away.
the
Bro!
map, steal it away. They just lock it in instead of YG getting their hands on it. So that poses a
Ada
question
ambil barang
to
ah.
YG instead. How do they match this, knowing that it's going to be a Valentina
Macam
in
tiba
early
kan. Aku rasa
for
nak
Glue?
deny pick je tu. Tak nak bagi Valentina kat YG ni, nanti aku copy ulti Bele.
Really
Sumpah je.
fast.
Like, it's gonna be good for a while until the Harley gets like a
Arlord,
genius run.
wow.
Normally it gets picked up,
Selena.
as
Ay,
well as
kenapa
the
Selena,
Selena here.
oh?
I'm liking,
Oh.
I'm liking the adjustment that YG is picking
Aku
up.
tak adalah
now.
against sangat
A
Selena guys
good
ni, but
matchup in the gold lane
given that kau dah
possibly
nampak
can
hero-heronya,
burst
aku macam
down
lagi suka
multiple
benda yang
members
lebih
of
guaranteed
YG,
lah.
as long as Team
Sebab Lele
Spirit
ni dia sama
gives them a
gak?
good
Dia sama lah juga
Let's
macam
go about these
Nova
rounds.
kan. Kalau kau
I
let's
think
say
it's
lah,
more
in
equal
theory,
compared to game number 1.
engkau full skill hit, memang tembus kan. Memang mantap gila lah. Tapi realitinya is not like that. So given that kau dah nampak dah hero apa kat kanan ni mostly, dan di sebelah dia kau ambil yang lebih sure hit lah. Macam yang konsistensinya lebih tinggi lah maksud aku. Vexana ke, even Zetian, Gorde. Tapi nak Lele lah. Tapi kalau Lele nya padu then okey lah. Kill it, kill it.
I don't know if your daughter needs to watch this next game here because it's going to be an absolute bloodbath. They might be above the age limit for this one.
Okay, langsung saja. Valentina clean goleng.
For both roaming supports here. Glue is an amazing pick into this lineup, but the big issue is, are you going to be able to build the right items?
Sebab dia tak boleh panik sangat Glue ni. Dia tak ada satu stun yang betul-betul boleh membantai Glue ni early game. So so kalau YG ni dia relax sampai Glue ni level 4, lepas tu start main agresif. Langsung saja. Sebab power spike kiri ni dia kena tunggu Glue level 4 lah. Aku rasa kalau dia paksa contoh first turtle ni dia macam apa? Macam force the issue sangat. Aku rasa dia akan kalah. Okay, what a chain. Hai! Hai! Tak boleh tekan flicker Beleric tu, man. Tak boleh tekan. Immobilize. Glue sambung immobilize. Lele balik. Ajas. We like that. We like that. Chain stun dekat ML ni never not entertainment tu. Never.
That's why Sour
always fun.
Out of the equation. This is how they get back into that turtle fight after Sawo got picked off.
Yeah, but it looks like they're not going to be able to contest the very first.
Lagi-lagi kalau chain stun tu dia guna hero-hero yang sedikit susahan. Oh, boleh keluar ke? Boleh. Yang kan nak cosplay SRD. Tersangkut lepas tu mati. Berat.
It's such a good decision for them. Now retreat battle is still going to be Sour.
Okay. Dia tak perlukan sangat pun, betul ni. Tak perlu. Dia perlu Glue level 4. That's it.
Why do we need Sunset Lover on 4? We're just going to get tempo in mid, take that main win condition away from YG, and get that turtle.
It's abusing the timers. Ying was not level 4 at the right time.
Give up turtle is okay. Tapi jangan bagi enemy rembat hutan. Turunnya, okay?
Level 4. They also need to make sure that everybody is ready to fight at the right time. So now with the off-tempo play, they steal it away. Great decision coming in from TS. But where is the rest of the conversion, right? As we go back to the neutral states, you can see that even Kid Bomba is still making
tak turtle tu, I mean obviously kalau kau dapat memang ada benefit lah.
Showing himself.
But let's say that kau decide yang memang power spike kau early ni macam tak strong lah nak counter turtle lah. Kau nak give up turtle. Tak apa. Takkan ada consequences yang macam besar ke apa, tak ada. Sangat minor. Tapi ni cerita kalau dia berakhir dekat turtle je. But the thing is, kebiasaannya kalau team yang macam Team Spirit ni pula kan, dia rasa macam, ni tak contest turtle ni. We want more. Sebab dia ada buff turtle tu kan. Walaupun kecil tapi semua orang dapat. Dia cakap we want more. Dia palau dia punya hutan, dia pergi hutan enemy. Dekat situ barulah kau akan rasa the consequences of kau tak contest turtle tadi. Tapi contoh macam tadi kan dia tak rusuh kan. Dia pun balik hutan dia je. Then okay. Then okay.
They are so good at maximizing all these small little trades on the map. Like even here, Bomba is getting a trade over on Kaize, giving Sunset Lover more pressure in the lane and stopping Kaize from putting those trap downs. You know, it's just such a small win, but it builds up, and that's why Team Spirit now, even though they're down a kill, are the ones up in tempo, in map pressure, and everything.
Exactly. Here, because by the time the turtle actually spawns, Kid Bomba in about roughly 6 or so seconds after the spawn, he's gonna get us all back. So they understand how these timers work. And you can see that Ying, as soon as Bomba shows up, he's like, oh man, I gotta try and forcefully clear this wave. We trade ult again. We're gonna come back down to the turtle, and I think it's gonna be that.
Langsung saja.
I want to see what TS's
Gulu-gulu.
because now they can't.
Dia panjat Harley dia MVP ah.
But I think they want to extend their lead. Oh, Bomba, he's got the proxy.
And Sunset, that's the reason he stole that Abyss form.
Woi, kalau Arlot libas flicker tu, mati Harley tu. Pop! Cancel! Itu bukan Harley! Lagi, kena leleh. Oh, kena clean pula. Macam tu lah YG. Begitulah. oi. Sedap main bila ada H9.
Over just yet. At least the tempo is falling back into Yangon's favor. But in the mid lane, just
Rasa
notice that
macam
now he doesn't
Rasa macam
really
mudah
want
nak
to
jalan
stay in this lane
Bila
any
HP
longer.
dengan
He
Rom
just
kau ni
wants
macam
one more time, right?
Macam
Sawa
apa
so
bermain.
Sanji clearly doesn't have the items, but
Dapat banyak
as soon as
space,
the
ah.
fight is
Oh.
out and Kais is able to find an off angle on any of the priority targets.
Tinggal tekan-tekan aja Bila EHB dengan Rom macam gitu. Wow.
The iframes a bit too hard to kill. I think what we need to talk about, Gideon, is the fact that Team Spirit intentionally took that fight a bit long. Kid Bomber though, the final slash lands on him, but Ying doesn't have the vengeance again.
Wih, dapat. Oi, Pono babinya wis
Cannot take it out.
Tapi Ozil
That's
dapat
gotta be
hero mekanik.
frustrating.
It's now 3 series in a row where he just can't kill Bomba.
It's annoying because you can tell that Ying, he was thinking about jumping
Lagi tak
this.
ada live ban,
And Nana's
lambat
like, no,
parah
give
sikit
me
nak
kills,
bunuh
please,
Ismail
I
ni.
need this right now. You're already 2-0. I'm 0-2. Just give me a little bit of gold and it could make the difference here. And that might have just costed them a lot more than they would have imagined here. But you're absolutely right.
You have to go back to before the fight. Bomba didn't go for the rotation
Yeah,
straight up, even
get the
though he
goal
had a
difference.
tempo advantage over Ying.
Approaching
He stayed in
set
and
to go.
cut, he proxied deeper. So it was almost as if Team Spirit knew they weren't going to take that fight. They were just trying to prolong it so that YG can't get their early snowball in time.
And not to mention that they're utilizing their threats like Sawa walking up and faking the movements, trying to throw as many feints just to get YG to react.
Ui.
Is Sawa in trouble
Wait,
here?
jangan
He
panjat,
should be in
jangan panjat,
trouble,
jangan
right?
panjat.
Yeah, he's totally fine. And he's able to get a little bit of
Dia
his
panjat,
health
aku
back.
report lah.
This is why Bella is just so annoying.
Dia panjat,
to
dia
deal
bawa
with.
dekat
Very
team,
similar to
belenya
Glue in a
ulti
lot
kan.
of senses, but
Ulti
just
flicker.
can't fight as
Memang aku
often.
report. Gulu-gulu.
Opening up again this time around, it's going to be Team Spirit with a man advantage. Grouping up, but they have to split up.
Wih,
Remember,
awalnya.
Blink can find an AoE.
Hey.
Now Blink with a meltdown. It's going to be Ying caught in the deadly magic. The volley started with it right through the drive, lands on everybody.
Hey, the combo is good, and now they're using their Clint to cut through the rest of them as Kid Bomba, making sure that Sanji can't even walk up to auto anybody else. I am your bullet sponge.
Kenapa
Don't
dia nak
look
beli,
at
bodoh?
anywhere else, please.
Ying is isolated. He's chasing all
Aku
alone.
dah
Wait,
cakap
that's
jangan
Ying.
buat
Blink.
siap.
Now the blazing red coming through, and it's actually all planned, calculated. by
Boleh
Blink.
panjat Harley tu.
Capitalized on by
Dah banyak
Sanji.
kali bodoh kita tengok dulu panjat Harley. Siapa hari tu buat banyak?
Compensation, though, is
Tak,
now
memang
the
boleh
goal.
Rasa macam tak boleh kan. Tapi sebenarnya memang boleh kan. Masa aku bila cakap boleh tu, kau memang consistently boleh buat tak kat Harley ni. Sebab
I was wondering whether he go
sebab,
on this play was a good option. They
quite
wanted
easy
to
kau nak
go the lane
predict dia
where
punya
technically
movement tu
they
kan.
sort of got, but they still can't
Range
deal with
Harley
Blink.
punya
Blink gets on
lompat
top
tu
of
dengan
Hero. It's
glue punya
kinda
1-2 tu
over.
macam
Like,
just
even if
nice
he
lah.
does actually have the flicker, he's gonna time it
Zeki kan,
perfectly.
Zeki.
But the rest of the team, at least for TS, it's about peeling. And
Harley
even so, they don't have the correct answers,
Valentina,
right? I don't think
Valentina masih tak
Kid
worth
Bomba
lah.
or Zara
Harley
Egoist
atau
or
Clean lah
Sunset
would be the
Lover
best
wants
lah.
to be the one getting pulled
Tak ada
away,
kalau
but
macam
that's the
kau
thing,
main glue
right?
ni kan,
Yangon,
kau nak tangkap
they're trying
tank,
to keep it tricky.
boleh.
Blink
Macam contoh kau nak
getting on top of
tangkap
Sawa
Bele
initially.
ke, kau nak
Pretty
tangkap
good
Esme
idea,
ke,
but
tapi
unfortunately,
kau
where do you
tunggu
go to?
low dulu lah.
Blink with a walk up again.
Kau tunggu low dulu.
Stun over. Sawo gets caught by the arrow. The final slash lands on Bomba. He's trying to capitalize now with a blast.
Tinggal.
Brings him
So.
all the way back to Han. And he gets
And
this guy
so,
Better target priority. That's
Hand-
exactly what we want to see
handsome.
from the Galacticos.
Tapi,
You don't want to pull
tapi
Sawa
apa?
into your
Masih
team,
dia
but
ada
Kid
goal
Bomba,
difference.
you know what? Without
Sebab kalau kau
pure
perasan
fight,
dari
let's
tadi,
do it.
walaupun YG ni dapat kill ke apa,
So little.
player Team Spirit ni yang tak berkaitan dengan event tu, diorang buat benda lain lah. Sama ada farmer, curi hutan ke, tok tower ke. Oh, kena. Gila. Gila. Ni boleh manjat. Ni boleh manjat. Tak kau flicker lah. Tak kira cooldown flicker, bye. Aduh.
But Sanji also now realizing
Kuat
he
depan
can't
je
waste
kena
any more
flicker
time.
tu.
As much as we've commended TS for actually not only dragging out games, but they are so good at being efficient with their time. Yangon are starting to pick up steam at this stage of the game. First helm already complete from Glue. Berserker's Fury finally on top of the endless battle. Not sure if the rapid boost is going to keep Hiko alive, but man,
Gitu.
this mid-tier 1, you can see that both
Tapi
sides,
tu lah,
they
bila Arlok
really
buat
wanna
macam tu,
crack it
orang lain pun ke belakang kan. Sebab cuak kena apa? Cuak kena libas kan.
Every time reacting to YG really well. Sanji.
Wih, kantoi dah tu. Kantoi tu.
BMI, the deadly magic does land at the end. Now as Han's going to be isolated from the rest of the team. Sawo able to get the taunt down on Blink as Bomba goes in.
Sebab
It's going to
monyet.
final slash landing on Sunset
Sebab
Lover.
dapat rally hilang tu.
Taken out by Han.
Tak ada goal di
Uranus boleh buat ke setup macam tu, geng?
Is
Huh?
able to escape and YG will
Boleh ke
utilize
Uranus
this
nak set up kan
man
untuk team macam tu?
advantage to rotate straight into the neutral.
Boleh lah, saya tak telur lah. Saya tak
Red
telur.
herring here. Ying
Tu.
showing that final slash to Kid Bomba as if, yeah, I'm looking for you. No, I'm going to go for somebody else. And they've got 10 seconds worth of tempo here.
Uranus boleh buat ni. Dia pergi, dia lompat dekat bush. Guys.
This is really
Ada hero, ada Velen, ada Velen.
Goes in the focus straight onto Blink. Oh, arrow
Okay,
lands
Bodoh tapi connect terus bodoh lele ni. Tapi to be fair, timnya memang sama. But the synergy all in all memang mantap lah.
Honestly, not a bad idea for Bomba to actually absorb the arrow early on, predestined to fight, knowing that Sunset Lover is coming back up and he has that Purify, because you can see that Yangon, they want to react to this.
Harley ni beli item apa? Apa pasal dia baling ulti dari tadi 2 bar terus lah.
Space escape into a deadly magic. Doesn't even matter
Tak
if
ada
you
gol
have
ni.
broken trigger now.
Yeah, no, it's so true, because again, they
Boleh.
don't have the
Kena flicker ni boleh.
sustainability.
Kena flicker ni boleh. Gulu-gulu.
This is a crazy Lord Dance Blink. Able to jump on
Jangan
Salvo.
panjat.
Able to stay
Jangan
back
panjat
up.
gulu-gulu.
Bomba no Purify for another 48 seconds. He holding on this position. And Sour's too
Oi.
far. Securing the neutral.
Oi.
Sunset Lover's Howl goes
Oh, macam tu Hirara retry
to the rest of the team.
Oh. Asal Hiraranya tak jalan straight kat muka Belerigo? Kenapa dia tekan skill EV?
Killing spree. And he's able to buy some time now. Up top it was Blink who got the
Bukan patut dia retry tekan skill 1 lepas tu hold and lock biar dash 2 kali cium muka pokok. Oh bukan lah. Oh. Oish! Oish!
Final slash into the arrow. And Sanji picks up another kill.
Double Holy Shielding down. What a statement here from Yangon that they are not going to lose confidence just because they dropped a single game because they weren't able to fight.
Tapi nice try lah, cakap dengan Ying nice try. Kalau dia rasa Arlok dia akan open next game, dia memang nice try lah. Dia dah boleh frame dah. Dia dah boleh frame lepas tu. Tu. Yang meme dia nangis tu, tengok gambar frame tu dah boleh lah.
It's a pretty big attempt here.
No fucking way, bro, dah akan bagi.
That would be great. At the same time, see that TS as much as they
But
want
to be fair, memang keempat-empat ni memang mantap bro. Lele glue, Rara, Arlot ni. Dari tadi dia saling ganti tu aku minat sangat tu. Macam tukar-tukar kan. Kadang Arlot dulu, kadang Lele dulu, kadang glue dulu, kadang Hirara dulu. Tengok lah keadaan tu macam mana kan. Tapi lepas tu follow up ni pun licin aja. Oh, basah sekejap gaming. Basah.
Almost immobilization. Sanji with a Melfic gun abusing it
Dua
and
inhibitor
able
just like
to
that, man.
find a turret in the mid lane. So that's 2 with the first Lord.
Interesting. So Sunset Lover has been stealing away the ult coming in from Kai's just because it technically works as a morph. So when you have morph, you actually get access to the rest of the
bagi
abilities
Uranus
like the
jangan tu,
arrow,
jangan.
like the trap. So they've been trading back and forth here. But I think
Papa
the
FIFA
issue is the fact that
jangan
Yangon
sibuk
has
lah.
set the
Jangan sibuk.
minefield every single time. And the previous Lord takes Zara couldn't even get in on
Dia
the
memang buat
typical
damage.
angles or
Itu lama lah. Genius.
because of how many abyssal traps reveal this position. Looking at the items, Chastised Pauldron finally done. Done here is the first item coming in from
Tak,
Sawa.
tapi Valen sebenarnya worst je lah nak copy ulti glue kan. Aku perlu tahu ke yang dia dapat semua skill. Sebab since Valen kan memang item magic.
He's got 3 items too. But those positions are really difficult, especially when Blink has
Semuanya tu lah. Kalau kau skill 1, kau skill 2 miss, kau memang akan mati terus lah sebab kau soft lah.
Still going to be very tough. And now it gets even worse for Spirit because how are they going to catch Sanji? He has a winner crown very soon, already has that Melfic gun, is scaled past, I think, a lot of Team Spirit's own win con. So
Ya, lembut. Tapi kalau kau skill hit, tak ada masalah.
to make some mistakes for
Sebab
Team
lepas
Spirit to
panjat
be
tu,
able to
memang
actually
kau boleh bunuh
look
satu
for an
kan.
angle to come back here.
Risiko dekat situ je.
Scenarios, if they can chain CC off of the Wrath of the Dryads, that's one. The second dangerous one is getting hit by 2 Shadow Strikes from Sunset Lover.
Semua ulti kelabu, Valen copy dia akan dapat semua skill. So istilah morphing tu tak valid pun lah sebenarnya kan. Sebelum ni tengok baca cakap kalau ada morphing je baru dia dapat full. Parah tu.
Sunset Lover in the mid lane as well. That bottom lane is looking juicy for YG. As patient as ever.
They can't correct this in time. I don't think they can, and I think YG should start actually taking the space, but Sanji just used his BMI. They might wait for it a little bit longer.
Libas semua juga.
I believe to deal with that wave, yes. As YG control this Lord again. Sunset Lover is busy in the mid lane, handling those big minions.
Now they just have to sit dance for a little bit. Even YG understand this is a dangerous 50-50 to be had, right?
Glue.
Level 15. As much as they have iframes, Zara's Retribution, if well timed, could steal this and drag this game out longer than it should be.
That wave in bot wasn't push properly. YYG.
Oh, tak kena. Weh, tipu siap.
That second skill, that
Kena, bye.
possibly won them a lord. Because look at the bottom lane. That was so unlucky for YG. They didn't build it in time, and now it's building back for Team Spirit. Slow push, and Han cannot go down.
It turned from an offensive assault to now a defensive
Gangster, babi
assault.
keluar dia ni
TS, the whole
bangkit betul.
priority here.
Woi, tu kau memang paling berada lah, bro. Weh, tapi dah ada puri kan. Tunggu. Tebal bodoh weh bawah tu. Boleh pecah kau ini biter. Boleh pecah. Tebal bodoh tu masalahnya. Ayo Rara pergi. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oi. Arlo pergi libas pula. Dah dapat clean. Gulu. Oh, dah nasib baik dapat siap. Oi, dapat dua-dua. Ayo, gulu. Ayo, dapat sekali pula. Free give. Aduh. Bodoh lah.
Boy 1 free 1.
Tak bodoh ni. Dia dah dapat Harley bodoh ni kau tengok. Dia dapat Harley lah. Dia nak skill 2. Arlo je pergi libas. Bapak imposter. Wah. Tapi clean pergi mandi lah. Clean pergi mandi pula dok. Ni mana gulu-gulunya? Dia tak sampai Mana gulu-gulunya? Oh, dia kena ton belly. Dia pergi. Dia jalan. Dia nak sampai dia. Ngam. Cleannya mana? Dia boleh lari ke tak sebenarnya? Sebab dia pergi patah balik. Kan? Kalau dia balik je aku rasa tak bencana lah. Sebab glue tu tak sampai. Sebab kan kena ton bellery ni. Kau tengok glue-nya. Ni. Kena ton. Lepas tu dapat kulit pisang lagi. Dia pergi patah balik. Dia nak sambung poking. Tapi kenapa dia ada vision lah geng? Kenapa dia ada vision? Lele belum sampai lagi Tak, Lele tu kan macam baru on the way. Kenapa ada vision? Kau tengok, belum masuk lagi. Stack apa? Oh, stack glue ada ni ya. Tebako. Ke tebako? Glowing kot. Tebako kot. Full stack bagi vision. Aku tak ingat lah.
Ada api.
Maybe glowing kot. Tak pasti lah. Sebab aku dah macam, ni glue ni bakal diayam-ayamkan ni sebab tak sampai kan. Sekali, betul tu. Lepas tu dah lah kena panjat, kena lele sekali tu. Aduh, basah kepala. Aduh. Poi. Kena lele ngam-ngam. Lepas tu, skill 1, skill 2 kena Valen sekali. Pening. Boom, kena lele punya makan.
Kita lalu pula, haha.
Memang mimpi basah bling Ini nak buat kena masuk custom, man. Kena masuk custom. Okay, kita tengok keluar dia bawah. Blazing, Puri, Tata, Winter, Handsome, Memaksa Valen dengan cleannya Flicker. Lepas tu follow up Lele. Handsome lah, cantik lah. Tak, itu doh. Aku rasa kan, dia YG dengan sama lah Team Spirit pun. Diorang ni kena main hero yang macam ni doh. Hero yang terlalu fleksibel. Macam Arlot kan pun bukannya modal satu combo kan. Dia macam kau nak pok dulu boleh. Irara pun sama, Lele pun sama, Glue pun sama kan. Dan Golden tinggal senang lah kerja Golden tu, faham tak? Sebab tim consistently bukan saja boleh buat haruk, consistently boleh boleh bagi space dekat
Tengok
dia
ada
untuk buat kerja senang.
Tinggal nak cuci.
Ya, glue lele Arlot dengan Hirara tu macam mana kabur?
Minit 14 yang skill tak kena tu.
Minit 14. Dia macam satu mesin yang sempurna tu. Arlot libas tu. Ni kan? Oi. Oh, dia bukan libas. Kena lah dia punya stun. Babi dia flicker skill 1 siap. What the fuck? What? Ini first time aku tengok. The fuck siap. Flicker skill 1 man. Ujung-ujung gila bodoh. Waduh. Kalau barat mesti dah kena dah. Malangnya itu clean. Tak kena, sedih. Sedih. Tadi ada satu team fight ni.
Dia dah tekan dash tapi kena ikat.
Aku ada satu team fight ni tadi. Mana lah? Aku suka betul lah. Ya, download ni. Tak ada goal difference. Hyper satu level tapi. Puing. But to be fair, aku rasa Bele ni dia patut flicker lah. Dia patut flicker lah. Aku tak pasti. Aku tak sure apa benda sebenarnya T-Spirit nak buat kat sini ya. Nak cakap dia nak contest slot macam tidak. Sebab kau tengoklah Harley kat mana ke. Padahal dah low tu. Harley tengah clear mid lane lagi. So aku beranggapan macam dia tak nak. Tapi tiba-tiba kau tengok Bele je. Bele-nya masih maju ke depan. Lepas tu dia flicker. Boom. Valen libas tak kena. Arlot Bele je kena. Tapi bukan masalah je. Even kalau kena pun DPS dia jauh saya. Hero DPS dia 10 planet, man. So, aku tak berapa faham apa benda sebenarnya dia punya call kat sini. Very weird. Tak maksa tu satu hal. Tapi macam... Kau tengok kat mana bodoh? Kau tengok. Keling kat mana? Harley kat mana? Macam tak berapa jelas. Tak berapa jelas. Bukan. Masalahnya bukan Bele je. Tu sebab kalau kau tengok Bele dengan Valen ni. Ini memang satu call yang. Apa orang cakap. Ini macam bukanlah kau macam kau memenung ke. Memang nak pergi ni sama-sama ni dengan. Sebab tu Valen pun ikut sekali. Nampak? Valen flicker ulti tak kena kan. Taklah maknanya benda tu. Adalah call yang macam ada planning lah. Ada planning. Maksudnya definitely ada planning. Cumanya plan tu apa aku tak pasti. Like let's say kalau kena pun dia libas. Dia dapat siapa? Dia dapat Arlot, dia dapat Lele. Kalau kena lah. Kalau dia elak boom, kalau dia elak. Dapat Claudia sekali lah. Tapi Claudia ada Puri. So paling-paling pun aku dapat Lele dengan Arlot. Tapi masalahnya DPS kau tak ada, sama je. Bukan boleh mati pun. Tak boleh mati je lah. Tak sabar nak tengok next game. YG bagi Ying Hero Koneng lagi. Mode ni YG mode naib juara. Dia cakap klise lah. Champion ni macam semua orang dah jadi champion. Tak apa-apa dia cakap. Dulu dia pergi camp motivasi, motivator tu cakap, we always need to be different. Only then we can be success. Langsung saja. First pick Uranus Valentina.
That one friend.
Uranus Valentina. Lepas tu ambil hyper je. Ambil hyper je. Ambil je Hirara. Golem Brody. Rom ambil Beleric. Rom ambil Beleric sebab Beleric very strong. Lepas tu 10 minit kena end. Sedih. Koneng clean. Tahu aku rasa aku lagi trigger koneng Brody koneng Valen ni.
We're seeing so far, but I wanted to check in with another incredible person. Mom Bomba is joining us here, the mother of the wonderful Kid Bomba, as you're seeing, and wanted to ask you a couple questions here, of course, auf Deutsch, in German, when is possible. First of all, how is Bomba as a person? Is he always so, I guess, he has that personality also in real life? Wie ist Bomba als Kind? Ist er immer so selbstbewusst als hier in MSC?
Ja, der war selbstbewusst und ein fröhlicher Junge.
Yeah, this is how he is. He's very confident and he's a very happy young man. And that's exactly what we're seeing here out of him on the screen as well. Our second question, the entire community so far has been reacting so positively, which is wonderful to see, especially given your support for Bomba as his mother. Do you have anything for kind of words of comfort for maybe parents out there that want to help their sons, their kids that want to become professional players? Die ganze Community reagiert so positiv auf deine Unterstützung für Kid Bomba als seine Mutter. Haben Sie eine Botschaft für andere Eltern, dass sie auch deren Kinder in E-Sports antreten wollen?
Ja, natürlich. Die sollen ihre Kinder einfach ihre Träume ermöglichen, freilassen.
Of course, it's very simple, really. Let your kids really play out their dreams and help them, support them to actually make that happen. Mama Bomba, danke schön. Danke auch. Thank you very much. Let's check in what's happening with our next game.
Well, Mom Bomba, I love the way that flows. Mom Bomba.
Mom Bomba.
Feels like we're speaking another language. Milos on his 7th language or something at this point. I don't know. The man speaks Arabic, French, English, German. What can't he do? Speak Lefelian?
Minion language.
That's what I said, Minionese.
Yeah, Minionese.
Only a few people.
How does that sound?
I promise
duck?
by the next tournament, I'll figure out the language.
Yes.
Okay, all right. I'll hold you to it.
Yes.
What did you want to say?
No, I was just so happy to see that.
I mean, like, where else can we go with this conversation? Really?
Probably nowhere. I'm hoping you guys drop it.
The only thing I could think of was probably Mom Bomba already has a fans club by now too.
You know,
yeah, probably.
Because I also saw a signage already.
I think so, and you've seen Team Spirit gather around the heart and soul of it. You might have seen maybe the analysis, the technical part with the team, but when it comes to the heart, it certainly feels like it is Mom Bomba in the stands and everyone who is around her, talking to her, rooting her on, supporting her through. You should have seen the emotion versus Onik yesterday. That was powerful. And part of the reason is that there's $1 million on the line. The winner of this, she could see her son suddenly enter the Millionaires Club, which is a beautiful thing.
At about what, 21 years old?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Support your child and their dreams. That's what she said, right?
Yes, you're right. I'm trying to hear back what you say. Yeah, I think you're correct.
Yeah, it's
support your child, live out their dreams.
Yes.
Yes.
There you go.
Right,
there you go.
right, Rain Day?
Yeah, and you get to see, it's a special thing. You get to see family being next to you when you're doing something important. you know, I think that's just such a beautiful thing to see and witness. And obviously, Team Spirit, they go back to the drawing board. They have the emotions, they have the ups, they have the downs of Game 2. Now it's Game 3, guys. They're bouncing back.
Speaking of, I think the support of, doesn't matter, families, friends, or whatever, in terms of going for your dream is very important, because here's the thing. I think there's no dream in the world that doesn't require some kind of sacrifice that will make you really scared about moving forward. It doesn't matter if the dream sounds like something simple, but I feel like in all the years that I've lived, everyone that tells me their dreams, you can't get that without sacrificing something, either physical, mental, or even spiritual.
And it's even more, and I mean, Brig, you know, I think you agree, it's even more important to know that nowadays, most of that sacrifice is not in front of us, guys. We see the results, we don't see what goes into it. And you know as much as any of these players how much time and effort goes into just being a part of this moment. And then there's still the jobs not done that is in the back of their mind. We still have to win. It is a best of 5 now, 1-1. As our draft continues, and Zushin, Atlas, Fanny Band this time around for Team Spirit. It's Paquito, Hurats again, and Freya for Yangon Galacticos, who are on red side and respond with the Ying and the Eudora. First pick, Harara, stolen away, and is going to go back in the hands of Zauer Egoist.
Yeah, but I think Yangon are still very happy with this, considering that they've stuck with the pattern of taking out the Paquito and securing one of their power picks, their comfort picks for Sanji. I think they're in a good spot, at least for now, in the draft.
One other thing that I like
Cafe
as well
latte,
is they
boss,
took away that
susu
Eudora,
oatmeal.
so that just in case they want to use that Suyo, then they can. It's not
Lele.
immediately punished. Sure, the Selena is there, also have a lot of burst damage, but the thing is, it's not as easy as Eudora.
And I like this too. I think, again, as we see this third pick break,
Eudora,
do you enjoy the approach of maybe saving Rome till Red 3 or even saving Rome until the second phase?
Dalan, ini memang kula Uranus anjing. Sabaylah.
Because we see even being played on but this is a really good response, I feel, from YG. They're sticking with the glue, and I think is just so much better in this composition where you have to body block so much.
And I feel like YG has this calculated risk where they don't mind picking up the glue because, yes, it is one of their comforts, but also they just know Spirit's draft pattern to know that this is not going to get immediately punished. Sure, maybe in this best of 7, eventually Hiko will pick up something like the carry and able to deal with both the Claude as well as the glue. The problem is, again, Eudora is having a range advantage up against that carry, so that's just something that you always have to think about. Carry is such a good hero, but it's not without its risk.
Yeah, and I think you don't see two of the most important heroes to look at when you actually want to lock in your gold laner, which are probably the jungle and the EXP lane, because these are the two heroes who could probably just be assigned to go after Hiko. And considering that we have so much less in terms of fighter options in the gold lane, then there might be so much more consideration put into that. Because I feel like even looking at what's left in terms of that, I don't think you see an assassin, or you could just predict an assassin to come through immediately for YG just to lock in a Ruby, which is more commonly a response towards that kind of jungler. So sticking with the marksman is still something that's probably going to come out from Team Spirit, but they took out one of the least wanted ones against their lineup, which is the Melissa.
Gold and EXP being looked for on the side of Team Spirit. And when you come to YG, still looking for that EXP as well. And they're going to find their jungle pick. The Arlott taken away. So again, a ban towards the EXP. The Phobius also, but that still leaves a couple of things open. You still have the Uranus and the Esmeralda that can go toe-to-toe in the EXP lane. Both teams, are they content with that?
Yeah, I feel like YG was challenging Team Spirit because they're betting out the Phobius, which we haven't seen ban quite a lot, especially like you say, the Uranus is still up, the Esme is still up, so they're kind of like saying like, are you and looks like they have. So right now, YG, I don't mind them picking up something like the Uranus or as the Esmeralda, just because I feel like with the glue as well as Eudora, it should be enough crowd control.
Yeah, and there's still a possibility of maybe them picking up the Nolan later on, which I feel
Jangan koneng lo, tolong lah YG, please lah man.
It's fine, because Suyo,
please lah man. There's no way kau Uranus tu guys ni. There's just no way.
We're looking at that.
Oh, melantak lah Ruby abang. Aku
yeah,
tak
this
suka
is
sangat
game.
Ruby guys ni sebab
So he can pretty much just pull it
sebab
off
based on 3
however
pick
he
kiri
wants
ni
with
macam
Spirit. Okay.
tak nampak sangat
They
value
now
si Ruby hari.
fully
Plus dah lah dorang ni
know
main
that
Ruby
this
buat
is gonna
tank.
be Ruby XP and Claude Gold.
So tu pun aku tapi
So
agak
still
tapi
still
tak apa
wanna
lah
go
men. Tapi tak
all
apa.
in on dive.
I feel like YG is also
It's
considering
okay.
whether they need
We
a
like
Harley
that.
for this one, or they need a Nolan.
Oh yeah.
We
Or
like that.
Is it gonna be a game where they can scale up? Honestly, with the Selena, I don't think that you can really scale up something with the
Kiri lah, Ali tidak.
especially Ruby as
Oh.
well. I feel like this need at least one
Let's go.
magic resist item, and then she should be good.
Hari?
Well, now she might need more because the Hive has been picked up by
Lapu,
Team Spirit,
Lapu.
and now
Boleh
the
juga.
Lapu as well. So
Boleh
Lapu and
juga.
Ruby, I would say it's a pretty good matchup because both kind of want
Boleh
to fight
juga.
around minions.
Take it or leave it.
And when
I'll
those
take it.
minions
I'll
are
take
around,
it.
they're just
Okay.
gonna life steal just
I'll
way
take
too
it.
much.
Team
No
Spirit have
complaint.
already shown their cards. Guinevere banned on the side of YG. Still picking for the
Jangan apa,
jungle.
geng, tinggal,
Mirage
geng.
taken away. The Ling has not
You
been
ask me
played
you ask me
since what feels like
Hai,
a
boleh
few
lah.
weeks ago, and so the
Baru
Nolan
nak
it
order
is.
Xbox
You
tu.
guys called it, and you like it a little bit better, you
Nolan
said,
pun
Lafel.
Yeah, just
boleh.
because the Nolan can match the speed of Herrera, but
Boleh,
we'll
boleh.
see if this
Bele
Selena decides to
Herrera,
be hunter, then
lele.
maybe Herrera will just be that bit
Gulu-gulu,
faster,
Idoran,
but
Nolan.
I feel like YG has a comp that can slow them down
Fair lah,
enough
fair lah.
that it just neutralizes whatever advantage that the Selena can
Lin
have
dilupakan.
around the jungle.
Yeah. And they can pretty much move fast enough to get away from danger. Well, at
Hari
least that's what
flow
they
dia,
need. Because
fair lah,
I
fair
think
lah.
Spirit and the
Lapu,
lineup that they
Rubian.
currently have are just so good at setting up for team fights.
Fair
Well, it was an
draftnya
early
guys
game
ah.
win for Team
Fair.
Spirit. YG, like we have not seen in this tournament, respond right away to even the score. A best of 7 turned to a best of 5. Who's going to take the lead to start it off? Gideon and Mirko?
Well, that's
Ini
a
draft, tak
really
ada
good
alasan
question
guys. Tak ada
right
alasan
now.
draft ah.
Leaning a little bit into Young
Fair,
Bucks
fair.
because they're a momentum-based team. You know, every single time they get that win, they just seem to be sharper. They seem to build
Kalau
up
nak petik
so
pun,
much
maybe Ruby
steam
tu
as they
ah.
get right into this game. Team Spirit
Aku
gonna be
rasa
on
Ruby
blue
ni
side
akan
facing
struggle
up
lah
against
game ni.
The Yangon Galacticos on the red. Purple start here from Zara and Sunset Lover.
Babi,
It's going to be a green
kira
man
banyak
start
unit ke
on
macam mana
the
ah kalau dia baru?
Yangon.
I just really like Team Spirit's draft though, honestly.
Kan kalau ada banyak unit dekat satu buff kan, nanti dia jadi berat gila kan. So kalau glue balik segi 2, kira ya? Oh tak. Ada. Sebab tu Nolan pun tak habis. But to be fair tadi Lele tolong Rara.
Ying's doing a good amount of damage, but he popped the regen, Ying.
Yeah,
So that
what?
was
It's
very
okay.
weird.
At least for Ruby, she's not hyper reliant on it, right? You know, naturally inbuilt sustain, just needs to walk up to the wave. I'm low, not a big item, not a big deal. But every single time she tries to go for the sustain, she's unintentionally pushing the wave, right? Now Sanji, we're looking back at the emblems. It is Season Hunter here, but Sanji did have to take the Purify, and the same goes for Hiko. So very lucky matchup here for both Sanji and Hiko.
Sanji already winning in the lane earlier, but
Oh, dia ambil trap Selena. Wah, betul. True. Which is good still lah kan. Betul. Benar, itu lah value. So ada value kan, ada value kan.
Yeah, but I think maybe the pressure is starting to mount, and I think at least for
W viewer.
recognizes like, okay, my
First time
ult technically
viewer.
might be short, I can
First
keep
time
it
viewer
relatively
bagi
mini,
impact.
As long as there's like 15 seconds on that turtle, then it's fine. We can still look
Geram
at
je.
this
Ayo,
cross
yo.
map, which is what that play going to
Chill.
look like, right? 'Cause every single
Just
time it
kidding,
comes
just
down to the
kidding.
side, both teams are very well adjusted to each other. You
Just
can see
kidding.
rotations, they're not taking the dangerous paths no more. They're opening up the map slowly after sending 1 or 2 members. And Blink this time, he's back on Minesweeper duty.
Mama got level 4 though. Blink opening up. This should be a free neutral objective with the Season Hunter, or rather just a Selena. Boom,
Desert
bang,
kena
Team
warning.
Spirit without even the retribution.
Memang tak payah pula kontes. Dah lah jangan kau Nolan, glue tak ada level 4 kan. Bagi tapi macam ni kan. Ini problem.
Yeah, let's see whether
Kalau
the
macam ni.
jungling is going to
Kau give up
start, right?
total kan, tapi hijau kau kena rembat. Okay, even satu pun.
Vertically, he's gonna head
No,
straight
no,
to his
no.
next top here. Notices that it's missing,
We
but
can't
nothing
have
he can
that.
do about it. Little Wonder is up in
Tengok
the
little.
left side.
Sama ambil little nya.
This is where it's extremely volatile, right? Because Kim Bomba, if he can zone Ying away from that lane, they're in trouble.
Pull back Mama's
Oi,
able to escape just in
digocek
time. Doesn't
Lapu,
even have a
man.
flicker. And now they try to regain control over the map.
So hijau kau kena rembat, little kira neutral objektif pun kena rembat juga. Tapi tadi dia dapat grab je satu. Boleh lah daripada tak ada. Dia dulu dia membat.
So at this point, Yangon have a lot of different things to think about micro-wise on top of making some heavy decisions. And I think for TS, they don't mind it taking it just a little slow, right? We're expecting the big fights to happen by neutral objectives and nowhere else.
This is where it gets really good for Harith, you know, early on level 1 to 3, the Cloud's going to have an advantage, you know, able to get away from the supervision. But the thing about the Harith is, as long as he's able to survive that level 1 to 3, he gets complete monopoly over the gold crabs, and that's going to give him such a big lead later on, obviously, if it continues here. So, YG, I think they're going to have to try sending some of those members down below to just take the gold crab away. It doesn't even matter if Sanji doesn't get it, as long as it's not on the hands of Hiko.
Yep, they just have to deny it. And let's not forget about the lane matchup. There still is a kill angle for Hiko onto Sanji, assuming that Sanji has no BMI and happens to get caught by, whether it's the edge, ideally in the middle of that Zaman Force. The movement speed reduction, really a pain in the butt in the early stages of Tower.
Banyak minion pula. Aduh.
TS will call it off.
Great composure.
Oi, anti rasanya. We like that. Yang ni YG kena kontes lah. Kalau tak kontes pelik lah.
Now the abyssal arrow again, now landing.
Glue sedap.
That's why he saved it all the time. Sour still able to get the entry in time as Yang.
Waduh, masa glue tak dapat panjat lah. Oh, dapat lah.
All in onto Sour. Is waiting for the unturnable. Goes under tournament. Is able to go back and forth. Oh my god.
Outplays him with the iframe. Sour does it perfectly. I really thought that maybe he should die there. And he still survived. He's got the combo points.
The wonder boy of ECA. Sour egoist. First it was playing second. Attempt was hard. Both failed and Baba takes
Now, this is a very similar rotation that we saw in game number 2 coming in from the Yangon Galacticos. Sunset Lover finds the punish, chunks Han out and says, you better go back to base. That orange buff, you're not going to get anywhere near it. And Sunset Lover is walking up to ensure that it's... Oh, hold on. Bit of an awkward time to go for a replay there. But coming back into this fight, the Wombo
nampak macam dah cantik lah.
They have to be on
Glue-nya
point.
tadi
Team Spirit understand. They can't just fight willy-nilly. There's got to be a conversion area.
I thought he was chopped, and then he gets the killing spree proc. And then what happened here?
Itulah fraction of a second we were talking about. Tapi itu tak ada lah, susah pun nak buat. Sebab apa? Sebab tak ada apa-apa pressure kan. Kau tinggal apa? Kau tinggal hold je. Angkat je tangan kau. But ya, itulah the variant when it's needed. Sebab kalau macam tu kan macam terlalu crucial kan. Kau terawal sikit ke, kau terlambat second, terlambat ke apa, akan mengubah sama ada kau hidup ataupun mati. Damn. Dia jadi deep lah. Menentukan hidup ataupun mati. Jeng jeng jeng.
A great position for Turtle 3.
He's just a little itchy for these crabs, you know?
Oh no.
He's going to proxy the way very early on
simpan
here.
satu
And look at the coverage coming up from TS, right? Han, if he can
Itu
provide
pun
this,
benda yang penting. Nampak tau? Nampak dia buat apa? Kan? Kau jangan senang-senang je guna dua-dua semua serentak. Jangan. Tenang sangat si Zaur egois ni geng. Dia terlalu chill loh. Pak men. Macam Hirara di profile.
Amazing mechanics, really amazing mechanics. Can they get a little bit more here because now this is the position.
Oh kena. Pincang. Oh, pincang brother. Pincang.
Cannot be walking like that. Sunset with the capitalization and now Kaiser. It's going to be so difficult for him to find burst. Bomba's just taking it like a champ.
Yup, and now from this point onwards, we're expecting TS to just skyrocket.
Rino egois. Zorino. Why? Langsung. Zaurino.
Abyssal Arrow connects here, but look at Sour. He wants to go in, and I'm pretty sure Sour's telling him, relax.
Weh, asal dia pergi ski 2 dekat blue buff? Kau yang benar lah, gulu-gulu. Kau yang benar lah.
Get away for a bit, baiting out some resources. Sour gets away from Ying. And it's TS who are just showing how good they can be with the mechanics as well.
They trade out Sunset Lover for Blink. It's not ideal, of course, but they got the battle spell out of Kaizen. No flicker for him. They're making sure. Let's look at the items real quick. 2 to 1.5 for the comparison between Sanji as well as Hiko. Cheaper items as per usual, but even so, no big items like Lightning Truncheons for the extra burst. We do see a Chastised Cauldron being purchased by Sawo, so again, it's still a little difficult to take him out when he goes for those big flicker plays on top of the Wrath of the Dryads. Overall, the biggest problem right now is the fact that Zara can basically fight whenever alongside.
Dia kalau match up macam ni, kalau dia punya power spike guaranteed 5 item ni. Kalau kau macam tengah kalah ni kan, sebab kau kena ada Penet, kau kena ada Winter.
Careful, Sanji. Bomba with the bravest fighter jumps in with the flicker as well. Now he's giving the blazing weapon. He's gonna get bursted down.
Babi sakit.
It don't matter when Bomba knocks. You just gotta react in time. Blake gets caught in the stun and the Dryad.
The fight was already over before it even began. I mean, he's gonna try, but they're gonna get him here. Zara executes him underneath the turret like it was nothing.
Macam tengok YG main tadi, tapi sekarang ni TS pula.
So good. These young gunners are ridiculous. Whether it be Han, whether it be
handsome man.
Something is overpowered as a Hirara, and it looks crazy.
Bonk.
You gotta give it a Kid Bomba here. And also, it's more of a mistake on Sanji for just not instantly purifying and getting out of that position. He held it for a little too long.
And now it's a free neutral objective. 10-1. 6.4k gold. Bomba on the Lapu. With Sunset stealing away camps, but you know, Hansa has retribution. Still able to secure it. Fracture on the green camp, not giving anything away. But man, wait, Sara got a kill off camera on Kaize. Oh, during the replay. Oh my God.
Tolong aduh.
Just one shot him.
MPL next season production. Take note.
Ridiculous, and he's maintaining these war axes.
Kita nak do off-cam replay tu. Please ah.
That's why I say, Hirara, as soon as you hit level 15, you feel like an absolute.
Tolong ah off-cam replay tu biar ada kau.
Just the natural damage that you have, and you're able to triple it every time you
We
use
like that.
points.
Cah pula Oli-nya. Kena nak clear ni bang. Memang lapu jerompat man. Mas.
Just cannot land those CC locks.
Oh, and look at it on the bot side.
Langkah bawah.
Trying his best to get a tier 2.
Nak pergi.
They might end up losing it here, but yep.
Ay, taman permainan lah. Zor egois cakap.
Guess no. This is a really tough game. Really tough game for Yangon, right?
At the items, bro. What does he have? What is he packing?
I think he's already packing his 4th item at this stage, right? It's an 8k lead. I think 4,000 is like should be on Zara at this point. He's a 2-level lead against Han. He's stolen what?
Oke, kena tambah 10 PC.
Buffs at this point.
Bukan.
It's been difficult.
Tak perlu pun. Kau hanya perlu satu extra observer. Satu extra observer. So yang korang tengah tengok ni main observer. Tapi akan ada observer lain lah. Untuk apa? Tapi tak silap aku benda tu memang dah ada pun. Bezanya dia pancarkan balik ke tidak je. But basically kau kena ada more than the existing observer. Dan kau boleh tarik. Kau boleh tarik sources yang datang daripada additional observer tu.
But no wonder. He's basically dealing true damage, right? Before YG members can even get those physical defense items.
Saya nak bayar murah. I mean, kalau kau banding nak tambah lagi 10 PC, tadi bro cakap tambah 10 biji PC. Sebab nak observer untuk setiap player kan. So, kalau kau compare tambah 10 dengan tambah 1, mana lagi murah? Ya, beza. 1 dengan 10. Hayya.
Damage taken as well. Bomba taking a beating, but really hasn't reflected. He has 0 deaths. With a jump in the flicker on Kaize again. Bidding on some of those resources, taking everything. Finding the stun, Bomba! Oh, a mistake, and now they're gonna get punished for it. Ying goes down. Blink should be the next
bodoh lapunya tak boleh mati. Nampak macam nak mati kan, tapi tak mati.
Like if things could not get worse here in game number 3 for the momentum that Yangon built in game number 2, TS has completely shut it down.
Bomba just took a 1v5.
Hey, but we need more lapu though, definitely. We need more lapu. Just too good, man, in current meta.
No flicker, so he can't go for that stun, but he's able to buy some time right now. The arrow lands in the
tak diubat.
And Sour goes godlike. Han gonna be
Sige
taken
nice try.
down. And that's Team Spirit.
Nice try. Gulu-gulu tak main. Satu game.
Big mistake there.
Bodoh.
Wamba jumps in, was not supposed to actually land the stun onto Sanji, and yet it did, forcing him to flicker out, and that costed them the entire fight. It's moments like this, small little details that make all the difference. And Team Spirit answer back, you know what? We'll take this
Guys,
game.
pula kita
Now,
dah
just
bagi
have to
100.
say, well, okay,
100k.
GG go next. It's still a best of 7. First of 4 wins are the champions. We don't mind giving you this one.
My goodness. It's been a while since we've seen Kid Bamba on the Lapu Lapu, but man, he reminds us why it was one of his main picks back in the day. It was literally just last year where every single time Mans was styling on everybody, but unfortunately he couldn't lock it in for a win against Onyx Philippines last year. Now they're in the grand finals and he's styling.
He is styling. He is playing very, very well. They're so in sync with each other. And I think what it really boils down to at this stage, both teams know how to play with a significant lead, whether it's small, whether it's big. It's really
Yang
about
baru
taking
6 ganas,
control
6 ganas.
over the
Tapi
game,
aku
influencing the
harap
movements. So
sangat
far,
impact
the
daripada
composers
apa?
are really leaned
Impact
in on
daripada
CS4
grand
this
final ni kan.
particular
Sebab
game.
either way siapa menang pun
Sawo, immaculate,
but especially kalau Team Spirit menang lah. Sebab Eropah kan. Like MLBB dapat more attention and everything. Oh best oh. Sebab dia basically more money more fun game. More money more fun. Maknanya more money tu kalau organisasi e-sport team dekat Eropah mula nak invest more, mula nak apa, tarik player-player game mobile sebab game mobile banyak kan. Game mobile banyak. So tarik talent-talent dari game mobile lain ke kan, masuk ke ML punya scene sebab ML punya prize pool, oi. Prize pool ML bukan adik-adik man. Okay, one of the biggest prize pool right now kan. So maknanya from a business standpoint tak adalah bad investment ke apa.
In Paris, France. I cannot wait to break it all down.
So kalau let's say benda tu jadi, best. Best.
Panel, we are your friends.
Satu hari pula nak kena tengok lagi satu MPL kan.
They said you're brother, and I'm now a brother as well. We're all
Nak
brothers and
kena
sisters.
tengok
We're
Europe punya
siblings.
pula.
And that was a team
Oi.
spirit victory.
Parah.
I don't know, what is it about Kid Bamba when he gets going, about Sour when he
Tapi
gets
timing
Aurora that is
schedule mesti lain
unstoppable?
kan. Bodoh
Oh,
aku
I
di
think
time
they
zone.
both individually had highlights there. I think their clips are gonna go out on social media just later. The escapes we saw from Zar, Egoist on the Hirara, and the entries from Kid Bomba. The entries, by the way, which did not cost them as much. And that's just a statement right there to show how dominant Team Spirit have already established
Pukul 2
themselves in
pagi.
this game. 'Cause
Macam
as
kalau
much as
aku
you don't
personally
wanna
aku okey
admit
je.
what our casters said earlier,
Geng-geng kelawar ons. Ons.
do anything in this game.
The proof is Han only did 11,000
Tak sebab
damage,
parah
and
kan
let's
kalau
put
timing
that into
sama.
perspective, right?
Sekarang ni
His
kita nak
roamer
tengok
degraded
my IDPH pun
15,000,
terseksa sebab
right? So that
clash
kind of shows if
ataupun
your
walaupun
position
tak clash tapi
is
penat
problem.
sebab
The
kena
one
tengok
that's
tu
supposed
straight
to
je kan,
have
tak ada
no
gap kan,
farm
nak rehat
does
kan.
more damage than you, which is supposed
So
to
kalau
be
apa,
the
kalau
one moving the
timingnya
map around,
jauh kan,
then yes,
very
we
good
can
lah.
definitely see how that becomes a
So
problem.
contoh
In fact,
siang
I
kita
would
dah tengok
say
dah
Mirko put it
sampai pukul 9
very
sampai pukul 10
nicely
kan.
to say that the draft coming in
Lepas
from
tu
Team
kita
Spirit
tutup rehat.
has
And then pukul 2
amazing
pukul 3
presence around
sambung
this
balik
neutral
tengok
objective. The turtle was
Wanjas.
the Lord, but
Langsung
we don't even
saja.
get to the point of the Lord being relevant. It's all about those turtle fights. We'll show the
Memang aku
zone control they have
nobar
going on.
24 jam Jumat Sabtu.
You know, you wouldn't have thought that Nolan
Kalau makin
would
banyak
do
tim
so
Europe
poorly.
join,
This
free
is a
stage MC
really
race
good
kan
Euro
pun
pick. I
lagi
think
best.
it's a 5. You're flexing it. You know you're getting
No.
something a little bit deeper in the pool, but it's worked. And we've seen it work as a selection. You said the Suyo could come out, but this was what they went with. It was a disappointment. But is it less about how good Nolan is or isn't, but more about how valuable Harara is in this matchup of junglers?
I think it's because what Nolan wanted to do is essentially the same as what Spirit has been doing. It's just that Hirara had more help in terms of being able to pull off those in and out plays rather than the Nolan could. Because I think, especially looking at the glue, you want to stay in the fights longer. You want things to get really messy just so you could land
Mana
your
habis siapa?
dark outs on your targets and so you could
Matil
pull
Rafa
in
lah
the ones that
satu.
you want. But
Siapa-siapa?
Team Spirit have done a great job at just going in when they feel
Betul
like
true. Itu yang buat
trying
bosan
to
sikit
start a
lah.
fight, but they can choose
Tak
to
ada game yang
commit or to
50-50 kan?
not commit
Grand final
either
ni,
way. So
setakat
it's
ni.
like
Best
they
lah,
always
tapi
play
best
and
tengok
set
one
up fights
sided
on
punya
their
main
terms,
lah.
which I think their lineup greatly specializes on. But for Yangon, you want to just keep the fight going so then Han could go and find the pickups that he wants, but he's not really given the opportunity to do so because again, Spirit have just engaged whenever they like and they just don't fight when they don't feel like it.
Classic opener from Team Spirit. They jump out to the lead. Yangon ties it. Spirit back out yet again, and it's a great showcase of how good they are. But LaFell, when it comes to why they're so good, what did you see in Game 3?
Well, I think your question kind of already answers a lot, which is you asked, how does Kip Bomba, like the moment he gets going, everything looks good? And how he does that is that you can plan all you want, but if you get punched in the face, you forget about all of your plans, and that's kind of what Bomba did. So first, we got to talk about the change that happened in this draft, which is Team Spirit, they have two things, right? Number one, they have a lot of mobility, right? Where they can move around. And why this is so important is because the fact that they're going up against a glue, right?
Tak ada benda nak biar dah. Korang kalau macam tengah kita nobar, contoh ada momen yang menarik ke ataupun mungkin kau nampak aku terlepas ke whatever yang kau nak aku tengok balik, kau catat dah minit. Kau catat minit. So nanti masa yang aku habis game VR tu, kau tulis je lah minitnya. Lepas tu apa benda, apa event yang berlaku yang macam berbaloi lah untuk kita review kan. Dan kita tengok.
I would say the latent aspect that the heroes have, they have a very high skill ceiling, making it so that it's kind of hard to really predict what's going to happen. But we're going to be looking at this clip here, and we're going to be looking at more of the zone control that Team Spirit really has with this draft. And again, we talk about how having that first punch is going to be very important. We will be seeing how, honestly, they try, right? YG really tried, because we're going to be zooming in. We're going to see Blink, even using the flicker, try to get on top of Hiko as well as Sunset Lover, which are positioned just right here. But the problem is, again, they have a lot of dashes, making it very difficult for the glue to really do much. So when he does go in, able to dodge out, and all the while we see Kip Bomba here trying to zone them away. Speaking of, we're going to look at all the zone control that they have. Sao is controlling this flank here. Kip Bomba is controlling this side here, as well as Sunset Lover is just here in case he controls the arrow. So how does that look like? Well, the visual control Sao has is here, Kip Bomba is here, and then Sunset is here, but it can really go out to anywhere because the arrow has a very long range. And it ended up making it so that Zara Egoist was able to secure the turtle, but then the follow-up here, a very quick turnaround, how they were all spread out, and yet they clumped up together so fast because of two things, mobility as well as just the potential of each hero to have a very high skill ceiling, making it so that they can continue to fight once everything is said and done. So this draft is honestly less about strategy and more about the coach giving the players a hero that can do so much. It's all about your own creativity. It's all about your own skill. Yeah. It's a draft not many teams can pull off. But the teams that can do it, it looks amazing.
Maksudnya valid ke tak? Valid lah. Sebab kan ni, tapi kena peron siapa lah. Aku rasa itu yang paling macam sangat apa orang panggil, macam tak digunakan lah sepanjang MSC. Macam I feel like based on the patch note, itu salah satu draft yang patut di abuse juga. Tak kisahlah tank support ke fighter support ke, tak mati Rafa lagi ke.
What has to shift? It might not be a big one.
Yeah,
macam di zaman dulunya kan, zaman dulunya yang memang roam support tu berleluasa. Pas hyper tank kan. So sekarang ni benda tu sebenarnya dah back lah. That shit is back.
I don't think the Selena would be an easy target that he too could really dash on. So, and I guess you really would want to resort to the Harith because it's a much more sustained source of damage when it comes to the team fights. But even if you do get to do so, the zoning, it was highlighted earlier by LaFell. I don't think the others could really catch up. So there has to be a much cleaner communication between the team, between Yangon, if they really want to set their eyes on something, and if they really feel like they're already capable.
Dekat YG lah. First turtle kan. Second turtle. Ni. Boom. Okay. 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 Zaurnya EV. EV 2 kali. Dapat lah tu retry-nya. Lepas tu glunya. Beli alti. Nolan alti. Tapi tak kena. Nolan tak kena pun. Lapu lah ni yang bermain sebenarnya. Tu pun. Tu. Beli tu. Lepas Beli open kan untuk dia. Lepas tu dia punya sambung kan. Lepas tu shield turtle. Hidora. Hidora mana Hidora? Dia dah alti lah. Tapi dia alti tu dah alti dekat Beli Lapu kan. Bukannya dekat ni tak kena pun Hiraranya. Hiraranya elak dulu lepas tu. Tak kena apa-apa pun. Nolan pun tak main. Yup. Kebanyakan bendanya semua dekat Beli dengan Lapu. Tak kena like after tu tak kena langsung pun Selena dengan Irara ni. Toing. Bawa masuk tower EV. Full. Lagi sekali. Bicang. Ruby tak alti. Dia alti ke? Ni dia flicker kan. Dia flicker skill 2 kan. Memang itu lah combo Ruby yang sebenar lah sekarang. Combo yang benar. Memang kau kena flicker kau skill 2 je dulu. Sebab lebih mudah. Sebab bila kau skill 2 nanti orang macam kau tengok dia macam yang gerak kecil tu. Yang macam dia memudahkan sikit untuk kau hook lah. Sebab kau nak make sure skill 1 kau tu. Sekarang ni Ruby yang sangat crucial adalah skill 1 kau tu kau kena yang depan. Supaya kau dapat max damage kan. Tapi benda aku cakap ni kalau kau main Ruby Fighter lah. Sekarang ni aku tengok Ruby-nya Emblem Fighter tapi item full tank siap. Bapak L. Oh, tak minat siap aku. Tak minat langsung doh. I mean kalau betul nak buat badan pun kan. Sekurang-kurangnya lah. Kau buat Oracle loh. Kau Oracle first item. Lepas tu kau Queen. Okay lah. Tak apa lah. At least kau dapat cooldown. Sebab kau nak build fighter tu. Kau bukannya nak damage saja. Kau nak the entirety of fighter build tu. Kau dapat cooldown. Kau dapat base HP. Kau dapat spell vamp. Kau dapat damage. Fighter lah kan. Fighter. Dan semua benda tu sangat sinergi dengan si Ruby ni. Tapi Emblem Fighter item full tank mat. Memang modal nak pakai CC je. Bapa boring je. Backbone tu tak payah buff. Legit tak payah buff oh. Biar je macam dulu. Sama je kan kalau dah itemnya buat tank je dok. Beza sikit kat kena wave lah kot. Invi dia satu dia. Tapi aku suka gila lah yang ni. Mana dia kat atas tadi? Ni. Zaur Egoist ni dah boleh masuk list lah sebenarnya. Aku suka gila ni. Ni. Ini worth untuk kita record lah. Okay. Another advanced tips main Hirara. Okay. Kau tengok Hiraranya. Okay. Sekarang ni kan tak ada info kan. Okay, dia tak ada info enemy kat mana. Nolan pun tahu. Kalau Nolan ni pergi combo Hirara ni, maybe akan kena. Maybe boleh kena lah skill passive, skill 1 kan. Tapi ulti confirm miss lah sebab Rara tu akan react kan. So Nolan pun sabar. Nak tunggu Hirara ni guna skill. Tapi tengok Hiraranya. Ni dah gangster lah ni. Dive belakang ni. Masuk bawah tower kan. Tapi Hiraranya hanya menggunakan satu je skill evo dia. Okay, dia guna satu je. Lepas tu dia hold. Tunggu. Nak make sure sentiasa ada lagi satu extra. Kan? Nampak ni? Dia guna lagi satu. Kenapa dia buat macam tu? Supaya kalau tiba-tiba ada orang gang dia, at least dia ada lagi satu lagi satu skill Evo untuk menyelamatkan dirinya. Dan well played juga dekat Hana. Sebab Han ni pun kalau dia pergi kat Rara ni memang membazir gila. So well played. Simple but big impact.
Kau yang ejakan Reno trick tu.
Aku dengan Zaur egois selalu duo lah. Masa aku lepak Rusia. Bellerik first pick. Oh no. Idora Bellerik is back. Ni Uranus Zuzi pula.
Bomba bagi tahu.
Matchup just yet. They already know that it's gonna be against the Uranus,
Song
but
Seng.
that's what changes things.
Song ah. Dia buat lagi ah. Selepas nampak Dora dengan Bele. Tolong apit lapu-lapu YG. Sedap bodoh ni lapu ni. Arlot dia.
If it's double fighter though.
Tapi aku rasa lapu lagi
So
yang
it's just mostly the Ruby that could be a potential pickup for Hiko, if that were to be the case, which again, it could be also some sort of deny towards Ying, because Ying doesn't have a hero just yet, but do they really want to settle with a Ruby if they're playing a lineup that's just going to protect around a Yi Sun Shin?
I mean, I don't mind Team Spirit having at least one other hero that has the crowd control, because the good thing about Uranus, he's hard to kill. The bad thing is he has zero crowd control. So I feel like Team Spirit, especially when they want to go into the team fights with Yangon, they might need at least one
Tak, Bele
more.
ni memang Bele
And
ni
then Zarigos will be
benda yang dah confirm sekarang, nak capai dia punya ceiling, kau kena make sure kau ada lagi satu hard CC. Tak kisah dari mana-mana, Hyper ke, Mid ke, PSP ke, tapi at least kena ada satu lah.
Looking at other potential backline heroes maybe that they can just commit.
Barulah dia betul-betul boleh consistently bagi impact.
Zaur. But in this scenario, you kind of just don't really pour in much into hero synergy again, because this is looking like a really good team fight comp if you want to play around the
I mean, Spirit, if they get something like a Minotaur, it does help out with the sustain
Glue
as well
Team
as
Spirit,
the,
let's go.
the crowd control. Betting on the Harv is
Boleh
good
tu ni.
here, because again, I feel like Harv
Sini
would
kau
be the
dapat
number one
corner,
choice for Team Spirit, so that
Ambil room yang
yes,
boleh
they have two
bantai-bantai je.
scalers, but Harv is still usable even without
Let's
two
go,
items.
gulu-gulu.
How far are we missing the fact that Marcel? Oh well, they don't really need it right now. Marcel is still available.
I mean, they could take
I
it.
mean, they could take it if they put Uranus in the EXP.
Yeah.
Jangan
And
chip lah,
of
tak
course, at the end of the day,
Kau
they could also take it on the side of
Well, there you go.
YG, and there's the Marcel.
Yeah.
You're pretty much high rank MLBB now.
Not sure about it.
I gotta say. You
Not sure
download
about
it,
that.
now I
Mid
feel
kau
like
dah lah
you're just
Zuzin.
mythic.
Please admit what your rank is
PSP
already.
Uranus. Ini jadi macam Marcel semalam ni rasanya ni. Marcel tak ada ala tuju.
Well, right now for YG,
Bro, lapu doh.
I would
Tolong
say
lah lapu,
the
man.
good thing
Please,
for
please.
them is Team Spirit has a pretty squishy lineup.
Lapu-lapu,
so
let's
they can
go.
get a jungler that can
You
capitalize
jong
on that as a finisher.
bro,
I think
anything
it'll
yang
be
boleh
good. I
yang
feel like
boleh
the Eudora
ada
in
yang ada
early
boss
game will be
control
able to
menang
work
ah doh
that-
YG.
that well. They just
You
need a good
jong ke
follow-up. They
Terry
need a good
Jelah
follow-up,
ke
able to chase. I feel like that's the number one thing
lapu
YG
siapa lagi?
needs. They need a hero that can chase. The Marcel, the Eastern Shin, as well as the Zushin. I feel like Nolan is still okay, but they picked up the Boxia, so they're
Boxia
going
apa?
back
Bennett.
to tank a jungle and having the Benedetta
To
and
the
then
list of
the
my
Granger picked up.
favourite
I said
Tapi
they will
since
pick up
dia
either
nak
the
hype
Hive or the
Basia
Granger,
kan
because again,
boleh
they
lah.
just need that early game.
Tapi dia Granger.
But if scaling becomes a thing, the Claude as well as the Benedetta can deal with this Granger. I mean, Claude already has a good lane against the Granger, so I'm liking YG's draft despite not liking tank jungle.
You did say chase, right? I think
If I said it's
I
chase.
think
understand, man.
there's a lot of chase if they just really want to go for that. But yeah, I have to agree.
I don't
Yangon having to
understand.
do something yet creative once again, and I think currently
I don't
we've been talking so
understand.
much about the meta rewarding creative
Akhirnya
draft. Let's just
TM
see if they can pull it off efficiently against Team Spirit this time, who are currently on momentum.
Well, Cold Star likes the draft, shows some hearts to the fans at home and in the stands here at MSC. Feeling good about Team Spirit's chances to go 3-1 up.
Marcel
Gengar
Uranus Zuzin.
trying to tie it up again.
Tak faham draft
Truly
Team Spirit.
mythical battle that is being
Macam
set
dia play
for us.
game ni.
Composition this time for the Galacticos. They've got Ying on a playmaker with a petrify.
Like, how do you team fight?
You know what? I'm not purifying this. I will win the
Like,
lane.
how do you
I
team
will
fight?
combo
I don't
with
understand.
my boy Sawo, and we will close this out. I have to see how this is going to play out because we've seen many times in these matchups where the Boxia generally takes the early game pressure away from
Master
the
range je.
Jin.
That's
Yelah.
the thing, but it was a
But other
different
than
meta
that,
entirely. A meta where the jungle didn't give
Dah
too
lah,
much gold.
hyper-tank.
Now the Eastern Jin being able to farm really quickly, able
Kau
to get those
combo.
items quicker as well.
Kau
Will
combo
it stop
belly
that
ke
snowball
ataupun
from the
Bazia
Boxia? That's the
ketawa
question. That's why
je.
YG, they're already setting their sights on stealing some of that those camps away from Team Spirit.
And this is exactly what they want. I don't know if Yangon planned for game number 4 to go this way. Just to
Tapi kalau
understand
Basya
what
ni
the
tak
early
buat
rotations are gonna be.
ke Selmac,
Trauma
kita report
Zara,
lah.
and then look to punish him later down in the series. Early on, though, I am a little worried how TS is going to play. At first, neutral objective doesn't seem very winnable for them, and then once level 4s come around, it's still sort of, oh, wait, hold on.
Oh, there's going to be good damage on Blink.
Masih?
Killing spree as well. So
Kalau
a bit
Sonseng
more
level
movement
4 dapat
speed,
tu.
and Prio in the mid lane goes over
Tapi
to Team
belum level
Spirit
4 abang.
as Bomba gets tempo up top as well. And this is what I'm talking about, the clear speed of
Ui,
the
dia
Eastern
biar je.
Shin. Level 4
Oh, sebab dah
already.
level 4.
And Hans level 3, Blink might be in a bad
Dah level
spot
4,
now.
Sonseng.
Sour threatening Blink's life with the Mountain Shocker.
Ui,
Might
kena
be
rembat.
threatening
Lawak
a
tu kalau
take
kena
on this
rembat.
Mountain Shocker.
Oi.
Oh, baits out the retribution. It's going to be down right as the turtle spawns up later on.
Yeah, this is such a big
Semua
win
punca
for TS
belly
because
pergi buang
even
nyawa dekat mid
regardless,
tadi.
they don't even have to contest the turtle, right? It's just going back to their own side of the jungle, finishing it. Oh, Zara with the traceless, trying to break
Yeah.
out that shield unity if
Sonseng menang
necessary.
cycle
They
first
do
hutan.
not want Hiko to fall behind. That does show a little bit of priority on who has the most important job and what they want to get done and accomplished in this game. First turtle up, it's up to anybody who's gonna get it.
I think for me, Team Spirit shouldn't contest this one.
Uncontested,
And
I guess.
Our Ego's position, they won't. They know the neutral objective is basically the main win condition of Yangon Galacticos with a utility jungle, so they'll just give it away. They already got some wins. Ball lightning. Oh my
mati je. Tak
god.
sempat guys.
Sao getting
Wait.
blasted. To
Wait.
ultimate
Dia
use
bawa
now.
Revi
He
ke,
will
geng?
flicker out away from the shield unity.
Bro, dude,
So much
Marcel bawa
respect
Revi
from
ke?
Team Spirit against this snowball comp from YG.
Yep, and this is the creativity that we weren't really seeing.
Revi ke
from
Purify tu,
Yangon
men?
in game number 3.
Tolong lah
But
cakap
here in
bukan
game number
Revi
4,
ke?
it's a completely separate beast. Yangon now actually having not even much of an economic lead. Oh boy, but they want to make sure that every moment matters here. At the end of the day, still, it's going to be up to Sanji finding that big play at the end to try and chase them down. And I think as long as they are, you know, trying to set up this unstoppable
Bukan Revi
force
skill, guys.
into this immovable
Ui.
object, they can force anything out. Beautifully done by
Dia
Han.
dari hari tu Marcel bawa revisi
Good move.
Sawo
The
ni.
Crimson Beacon now
Aku
down.
rasa-
YG can be looking
Sekejap,
for plays
bagi
around
aku
the
check
map. And
je,
again,
ah.
the big
Tak
question
silap
mark
aku
for
dia
YG is still,
yang
is
buff
this
yang
enough?
dulu tu
'Cause I don't think it is Gideon, right? With this composition, you need to be
besar
the
lagi
ones
skill
controlling
dengan
neutral
HP.
objectives to just stay even, but by doing that, Zaur has just used these little windows of
2.5 max
opportunity
HP, oh.
to get ganks, to get camps, shield unity. Oh, the goal now is
hampir
Zaur.
meninggal, man.
Perfectly
Hampir
timed. Zaur
meninggal.
getting out to safety now. The Lantern players right there.
Oh.
The drive, the flicker.
Oh,
Blink,
handsome.
Blink.
They got the
Kejut
punish
kau.
with the enhanced, empowered, super conducted fork
Restoring
lightning.
2.5%
While
max
this is all
HP.
going down, that early rotation coming in from Hiko, he's gonna take all the gold in
Jangan
the
increase
world.
shield
Now,
and
we are
everything tu
starting
lah.
to see the leads. The only
Benda je
unfortunate
skill
part is
dengan
the
kau
fact
punya
that
max
Blink has
HP
been
tu.
taking these kills. But other than that,
Pukiwak
really,
Marcel ni
at
mana
this
ada?
stage, how much money is on the line,
Mana
the
boleh
pressure,
hero-nya
the pride
mana ada
of
skill dengan
regions as well.
HP?
Yangon, doesn't matter, as long as we
Membazir.
get the kills, we're fine.
Hiko with a rotation in
Aduh,
mid.
doi.
I agree,
Kau ni
Gideon.
full plating lah
YG
je.
now they're a step closer to again pushing that lead to a spot where this composition should be able to get by this point of the game. But Team Spirit seems like they are confident that they have reached some of the power spikes as well to go for the contest. Bomba in the midst of it all now, pops to the consecration, able to buy some time right now as Blink walks up to the back. Sour Ego is about to shocker and the retreat win!
And now they keep on moving forward. They've already
Kenapa
found one
Bennett
to
ni
win.
lari
Can they
daripada
chase off
Zuji?
the Han? Yes, they can. And they find it like the final
Pakai
blow.
Big bomb by
Aduh. Zujin solo dia lari ke? Aduh.
And it was the Mountain Shocker and the level advantage from Sour Ego is that forced Han to use the red tree a bit earlier.
They managed to get one trade, but it's so unfortunate that especially for Ying, who actually was in great position with the Electro-Finable and Petrify, just didn't catch Hiko at the very end, who shows up the last second to take him out. So with Sky Piercer stacks already involved here, Yangon have to recognize trading may not necessarily be the answer if those kills are going to get funneled over to Hiko's side. We've seen how devastating it was in the third place match between Falcons alongside. Oh wait, hold on, wow. Strange contestant here, especially for mid-priority. It doesn't seem necessary. Blink might be in some trouble.
Oh, that's all they want. They want to just bait out the Wrath of the Dryad at the bottom lane. The flicker out from Hiko, away from Han. So,
tapi bahasanya masih belum ada pelanggaran yang bermakna dari tadi.
I mean, yeah, that Granger, third place match, 10-minute end. Kelra was a beast there. Hiko's not a 7-0 Ranger just yet, but it is going to build up. And the question is again for YG, whether or not they can stop this snowball from happening to a scale composition.
Hey, speaking of that snowball here, so far using the Golden Hour underneath the tier 1 with no waves whatsoever, both sides are willing to start throwing in resources at each other just to make something happen here. And luckily, they're doing it before the turtle actually spawns. However, that Golden Hour, a little dangerous, and of course, Sour coming up with a 1.3k lead on his side. He's got the
dia benda-benda macam ni lah yang merosakkan hyper tank ni ke? Benda-benda macam ni. Papa Monton buat balancing adjustment sebab kes helmet tu terlalu rosak dekat hero tank. Bro malah tak beli kes helmet. Oh, blazing. Oh, lagi sikit. Tak dapat tu babi hujungnya. Bennetnya tak membenet lagi. Bennetnya tak membenet ah. Tak membenet lah, tak membenet. Ying, why you fail me, Ying? Why you fail me?
Pushes up top, gets a turret, and the trade is again good for Spirit.
They can't stop this. Let's look at the replay one more time because again, Blink, amazing round of the Dryad, taking out multiple targets.
Tapi tu Idora yang teamfight tu macam patut kalah lah, tapi tu Idora turn lah. Lama gak ada dalam bush juga. Dapat 3 pula.
Mountain Shocker again. Sour looking for the angle. Blink gonna be caught. Wrath of the Dryad forced out of him already. That's gonna be the Mountain Shocker that lands on and the pickup and throw back into Hiko's bullets.
Good block. Good
not enough
block.
Damage.
Yep, not enough damage, but look at this. This was a 4v5, and honestly, it's a big win for Yangon getting some pressure on the opposite side. Now that they have an EXP appealer who not only clears waves ultra fast, but also has incredible movement.
Hyper tank tak buat kes helmet pun nak farm macam mana tu? Monton literally nerf hero tank sebab farmnya laju sangat bila ada kes helmet. Kau ambil hero tank kau tak buat kes helmet. Macam double nerf ke tu tak? Double nerf.
But they have been able to find those clutch moments even in the late game with these kind of compositions before. That game 5 against Falcons, one of the best examples of that. So YG can never be counted out, even after they've been outscaled.
Yep, and I think the scariest part is the fact that YG have...
Lepas tu lagi kalah hyper tanknya keluar statement kan. Hyper tank tak valid sekarang. Basah kepala. Oh, basah kepala.
Real dangerous here using BMI so aggressively. We'll see whether or not TS has the information.
Oh god, it's about to be a 4-level lead between the junglers. Blake's gonna get poked down. Rhapsody and the Dead Sonata. That's gonna be the shield unit landing on Sunset 11, but a good golden hour to stop them. A shot from Sour, killing spree as well. Sour looking for the opening right now.
Sunset loh, jauh pula. Itu Abeli ya. Ini go. Kayak pesernya berapa lah? 7. 7. 6. Dapat lot 4 mampus. Saya tak minit 9 lah. Padahal aku rasa dia dah cantik je.
Team Spirit are now the ones
Tapi aku rasa Bennett-nya yang problem lah.
YG's door.
Holy cow.
Like aku tak perasan Bennett-nya buat apa tadi. But aku rasa Bennett yang problem lah.
What the heck happened? Because this was an incredible
Yep, ulti tak kena siapa-siapa
They
kan.
first zoned them out. Blazing Duet comes on through, and Hiko said, you know what? Doesn't matter. You're standing too close to each other. As soon as I land it, you are gone.
Bomba's feeling it. Team Spirit are feeling it.
Saya tak manage 9 lah.
It's something in the air. Hiko's popping off. Sunset, Samo, Sour, Bomba, everyone.
You know, before the cast, before we even got to the draft, we got to see Mama Bomba walk by. And there was one thing that she said that is really stuck. Today is the day. They really feel it. They put so much heart into it. 54 stacks already built up onto Hiko. How can he not feel like he is him right now as they basically unlock the architecture of Yangon? They're looking for a T2 at this stage, and they're going to double confirm with the help of the turtle bow. They've got the vision, but at the same time they know Ying is nowhere close.
And now it's YG. They got to dig deep. Yangon Galacticos again find themselves far behind, and unlike in game number 2 where they were able to equalize with their own lead, they went for this composition, the early one. They got 2 out of 3 neutral objectives, but they just couldn't capitalize on those team fights.
It's been very, very difficult, but at least the Guardian Helm is purchased by Han. So again, he can walk up forward as long as he doesn't get picked up and thrown backwards into a chain CC combination from TS. Will be able to retain his position with the rest of the team during these Lord dances. And I think that's the scary part right now. Both sides understand that not... Hold on.
Lah, kena rembat dengan Zujin pakai lampu.
Proactively trying to get something out of Yangon. It's the consistent push and pull. And like LaFell said, it's how creative you can actually get. You've got set plays, but of course, how do you make it all line up?
Hai, YG tak nak menang, okay?
Combo, but that's so hard to achieve as well.
Dia tak ada spirit tak ada will.
Now a BOD on Hiko.
He is massive, and they need to be able to cut those stacks in half. Half the problem is actually just finding Hiko, and I think even Ying understands, it's like, man, around these neutral pits, they ring around and rosy us.
And even if they do, Gideon, Zaur is still there as the secondary carry, the man that's been targeted, that has given Hiko space. If you go for Hiko, you give space to Zaur. They get the Mountain Chakra, they see Sanji up top, they go for the burst on the Lord, and it is not going to be contested. Han is way too far behind, 3 levels under.
This is fine. They still have some decent wave clear on their side. They might have to sacrifice an inhibitor, but honestly, at this stage of the game, you got to sacrifice more than just that. So much heart has been put into these games. Such a big difference. Flicker out from Sanji. The autopilot might have costed him this next push.
Spirit.
8-9K goal lead.
It's about going back to basics, playing
Second
around
lot,
the
third lot.
fundamentals that they've relied on their entire
Second lot
careers,
push.
making it to this point,
3 item
and
beda
again, winning through it.
On the way
Small
rose
leads
goal, I
building
think.
up. Now bot wave and the top wave coming down as well. Sanji, you gotta be careful, buddy. You got no flicker.
And now the siege begins. The ball lightning has already been thrown out. That's guaranteed to at least get one inhibitor here.
Zaur up top, dodges away from the swings, the slashes. Hiko in the mid lane, picking up the base turret. Lord already coming down as well, but YG are able to clear it. Bomba keeping those stacks alive, taking a shot on from the turret.
This is smart. TS, they're trying to keep them to that top side to make sure that the bottom wave actually collapses and they can at least net themselves the long lanes inhibitor. That'd be great, but they know that they delayed it on purpose, so they're going to take it one by one.
Oh, Bomba baited everything. The ball lightning, the Thunder's wrath. They got no resources now. It's up to Ying and Blink.
This
lagi
is
spirit lagi botak.
From Team Spirit, they're gonna get this too unless
botak.
Winds of nature
Dah main OM Black Ranger ni kan dah lah men. Dah lah men. Kau nak comeback kan lagi 2 lot tu. Somehow kau boleh tahan lagi 2 lot kan. Baru ada nafas lah.
Oh my goodness. They've already climbed over the walls. And as everybody here,
oi, 2 lot tall order men orang cakap.
It's pure devastation on a macro level. Malefic gun purchased by Sanji. I don't even know if that's going to be enough, but he probably won't lose his Flicker to Sunset Lover again if that is the case. If he can kite him out, he can maintain his stacks.
He knows the Flicker was still down if he caught him.
Hey, he's got BMI. Sanji ain't gonna make mistakes like that, I hope. I hope and pray.
Yang
these types of games, man, the pressure eventually gets to some of these players, and we'll either see them rise or fall.
And now we have to take a look at this goal difference. 11,000. Sanji, he was the main man to try to get on Hiko. Zauer as well, but now the Wind of Nature is built for Hiko. You can't even do that. Ying as well. What is that damage? Hiko!
Hiko Mania coming back online. Now they're just gonna chase. Who's next? Blink on that son of chopping block.
Jangan cakap dua lot. Lot yang first pun tak hidup lagi.
Ying brought a katana to a gunfight.
Aduh.
Golden hour. Sanji able to flicker out of the golden hour. Pops in the blazing duet already. But Hiko's gone like Zauer walks up. Shots again. He finds another. And team.
Aduh.
Match point.
Apa?
Nobody on the side of Team Spirit. They're not jumping for joy just yet. They know that there is only one more game to become a champion.
Papa FIFA dah tolong pun kalah.
Papa FIFA memang tak boleh nak tolong abang.
Kenapa Ying macam biasa-biasa je? I wonder why home.
Bahasa ni memang tak function. Bodoh Bennett dia daripada awal game sampai habis tak ada impact langsung bung. Ya. Tok Bennett. Oh, patut dah boleh lah ni. Nak tunggu bila aku tengok. Kau hati. Dia alti Petri Uranus lah siap. Aduh.
Langsung saja letak nama Spirit.
Lawan Granger Song-Seng je pun. Itu pun struggling man. Padahal dia boleh je closekan distance dulu. Sebab tak ada hero yang actually boleh pegang dia tu tak. Marcel screenshot je sekejap. Zujin ambil masa. Nak kumpul stack kan. Dia boleh relax kejap. Oh, dia boleh pasif sekali ke? Bagi dekat sikit. Dia dah pasif lah. Jalan dulu ke lagi satu kan? Sebab, dia macam ni. Kalau lawan pro player, kan, memanglah Song-Seng dengan Granger ni hero ada satu dash je. Tapi, satu dash tu, obviously dia akan guna lah bila dia nampak Bennett tu kan. So, apa yang biasa kalau player high mechanic dia akan buat? Dia main Bennett ni kan. Dia jalan dulu ke depan. Lepas tu dia tunggu. Dia tunggu dulu satu dash ke kan. Bukan satu dash, memang ada satu je. Lepas tu baru kau attempt. Kalau kering-kering kau pergi macam tu, ni. Hayya. So Bennett kosong. Ulti tak ada pakai, Petri pun tak ada impact. Berat. Aduh. Tak kena. Lepas tu mampus je. So sebab tu nampak macam dah ada damage tapi tak cukup kan. Tapi tak cukup. Idora. Boom. Dia ulti. Tapi ulti pun bagus. Idora ulti. Idora pun full combo Uranus. Benedetta pun full combo Uranus. Memanglah. Akulah. Seteresial. Oi. Hayoyo. Lepas tu connect naik nama kan. Connect naik darjat. Sial lagi. Sial lah man. Tak masalah je daripada first turtle bodoh. First turtle ke second turtle lah? Second. Dia dah guna ke MV dia? Belum kan? Belum. Dia skill 1. Lepas tu dia pasif. Lepas tu dia keluar lagi pakai pasif kan? Macam ni. Takkan kau lari daripada Zujin? Come on lah. Kau kena lawan tu. Kau kena lawan, man. Aduh. Kau either kau lawan Zujin ni ataupun kau pergi kat Sonseng. Kau pilih lah. Mana-mana kan. Tapi definitely bukan kau lari menyelamatkan diri lah, bro. Itu definitely what you shouldn't do lah. Kau tengok Bellericnya dekat depan nak berperang, kau tahu tak? Kau tengok Belly. Dia dah pegang dah tu. Basia pun dah mandikan dah. Tapi Bennettnya ke belakang. Ada ulti, ada Petri. Sebab takut kena angkat Zujin. Yoi bro, come on man. Come on man. Dia main lah dengan Bele tu tadi tu. Main dengan Bele ke ataupun buat solo play ke. I mean dia did buat solo play tapi dia buat solo play untuk balik base lah. Yang dapat bonus dari FIFA. Hai, baik tak happy Bennett tu. Ben. Betul lah aku. Hayyan. Lepas tu dah lah ESP kau macam tu. Basia pula main hyper tank tak beli kes helmet. Ay, kamu lah man.
You know about resources, right? You know, like ability
Kamu lah
One of the
man.
resources is HP. And we see that YG sacrificed a lot of HP to get these neutral objectives. But when you look at the team with Sky Piercer, that's going to be pretty difficult because as we see here, the thing that I want everyone to see throughout all the clips is just the amount of HP that YG is willing to give throughout the poke that we're going to be seeing here. The poke coming in from the Yisun Shin, Sunset Lover, as well as Hiko. There are 3 members coming in from Team Spirit that can deal damage without putting themselves in harm's way. And even though this one, Zara got it, but I feel like there's still a chance that Han was able to get it. But this is also another thing. This is not okay, Rain Day, which is after getting a neutral objective, go for the fight.
Yeah.
A lot of teams do this, usually get punished.
Yeah.
Team Spirit at this point is an anomaly about getting an objective and then continuing the fight. But again, look at the amount of HP that they have.
Yeah, look at that.
It's only Kip Bomba that is low, but hey, he's healing up every second. So it basically means that he hasn't lost HP. And then look at the HP of everyone else. Ying is low, Han is low. Even looking at Kaiser, basically almost everyone is half
Selagi
HP.
TS
We're
pun
going to
habis,
continue on the clip
yes,
to see the trend here.
Yes.
This is one of those moments where it's good attempt coming in from YG, securing this by the Belleric using the ult to stop the members of Team Spirit. But again, I'm going to be a broken record here. Look at all of the HP. Everyone is full except for YG, and then that just gives Team Spirit an avenue to just keep on going. This is the point where we thought things could turn things around, just because the Eudora was able to hit the Thunder Wrap onto 3 members. But again, Kip Bomba being a nuisance just waits on that BMI. Sanji travels back, gets the kill. We're going to be continuing. This is, I think, the final clip here.
He regret based on the skill dengan
to reverse.
2.5 max HP. 2.5% of max HP per second selama 4 second. So macam Marcel ni, kan dia tak boleh dapat HP daripada item. So macam tak berapa faham lah. I mean kau dapat extra heal dengan shield tu dan adalah benefit juga kan sebab dia apa, bila dia langgar orang dapat shield dengan flash lagi kan. But I feel like macam tak min-maxing lah. Maknanya kalau nak cakap technically, nak cakap completely tak ada function tak boleh lah kan. Memang ada technical benefitnya lah. Tapi how impactful is it? Healingnya tu sama je ke rate dengan teammate. Maksudnya healingnya tu sama je ke dengan teammate. Maksudnya healingnya tu je sama ke. Oh, yang dia bagi dekat team. Good question. Mari kita tengok Monton tulis apa.
This draft is about those neutral objectives. But they sacrificed way too much to get those neutral objectives and then gave over a lot of Sky Piercer stacks.
Oh tak.
That's the reason they lost.
Masing-masing.
Yeah, a lot of times.
Masing-masing.
game-changing
Bukan. Dia
plays,
tanya,
the game-dictating
contoh
plays
kalau
really happen during
Marcel
these
bawa
upsets. So it's
Revi,
sad to think
heal dia
that
tu
they may have had
kalau
tools to
skill
deal with members one at a time,
kalau
but the
skill
members that they really wanted to deal with the
only
most
based
were
on
members
Marcel
that
punya
were
HP,
out of
then
reach.
kawan-kawan pun
And
dapat
it was
sikit
only
gila lah. So
really
rugi lah.
Bomba
Rugi
who was
gila babi
making
lah
all of
mana.
this possible.
It's too much.
Tapi kalau
It's
ikut
too
baca ni,
much. He is,
restoring
as he said,
2.5% max
inevitable.
HP every 0.4
It
second
feels like they need a way to do it,
selama
Bumba.
4 second
And I feel like you have to let other things
to
go. You have to
affected
lose
allied heroes.
outside of the EXP lane. I think you have to let Zaur take
To
on
affect
what he's
the
going to
allied
take
heroes.
on. You can ban the Harara,
So,
and you can let him do whatever he's going to do. But I just think
aku
that
rasa
when
individually
Bumba
lah.
is in the lead, and we mentioned this from the very beginning, where the EXP lane helps the jungle succeed so much. You've now mentioned another layer which is so much more important, which is the spacing.
Kamu
And
saya tak
he is
mereng.
spacing out the rest of YG. They're respecting
He's
him
insane.
way too much, and I
Tujuh tu.
don't think it's too much for what he's done. He's clearly been effective, but is there a
Balmond
hero? Is there a
Titan je,
setup
tak
that
sabar
they
nak
can
push.
figure out? Kid Bumba has to
Langsung
respect
saja.
more so that he has to group up so that they can control more of the space.
So here's the thing, yes. And the answer is, if we look at all of the draft patterns, Bomba's heroes are usually picked first. The one time
That's right.
he was picked last is on that Sora.
That's right.
Right? So as long as the Uranus, Esmeralda, and likes are open, then he will pick it up first. But then, here's where the problem lies. I feel like even with a counter matchup, Bomba can outplay
He
it.
can still do it.
That's the problem. I mean, like, the idea is there, the theory is there. Execution, way different topic.
Yeah.
It's a good point. They may just be out of picks, out of options. I mean, YG are staring a loss.
Yeah.
Straight down. And I don't know, Greg. I think how you lose is important. This isn't it yet, but they've got to give something else, a different taste, a different look.
Yeah.
Do you feel like if they're going to go all in on solving one problem, it has to be Bumba? Does it have to be Zaur? Does it have to be Hiko? Sunset? Who is the one problem, if you had to choose one, they would need to solve?
It's tough because I think they tried to do a lot at once. It's taking out the Barretts already from Bomba. It's taking out the Paquito already from Hiko. It's taking out whatever they can, especially if they're on, let's say,
Second pick, they have to take out a Freya.
yeah. So I think they've tried to deal with the most difficult ones, but more and more problems just
Yeah.
keep coming out.
But do you then need to go away from taking Claude early and need to prioritize something in the desperation for, okay, we need a better mid laner. If we don't, it's going to get banned out. Like, they're getting Zushins, Eudoras, they're getting picks like that without really working hard for them. So maybe they just need to say, let's let the Claude go. Sanji, you're going to have to pick up a little bit of the slack here. And we're going to force them to say, hey, you want to pick up Bombas? You're going to lose big time in mid.
Brigida as well as Rainday, this kind of shows the strength that Team Spirit has, where if there are more bans, it will hurt YG more than Team Spirit. Because here's the thing, imagine if YG bans out 5 EXP laners. Bomba still has something up his sleeve, like the Lapu isn't contested. And yet look at how strong he is on that one. We cannot say the same thing with YG for now, because like you said, it's always the plot.
Yeah.
The worry is, if they don't pick up the Claude, they pick up something else, it's not going to be as good. Because right now, this is the biggest strength that Team Spirit has shown. It really doesn't matter what you banned. Our book of heroes is just way more than you.
I agree. Because I think some of the biggest threats to YG and their hero pool as well are even bigger when you look at it at Team Spirit and when they get their hands on it. So it's weird to say, but it's YG right now forced to ban out most of their comfort and their stronger picks.
It's true.
So they're pushed to a spot where they have to bring out more, but then it's solved by Spirit. So I think that's a question for YG right now, that they're in this position. Do they have even more? Because they tried. They've been creative with the Baksha Benedetta, but it did not work.
But that goes to our other conversation, is Team Spirit fans ready to erupt, getting excited, YG as well. But I think it just has to be, as you see a little back and forth there, it's just got to be, okay, we've taken a lot away.
Yep.
What can we open up then? Because if the answer isn't to take away, then the answer has to be either to execute better or to open things up.
I would say the Hail Mary is let Bomba take whatever,
Leave Paquito out.
and then completely ignore him. Meaning, okay, ban out the Barats, but try to ignore Bomba and try to basically get the other 4 members. But the reason why that can't happen is we see how Sunset Lover never gets caught. Hiko is also very hard to catch, and Zara Ego is He has
Tirara
done it,
ban.
I don't know, maybe 3 times this tournament. I have no idea. So it's easier said than done. Either you ignore Bomba or put everything onto him. Doesn't matter. It's still gonna be bad.
Kopi dan
Well, Zushin
dua
picked up,
cawan
and
aku
I think
kopi
for
hari.
YG, that's got to spell a little sense of comfort heading their way. Even though there's nothing exciting about seeing Kid Bumba and Zour Egoist in those first 2 pick positions for Team Spirit.
You might be right,
What do we
Kid.
want?
Yeah, you might be right.
I'm just saying you might be right, Kid.
Because it was written Kid Bomba Finals MVP in the placards.
Oh.
If we do, can kind of seal the series here, but speaking of, it's a
Paquito.
flex. The Paquito gets
They
open.
leave the Paquito open. I
mean,
think it's the
like-
only way to do it.
Damn if you do, damn if you don't, right? No matter what you ban out, something is let through that you're like, come on, man.
on.
Why does it have to be like this?
Yeah, which I feel like is, yes, still a flex, but maybe they might be a bit more cautious about this because the Juicin showing up would mean that YG might be a
Marcel.
bit more okay to dealing with
wow.
fighters.
Glue,
in
obvious.
the lineup.
Let's go.
So Guinevere picked up here as well.
Okay, they changed the
This
sequence.
fucking
Yes, Guinevere
Glue.
is
And the
getting
Arlet,
bad.
so they don't go for the Claude anymore.
Oh, wait the
Good
window, wait
luck
the
on finding a
window.
job. We're praying for you, buddy. A job is hard to get nowadays. Hey, maybe you can try being a player. Either ways, YG
Why
right
the
now,
window?
in terms of going for comfort, I like this because this both ignores as well as prioritize
Oh,
Bomba
benar,
because
dulu.
this is a good team fight lineup. A lot of
Adalah
crowd
dulu
control, a
sangat.
lot of continuous damage. It really does come down to what the roamer is going to be. Hopefully just provides us a little bit more damage. If not, it's okay. The Gwyn can build a concentrated energy and they should be fine with that. So I'm liking YG's opening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because so
But again,
far,
you know.
so far, I think they can use a lot of combos still with this lineup. I think the Guinevere Arlot already in
Zuzin?
itself is a combo.
Arlon.
There's just so much more knocked up, honestly.
I feel like they also have to be
Mino
careful
Rom?
because
Abis
Bomba has a
Munoka.
lot of heroes.
Oh,
His
that's true.
Alice is good against this Arlet.
Abis Munoka,
Not sure if
Abis
it
Munoka.
will get picked up, but stuff like Uranus,
Yeah.
High Loss, Alice, all those kind of heroes are good against the Arlet. So, and even Yuzong. So,
It's just one of the first times we have seen a clear shift away from Sanji's comfort
Yep.
back to Ying. And,
But I feel like
and you're
Blue-
right in
Blue-
mentioning
Blue
that
is
this
the way,
feels
oh.
good.
Dia
They're
Blue
also
Rom, oh.
taking away the Uranus, they're
Aduh,
taking away the
band
Lapu
pula.
Lapu, which again focuses on that EXP lane. The blue band on the other side because they're still looking for a roam. Beleric and Atlas gone.
Yeah.
And so where does that leave us?
So the Alice is still open.
wait, who
No,
else is
Atlas
looking for a
gone, yeah.
job?
Atlas
Oh, he's a cameraman now.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, that's good for you, man. EWC is a
Congratulations.
good event for you to work on. There you go. Shout out to this guy. I was doing a good job though, because if he was terrible, then hey, work for 2 hours, get fired.
Yeah. Oh.
A Fovi. Oh, again, like there's so many counters towards the Arlet, so yeah. But hey, at least they have a Zushin. The Zushin can fight against the Phovius, same as the Gwyn, so it's
Okay,
not
Arlot
all
dia tak
doom
adalah
and gloom just
struggle
yet.
sangat
There's nothing else you could
dengan
have taken
Fovis.
away though at this point. They've banned
Dia
EXP lane
tang bagi
and
CD
Kid
kat
Bumba specials.
CD
At
reduce
the-
dekat
as
Fovis
much
tu
as
je
they
lah,
could,
tapi dia tak adalah
without letting
tersangkut
an Atlas
sebab
through.
tengah
So it's
skill
like,
gue
I feel
immune
like
kan.
YG's saying this is all we can do.
Now the problem is they know it's going to be a Paquito Gold.
Yeah.
So what do they pick up that don't
Barang.
lose immediately? They pick up the Brody as well as the Padang here. This is basically going all in
But
team
maybe
fight.
not so bad Brody here.
One of the worries is
Sebab
that
kalau lawan
only the
Paquito,
Gwyn can handle the long lane,
And
but
then
hey,
Marcel
if you win
je
all the
pun
team
roamnya.
fights and the game by
And then
11,
kalau Harley
it's
ke?
good anyways.
How's the spacing on this? Does this solve that problem
Actually not
of
so
the
bad,
zone that we've been seeing Team
Actually
Spirit
not so
create
bad.
for their with Kid Bumba?
I still feel
Tak
like
ada
it's
real
gonna
punish
favor
lah.
Spirit
Okay.
more. That's a Phobius and a Paquito who can independently just
Yeah.
find and create the
Lele.
openings, and they finish off with a Selena. Okay.
Le.
So that's, I think, a keyword for at least this matchup. Spirit can be more individual. Yangon,
Okay.
they are
Not
desperately
so bad,
required
not so
to
bad.
work together.
So how YG
What's up,
wins
YG?
is they punch first. And how Team Spirit wins is if they slip the punch.
Zuzin
and
barang
hit the
Gwyn.
haymaker.
Aku
So,
Gwyn ni je yang aku macam
I don't know, man.
Aku harap badang ni buat adaptasi,
This
oh.
is a good draft, but requires a lot of good execution.
aduh,
And hoping for
tak
your
ada bad
opponents to
adaptasi
miss.
Last
langsung.
time Cold Star did something like that before heading to the back room. It was Team Spirit who won. If it happens again, they are not only going to win, they will be the winners of $1 million and that trophy in the middle of the Lenovo Legion Gauntlet. Your MSC champions. Could it be Team Spirit? If they win this game, it will be. But Yangon Galacticos trying to claw it back and force another game. We'll see what happens here as the stage is set for glory.
A set so beautiful that it can only be prophesied. You can hear it in the atmosphere. You can hear it in the wind. This could be their moment. This could be the day, unless Yangon Galacticos can stop them to turn and start a potential reverse sweep. We come here at match point game number 5 here at the Mid-Season Cup 2026 here at the Esports World Cup. And Team Spirit have been so close. They've been working so hard for this. Yet you would imagine that at least for the Yangon Galacticos, that maybe this is God-given.
Could be, especially considering if you look at how Yangon Galacticos have decided to draft, how they've decided to play. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Han, after the purple buff, goes straight into the bush, looking for a gank, looking for an advantage early, and Spirit, as calm as can be, playing around again, punishing those mistakes. They see Han up top, Sour goes down below.
They got to be hyper efficient. Looking at the items, the only thing.
Oh man,
extra sustainability for Han.
Nothing glaring.
And if they just win the fights, the neutral objectives will naturally come as well.
It's the same choice of emblems from yesterday against Falcons PH for Yangon Galacticos' Han. It's back to just setting up for the rest of the team, being okay, maybe less farm than Zaur Ego is, but at this point, I think he needs to just accept that. Zaur has gapped them in terms of farm in the last 4 games. Even when they were winning, it was Team Spirit who still were able to even it out with for Zaur.
And this is in consideration of everything that has happened in this game, right? They're reading into the behavioral patterns that TS have kind of put before them. In Yangon, you can see a lot of preliminary early motions, right? Get that quick push on that top side, come down to mid lane.
Alahai! Alahai! Dapat tak? Lah.
They play for the strong side. Sanji is hit. That's first blood over to YG.
Now, as long as they delay this turtle for as long as they possibly can, that's going to be more and more gold falling into the hands of Sanji. Good missile arrow here onto Kaze, but so far, TS, they don't want to punish this just yet. They got bigger fish to fry.
Another arrow into the deadly magic. And the poker trick, but Blink gets away in time, gets into the bush. And Han will still be able to farm up. Now the question is, how do they stop Zaur from snowballing through farm?
Well, it's about making sure that people are there to body block the right targets. Kid Bomba might be in some trouble here.
Well, Requiem into the final slash earlier. YG showing signs
of minit 3 sudah nampak. Queen Arlon combo. Okay.
But doesn't mean it's over. Blink able to get at least a champion stance out of Eco. Now, Golden Hours have been dropped down. A lot of the motions that we see on the map for the side of TS is poking and prodding, right? And forcing out ults coming out from every single lane.
And is this combo, the Arlet and the Guinevere, that has gotten them so many wins in Myanmar as well, their MSL.
Draft Arlon
Team Spirit, though, once again, just playing
masa famous tu tim dia bilang tu sebab banyak tim tak boleh nak execute.
It's about ganking Bomba again. That's a second one, back to back.
Tell me that isn't just
Burung
picture
perfect.
esque even. Just plenty of vengeance. And now looking for that punish once more, forcing Hiko to flicker back out. It's one of our memories as well. Just to make sure that he stays losing out as much health as possible. This is a really dangerous game because their opposition, a majority of their early game damage is going to come down from Sanji. But of course, the vengeance coming in from Ying, everybody can enable him.
But still, goal difference masih belum cukup besar. Cumanya Povius ni sangat underfarm lah. 2 kali straight dia mati kan. Terlepas banyak agak awet.
It's on Sanji. Now the turtle spawns. And YG side of the map. In the Brody side, Sawo able to escape. The arrow lands on Ying, but now it's all a race to get to this turtle.
They're trying to use the extra bonus movement speed to take first position. Blink back on the Minesweeper job. Got to get rid and clear these traps as much as possible to deny information from their opponents. But Sawo, he's going for more here, right? Focusing not only on that mid wave, but disrupting that backline for now as they get into the neutral fight.
Instant final slash into the Requiem, but the Golden Hour catches him. And about Requiem's going to be baited. Fist track him in as Han is able to get the Reggie, but Bomba's stuck.
They got to get rid of him, and now they finally do. Han takes him out, and they even get one more in Hiko.
Bro, at this point kan, Kau first pick je Arlott je tu. Kau first pick je. Tak, dia bukan Arlott dia power tu satu hal. Masalahnya bila Arlott dia ni bermain, tim dia pun jadi online kau tahu tak?
Even in the previous game, how can they push it forward? How can they push the lead even further through a fight around the neutral objective? Team Spirit have played it so clean in the last few games, but here it was YG with their
Kita tengok apa respon Team Spirit lah kalau YG menang ni. Sebab dari tadi dia macam half respect Arlottnya sebab dia ban dekat second phase kan. So YG cakap, you know what? Kita pick je first phase kali ni. Tapi tadi bukan first pick lah. The second pick dekat first phase.
And that's something that right now, TS, hey, early game's kind of done here. Finding these individual targets has been a lot harder because Yangon, they've decided to tactically split up their squad. 2s and 2s. Get your pairings on either side, play around Sanji, and he is going to be the ballista that breaks down the turrets.
Ya.
That's the siege, that's
Good
the
macro
catapult,
win.
that's the ballista, that's everything. The whole
Not
siege
overcommitting.
unit is that Brody.
Sebab map sangat gelap. Trade atas dengan bawah.
Target Bomba though on the Phobius here, not having a good game, now gonna get pinned down again. Sawo has a golden hour, is able to find two. Now the rest of the team coming corralling on Sanji. Flickering out to safety, but Bomba's gonna be caught in the stun. Now Ying,
Oh.
the final slash into the spatial
Team
migration.
Bomba no having the best game right now. Babi dia memang terseksa bodoh. Kau tengok dua level siap dengan Arlott. Tak, masalahnya tak main sebab dia tak sempat nak buat apa-apa men. Hero nya tak bergerak. Sebab daripada tadi kena apa? Kena gang aja. Successful ganking pula tu lah. Tu masalah ke? Kalau kena gang tapi kau hidup tak beri. Dapat pam, dapat dua pula. Oh. Oh, lagi. Why? Kau tengok. Dia tak sempat tekan apa-apa, bongok.
Yup, chain CC perfectly. Bomba, unfortunately, unable to start using his own dodge abilities.
Kau tengok bodoh replay je.
More importantly, it just wasn't a free frame for him. I bet he was spamming it at some point in that fight, but he knows that unless it's underneath his head, it's the only way to keep him safe. And even then,
Rob libat. Kena angkat lagi.
Not like this. We'll take the trade. That's all it's going to be. Sawo a little disappointed.
Oh, baik lepas je telefon. Tak payah ada button.
They want to get Hiko next. Spatial migration already there. Blink.
Wing.
Be looking for it. He finds the punch. He
Nice
gets the fist cracking
try.
out the pin down with the violent requiem.
Lagi dah lagi non-stop YG-nya.
Sempat.
Sempat Arlott-nya. Tapi dia tak sempat. Tak sempat libas tu. Apa yang stun dia tadi ada kena lele Dia kena lele ke? Dia nak libas tadi.
It's tough. Let's look at the replay one more time here because that flicker from Hiko caught beautifully.
W production.
He is not missing right now, and he's back on that buffer. This is a composition that they played many times, whether broken apart, but now finally as a unit this time. War Axe already completed by Hiko. I'm not sure about this one.
Violent Requiem, but this time there's no Han to play it around. This crack coming down with the pin as well. Hiko gonna be caught in the tough spot now. Oh my god, big stun! Sanji in the back, just doing damage, free hitting everybody. Hiko's dead for the 4th time this game.
It's a rat trap. It's a dirty rat trap here to the side of the Yangon. Every single time TS tries to overstep their boundaries, it's an instant punish here, and it feels like it never ends. There's just so much CC on Yangon's side that you cannot just send one member. You have to send a multiple. And even so, Sunset Lover now losing a lot of structures from his side of the base. He has a lot less play area, a lot less ways to maintain important vision over key parts of the map.
Right now, Bomba and Hiko are at a combined 0-9-0. These side laners are just not having a good time.
Imagine kena comeback
With Blink, Han and Ying constantly
Imagine kena comeback.
Not even sour, dude.
Di saat kau nak comeback 1-3. Oh no, Moncil. Hilang. Win. Brody, tak ada orang kat Brody. Memang tak ada lah orang kat Brody. Siapa boleh sampai bodoh. Pobius orang buat apa ya? Dah lah Pobius ada farm.
The Lord goes into the hands of the Yangon Galacticos.
Desperate from Team Spirit, but that's the only thing they could do.
Aku rasa winning condition kanan ni dia kena buat benda yang sama dekat Zujin tu tapi dekat Brody lah. Baru ada cahaya lah.
Holy cow, 14-1. 14-1.
I mean, kalau dia dapat Brody pun tak adalah guarantee menang team fight. But cerah lah. Bangsat pedis.
They're daring TS even. They're saying, you know what, you did this all past 2 games. Not this time. It's our turn to have a little bit of fun, blow off some steam.
14-1 in our game number 5. This was possibly it for TS, but YG, they're showing how tenacious they can be. They're showing how good they can be in these series and that mental fortitude that they have in a best of 7.
It's a lot of heart here, a lot of heart. It must be really, really exhausting to make sure that you're communicating with every aspect of your team. Usually, the combo is just a 1-2 punch. They've got 3, 4, and 5 ready to set up for you just in case.
100% pecah, tak ada wave clear langsung. Pretty much, yang actually realistic. Yup, dia boleh end tu. Oh, what a bit Harley. Tapi Povius Azalti Marzal. Rudy, oh Lili tak kena pula. Tak boleh aduh, Brody-nya terlalu aman tu geng. Memang tak boleh buat apa bodoh. Dia kena harap Lili-nya hit ah, itu je ah. Tadi tu dah attempt lah tak dapat. Hai. It ain't over. It ain't over. Minit berapa tadi geng? Minit berapa? Tak tahu, aku rasa kali ni Team Spirit akan ban first phase lah. Tak ban first phase, quite weird lah.
11 minit siap.
Kenapa? It's quite weird.
Jarang-jarang dadu semua game 50-50.
Tu lah tu. Consistently pula tu. Sebab tak boleh nak tebak kan. You know, oi, lazatnya bang. Oi, terlalu lazat. Pum, badan combo. Tup. Gwyn sambung. Prop dapat Marcel sekali. Top. Dapat Harley-nya. Marcel kena angkat dengan Zujin. Pum, selesai. Dan tak habis lagi bro. Gwyn masuk dulu. Tengok Povius. Tak boleh tekan satu skill pun. Pum. Sempat guna pasif sekali. Kau nak buat apa bang? Kalau kau jadi Povius tu, kau tak rasa macam kau nak campak telefon ke? Woi. Hanya mampu memenung, man. Ini orang cakap vlogging yang diterima. We understand, we accept. We understand. Kami faham kenapa awak vlogging guys tu. Salahnya kesian bodoh. Gentle. Daripada sini kan. Lepas first turtle kan. Lepas first turtle, Gwynnya singgah. Seras. Dia tak nak flicker terus tu. Itu dia punya grit sikit kan. Itu salah dia. Like patutnya dia 100% dah boleh baca lah apa nak jadi guys ni kan. So dia tak nak flicker. Okay, langsung rata. And then baru hidup. Tengah jalan ni. Langsung saja jalan ke lane. Langsung saja. Baru sampai makan wave sikit. Pum! Lagi sekali. Tang. Arlot pula unlimited dash. Murung. Terus suruh pagi itu pergi top. Suap. Tetap kat bawahan. Suap bang Alasan dia bagi tetap kat bawah. Tapi sebenarnya dia dah trauma duduk atas tu. Dan tiba total lagi. Ni Aguinya kan. Dia pasif dulu kan? Ke dia skill 2 dulu ah? Dia pasif. Pum, skill 2 miss. Ardot libas. Pam. Obviousnya. Marcel cuba selamatkan. Dapat delay sikit. Pum pasif. Kena angkat Zujin. Turun. Pum. Lama sikit ada main lah kali ni lah. Lama sikit lah. Siapa yang nak main ni? Sebenarnya tak ada lah. Lama sikit. Lama tak ada tahan tu sebenarnya. Siapa yang nak main? Harley pergi. Harley baling ulti ke siapa? Dia baling ulti dekat. Siapa tu? Oh, Gwyn. Tapi Gwynnya dah dapat keluar dulu. So ulti Harley tak ada value lah kan. Ulti Harley tak ada value. Siapa lagi ada? Tim dia? Pagito. Mana Pagito? Oh, Pagito kena tumbuk dengan badang. Sempat skill tak? Sempat skill satu. Tapi tak kena pun kan. Skill satu dia betul. Satu kena. Satu lagi miss. So tak dapat shield. Skill 2 larikan diri. Kena angkat Zujin. Selesai. So Pagito boleh kata tak main je. Lele. Nak tagih siapa? Wait, kena turtle. So Lele pun tak main. Lele pun tidak main. 2 DPS kau, 3 DPS lah pretty much lah. Harley tak ada function, Lele tak ada function, Pagito tak ada function. Macam mana? Macam mana nak menang team fight? Sebab Pobius tadi lama agak sebenarnya. Lama man. Given dia terciduk 0-2 kan sebelum team fight tu. Ente.
Let Pagito go after he got burned with it in game 1, and I think that works.
I mean, like most things in life, a lot of things can be solved with violence, you know? And that's what we saw from YG. I feel like they understood in the previous drafts. They don't have enough violence.
Okay.
So just get a little bit more. Right? Let's look at Telestrator, right?
Okay, let's go to Telestrator, please. Yeah. I don't know where this is going, but let's go to Telestrator.
Thank you very much. All right, so here's the thing that we got to talk about, right?
Yeah.
The fact that for how many? Like maybe 3 games where we see both the Gwyn as well as the Arlet being banned out, and the moment they get picked up, all of a sudden they look amazing. And speaking of why they look amazing is because of all the control that they have. They have 4 members here with a lot of control. The Badan creates a wall, making it so that you can't escape, and then Gwyn jumps in as well. Like there's a lot of change.
But dalam Death Note,
this is why I
sekarang ni Ying dalam Death Note.
And I think
Sunset Level pun dalam Death Note. Oh, YG kalah salah Death Note. Spirit kalah pun dalam Death Note ke? Oh, I cannot win. Apa kata cakap macam ni? Oh, YG menang. Sebab nama Ying ada dalam Rino punya list. Ha, kan? Barulah betul. Baru tepat.
We're gonna see that this Badang
bukannya curse. Blessing.
And then at that point, it's easy pickings for Han as well as Ying, right? I mean, like Han did his job.
Berapa dah? YG 2, Spirit 3.
Wait, no, you know what? Never mind.
What'd you say?
He is able to go in and enable his team to do well. If they keep this up, this is how they deal with Team Spirit. Hey, Spirit, you like to fight? Well, we like it too. At this clip, this also just shows the range of all the heroes that Team Spirit has, because we see that they are quite far away, and yet once an engage happened with the Badang, they basically get to engage very instantly. Look at that range, how quickly they get onto their targets.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is the key to victory for YG. Having a draft that can fight at even long distances, making it so that Team Spirit can't respond as well.
Aku nak 4-3, tapi dari tadi macam banyaknya game one-sided aja tu. But exceptional punya gameplay lah. Daripada team yang one-sided tu. But yeah, pure entertainment, dia kena gamenya sengit-sengit kan. Baru betul-betul. Baru orang cakap apa, real dopamine shot.
They just have to hope that the Arlet doesn't get banned out, because even you talk about this behind the scenes, like, other than Arlet, what else do they have?
Yeah.
That's the bluff I would want to call at this point. But it also requires team spirit, and I think Cold Star is very smart. He's shown that he set his team up with a lot of good drafts. But an analytical mind would go and say, I think we focused on taking the Harara away all the time. We don't like to give it away. That's been their third ban almost all the time.
tak boleh restream, tak tahu. Tapi so far tak ada apa-apa info.
But to me that seems like you don't want Zauer to lose.
Tengoklah besok dengan Isnin macam mana. Sebab dia start hari Selasa.
That if Ying gets ahead of Kid Bamba, this is
But worst case scenario, kalau memang tak boleh, kita akan buat dekat YT je lah. So siapa yang nak tengok, nanti aku info dekat Discord.
I know it's a risk, but I think because YG won, they might have put the pressure on Team Spirit to respond.
That's actually a really good point, because I think Yangon are not on the same page. They have a different mindset about this. They have a different approach. It's not like they're worried about Zar.
Tebak. Team Spirit first phase ban tak Arlotnya.
Gets into his hands. It's more of how
Tebak.
they can draft accordingly to their strengths, which I think they lacked in the first 2 games. But now they had much better relationships with each other in terms of picks. So their picks had much better synergy.
More harmony.
And that was maybe something that we saw became a struggle for Team Spirit this time, because they were
sebab tadi dia macam berani, aku punya macam inference lah.
The winning lane.
Aku rasa dia berani nak biarkan sampai phase 2 tu sebab dia macam nak, kalau dia Arlot kita Povius. Dalam tanggapan yang Povius tu boleh counter Arlot lah. But for the longest time Povius ni dia tak adalah useless lawan Arlot. Tapi hanya apa orang cakap, counter Arlot yang kecil-kecil aja. Sebabkan Arlot punya immune tu. Sama juga Arlot ni dia memang special sikit. Walaupun dia hero banyak dash kan. So macam lawan Kufra, lawan Akai, lawan Badang, lawan Povius ke apa kan, dia actually strong sebab dia boleh immune, lepas tu tembus pergi belakang orang tu kan.
Is it going to be Kid Bamba that takes you there? Is that the one who's going to be in the charge, pulling people who can't quite make it, who can't sustain themselves? I think it is. And if you're Team Spirit, and I want you guys to think about this. I don't want you to just take me.
Dia suka pakai tu golin. So far yes lah. Memang itu kira antara one of dia punya favorite pick kan.
I just feel like that's got to be that's got to be the focus. It has become an EXP battle for me. That's where my eyes have gone.
100%. You know, and I feel like the way that I feel like even less on the draft, I feel like this is just reminding the players of Team Spirit, be like, okay, that's what they can do, right? They have incredible engage. So I feel like if somehow YG gets roughly the same draft again, I feel like this time the players are like, okay, let's just not get caught by the Badang or the Gwyn, and then we should be able to outplay it. With that being said, I don't think they will get the same draft, but if somehow they do, I feel like the players would just react much differently this time.
That could be the case. Okay, Paquito was something we said, will we not see it? We didn't see it. That opened up the draft. The Barat's probably gonna stay banned, but who will take the onus of banning it? Because the Freya has been consistent, the Fanny has been consistent for Red side. If we will see that again, it'll be the choice of Harara banned, or if we'll see a target ban on Red side, which could open up this conversation again for the EXP lane to maybe get an advantage. Atlas has been banned every single game as well.
Fighter support.
At least ever since the loss that YG went through for the first 2 games, we've never really seen the Barretts nor the Atlas even out there anymore, which I think kind of made it a bit more flexible for the Jusins and the like to come through.
That's right.
But in that scenario, I think the Jusin was a big problem for Team Spirit as well. So let's see who gets on blue side and who gets on red side, because I think that will significantly impact the outcome of this game. We're on flying clouds too, which I think will accelerate the pace. And it's Spirit who gets on blue, but this time,
holy moly!
No
okay.
And no Freya. Oh no!
Kita ban ah. Kita ban.
And the Barats and the Atlas.
Adakah?
Hari tu Rino cakap Spirit nombor 8 kata knockout, ternyata nak reverse curse untuk Team Spirit
Champs. And I feel like the Gwyn is honestly a good ban, because like I said, the distance itself is already the problem, right?
The prank, group stage baris man.
He can come in, but yeah, that Gwyn is too much.
But isn't this the same problem?
Tiba-tiba kat grand final pakai prank.
No, I don't think so. I feel like no clock.
Arlot dulu ke?
Yes. Yeah, I'm just worried that Sanji hasn't really used fighters in the gold lane, right? So I'm worried that it's good on paper, yeah, but if the guy can't use a fighter, is this
Tak
really
ada buang aku ni.
is this really where you want to
Losing
force it
berbuang.
up, where Team Spirit is match point?
Valeric dengan Pakito. Ni memang nak pakai ke nak deny je sebenarnya?
Could this be a flex?
I'm not sure if it's hopefully it is, because I don't want to think that they were just pressured to pick it up.
It could be jungle, it could be EXP.
What if this is EXP? And this goes.
I think it's better. I think it's better EXP, but again, we got to look at the matchup because not every matchup.
So far ada ke Pakito yang mantap dekat YG ni? Tak ada kan?
Maybe they have to think about putting the Pakito somewhere else.
Maksudnya tak kisahlah siapa-siapa pakai pun.
Keep their cards close to their chest. They say this could be that. So Team Spirit can't just pick
Sebab Pakito
blindly
ni sangat
EXP. They do
skill
have to
dengan
respect
Neo,
that.
antara hero yang ceiling tinggi juga.
Against Pakito, do we need a winning matchup for that specific?
Besok.
Yeah.
Tak besok Isnin dah.
Because I don't think
Tapi rasanya
Yangon
besok
has really ever utilized
Melissa,
the
good
Open
pick.
tu.
Okay, since dah nampak
EXP,
Pakito.
I don't think so too.
I think
this
Melissa
a
is very
real
good
pick
matchup
that they
untuk
will be
Pakito
picking
ni.
up. It's a clear attempt to
Sebab
adjust
Pakito struggle je.
on side.
Honestly, that's why I feel like this might be jungle. Might. Just because they are a team that likes to win those neutral objectives, and Pakito is one of those that has quite good burst damage with the red tree, so maybe they can take it. Which, by the way, Melissa has been banned quite a few times by YG, and this time Team Spirit picks it up. Let's talk about why this is important.
Yeah.
YG wants to dive, wants to win the fights.
Yep.
Zetian.
So I feel like this
Jungle
Zetian, jangan koridor ada. Kau perlukan sesuatu yang boleh punish Melissa ni untuk bubble.
Go ahead.
Which I feel is something they have to
Okay,
resolve
Claude
on
okay.
mid lane. So
I agree.
Very crucial match apa yang YG ni pick. Sebab kalau dia tak kalau last 2 pick dia ni tak menyusahkan hidup Melissa ni, tak menyusahkan, maknanya tak boleh nak pressure Melissa tu enough untuk dia guna bubble, dan Pakito ni memang akan AFK lah.
We know that we still have the Claude going in, so he's not going gold.
So the Claude pick is actually dah kira good lah. Sebab blazingnya tak adalah completely punish dengan bubble lah. So ada juga possibility yang Melissa ni bubble je semata nak shield lah.
Seems like they're also
Ataupun dia
focusing on
bubble dia
the
nak dash ke Claude tu ke.
Sunset Lover can play.
which I thought is something they would rather pick up.
Ya, Hidora dah ban. Very good.
Pandora.
Because I feel like
Oh,
you need long
dia
range
takut
to use Melissa,
terpick.
right? You want to
Kiri
cast Murga, I'd be
menuju.
like,
Harlot ban.
you can try.
Boleh ke sebenarnya lawan Claude sedap.
Farsa. The
Body
Farsa
kat
is enough
melee
damage.
pun
The
sedap kan.
problem is Melissa can get into range. So that's
Maybe dia
something
baru ban
you
lah.
gotta consider.
Jangan
Eve
pick Valen
also
sudah.
has the range, which kinda, you know,
The
not so
Valentina
great
aku
going
tak
up
tahu
against
lah, man.
Esmeralda.
Yeah.
Tapi aku rasa dia ban je lah Valen kalau takut sangat. Kiri ni Valen copy Valen. Dia ban minor.
The problem is she takes a while.
And
YG I understand it now. Tapi kalau dia pick Valentina ni aku akan murung sikit ah.
Both of them, I'm sure they have good Selena, so why not?
yeah.
Oh.
Because even the burst is going to be a problem I feel for the Zed.
Ui, aku rasa dia akan Valentina tu geng. Sebabkan dia nak deny kiri ni pick Valen.
It seems like YG's really focused on hard stunts or potential counter initiation. They want the Pakito to run free because they picked it, and it's got to do the work of a Harara, right? Because they traded that
Lilia
out,
Cod.
and they're saying
Please
we're gonna
don't,
work with
YG.
Pakito. So Minotaur Eudora
YG,
can
please.
really stop
Zetian
a
tu,
pretty
Zetian,
good
Zetian.
counter engage or initiation. The
Di road
Dire
ah.
picked up
Do
Murga.
sharp.
Pakito jungle lah guys.
Yo.
You know what? Shout out to the
Not
crowd.
loving
You guys
that.
are amazing.
Sebab kiri dah tak pilih Rom lagi.
Holy.
Tapi dah pilih
Some might
ASP
even say
lah.
amazing.
Apa lah Rom kiri yang sedap untuk deny.
Well, the Darov gets picked up, so I was right. This is going to be a Pakito jungle. But again, Darov has its
Apa yang tinggal lah? Tak ada
goods and
Mino, tak ada
bads. I would say in MSC,
Atlas,
we
tak ada
see quite a
Bele.
lot of bad. Like, he can win the lane, but
Badang pun
what's
ban.
next?
Yeah, I think it was Falcons PH2 who were the first ones
Apa lagi
to
yang
use
tinggal?
it. Slap
Gelu.
already using it. Not
Dia gatot lah.
necessarily reflects a good standing
Draw.
as KDA
Kiri
wise most
Velen,
of the
ah.
time. It's just
Dah
really
doh
to
Zetian
match
doh.
and answer the
Zetian doh, tak ada orang boleh kacau oh. Tolonglah Zetian bang. Parsa ke?
But Spirit,
Tapi
they
Zetian
opted
aku.
a Valentina and a
Zetian.
Gacha. That's more and more ways for them to stop YG and all
Masa
their
lepas
I
fighters.
know
Zeyek.
that is really rough, guys.
Zetian.
If you're looking at that final pick, and it's gonna be in the mid lane.
I
Zetian.
feel like if they can get a hero with Crocodile, they pick up the
Rafael lah.
Whoa.
I guess we did ask for something different, right?
notes from Aurora, and we
But
see
cumanya
Aurora
tak
teams
cukup
are
oh
addicted
nak
to
press
this
si Melissa ni.
And I like this pick because the Dirov can shred
Ah.
armor. So it doesn't matter the
Alamak,
armor that you
damage-nya.
have. The Claude and the Pakito.
Bukan masalah damage raw number tinggi. Tapi reach. Reach. But then again kiri ni matchnya pula Valentina. So
YG just bet $500,000 on it. Because that's That's what's at stake here. $1 million goes to
Rafa,
Team Spirit.
Bele,
All-Star
Paquito,
happy again with the draft. Gengo
Claude.
Galacticos trying to tie it up and send us
Claude
to
pula.
a game
Valentina,
7. What a time here at MSC.
Gatot,
I hope it
Kirara.
continues as we send it over to Gideon and
Okay kot. Sebab aku rasa trio mid kiri ni macam baris sikit lah.
Everybody needs to start praying
Wow,
at this
nanti
point.
Valiant nak berlazing
Everybody
win the
is
court.
looking for their team to make it to the very end. Here at match
Betul lah. Kalau mid too late aku rasa sedap lagi kiri lah.
basically have come up with a
Sebab
more
Melissa tu
interesting
macam agak
strategy,
free
a
kan.
different sign, a different
But
means
early ni
to
macam,
attack this potential championship point.
or maybe I'm just
Come
biased
down
dengan
to
Rafael
game
Apik.
number 6, and by God, if this is a marathon,
Lah, kena dua-dua. Berat.
off with a pretty good taunt here at level 1, just to make sure that Yangon, they can't walk
Aduh.
YG, their main win condition is playing through these fighters and just going all in with the healing.
Shaking, shaking.
Out-sustain Team Spirit, so they gotta try to establish some lane dominance at the start of the game.
Yeah, not to mention they were also getting pull yourself togethers from Sunset
But also I don't like the Paquito pick kan. Tapi kiri punya CC tak adalah macam crazy sangat. So maybe Paquito ni kalau apa bermain sikit tak adalah kena punish gila-gila apa. Berbat. Dapat Rara. Dia bagi je tu masalahnya. Cara dia jalan balik tu. Hijau kena rembat, Little kena rembat. Oi, berat. Berat. Habis, last hit. Oi. Selepas wave tu, Rafa tak ada level 4.
Man, this game has got me, even me antsy. I don't know when the next big play is going to come, but at least we know.
Uh-oh, Kaiser in a mid lane. Oh my God, it's gonna be all.
Mati gak?
No way. How? He managed. He's got like no HP. He's literally at 1. You don't even see the green in his health bar anymore. As now they attack the bottom side. They got the Purify out of Kid Bomba. This upcoming turtle is going to be highly contestable, but Ying needs to dominate. He needs to show control over this lane and make sure that they have first position.
Whoa,
Oh, Pichang terkejut kau. Happy birthday, bro. Happy birthday to you. Oh no.
The damage is good. Rather dry.
Bapak wasted Jadian Spirit.
Away from this. This is an unwinnable position for Team Spirit and Yangon.
Kumar. Number 1. Baxia.
Impatient with these openings.
Is it
Kumar.
I don't know. It's a tough call here because now they're going once again attacking onto Kid Bomba's side, and I think it's just a little bit of disrespect coming in from Sawo. Wasn't really expecting to get knocked out of his taunt by Han, but at the end of the day, it happens. But it's not the end of the world.
Bus damage lagi
Still
gila
very minute. We haven't gotten to the dangerous 2K territory, but we're basically a quarter to halfway there. With 10 more seconds left on the clock before that orange buff alongside with the Lethal Wanderer. Let's see how TS is going to play, because again, at this stage, you might as well invade that top side, steal away one green camp, probably omit the next objective, and try to set up to get Sanji's Purify.
Oh, they're trying to corral over Han. Taunt doesn't land. Now
ketuk minion lu di rohnya. Aduh.
Oh my God, Sawo just
Kanan
so
boleh
low.
agresif mati satu ada
Tak mau
round.
mati.
What
What am I watching, man?
Darn, I really thought Sawo was going
Bro,
to
di
get
roh
out
dah
of there
cium
in
minion
time,
pun
especially since he
dapat
wasn't
double
able to
kill.
apply the straight onto the right target, and yet they still got him anyways. 45
Oi, full
seconds left
plating!
on the clock before the next neutral objective spawns, and I think this might just be a game 7 if it keeps going this way.
Melissa
We're already in
no
that 2K
buble.
dangerous territory, and there's no noticeable power spikes that we have to be aware of here, because Yangon will hit it first every time.
Whoa,
2,000
rotation.
goal lead. Now this is getting very troublesome for Team Spirit.
Yeah,
And the lead is on Ying on the Dairoth. This guy is gonna start bursting people down, and not to mention again the fact that he should actually just be the support this game. He should just be the support for Han to get those knockout strikes.
Yeah, but that's the truth of it all. That's really the truth. I mean, he could technically be like a cleanup crew at the end because he has his flicker and the ult, but now that he's 4-0-1, you might as well take full control.
Sawo with the taunt just to escape. Han with the rotation, and now take a look at Ying. I think just one jump and a basic attack and send Sunset Lover back to base.
Yep, it's too tough to contest for this neutral objective. Oh,
no, there you go.
Hilang.
Flicker Raptor Dryad from Blink. Kaise is the one who picks up the kill, and it's another death on Sunset Lover.
Press lagi. Langgar dinding pula iraranya. Oi, baik dia.
And Sour gets out.
And this is why it's dangerous, especially for a winning lane Dairoth. Once he has that lead, once he has that snowball on top of it all, and a Sky Piercer coming in from Hans, like, it is clear. Ying's whole job, shred, play as much damage as possible. And shred as many targets as you can from Team Spirit's side, and hopefully Hans should clean up the rest.
Chin.
AOG responded over by the Flicker, Guile, and Ryu down below.
Yeah, I mean, the Street Fighter gang looking for a T2 down on that bot side. It's forcing a reaction coming out from Team Spirit.
Wait. Oh no! Bangkit! Aku takkan tak tahu tu. What the fuck, Zel? Wih, tapi hidup, Zel. What?
They have to burn Flicker, but, you know, they get out.
It's not bad, it's not bad. Yangon were definitely in Team Spirit's basement there for a while, but they managed to sneak their way back out. For now, TS, it's all about scaling at this stage. Zara, he can really contest it at this stage, not until he gets the War Axe.
Aku dah macam, bangang ni YG ni takkan dia tak nampak orang tengah rotate nak rap dia.
Even Hiko doesn't have much of a lead.
Dia jalan macam itu je. Tapi tiba lepas.
Saw that from Vitality as well against Falcons when they were down, what, 5,000-6,000 gold in the early game. They could still just wait for the Melissa to scale, then play front to back. Then it's all about Zaur looking for those angles, but look at this lead. 1,200 gold lead in between the XP laners. Then it's just everybody's up ahead, 500, 600.
Yeah, they're just stacking up as much of the lead as they possibly can here. They might find something else. Is Blink, he's looking for an opportunity.
Oh, Hero ikut pula. Hilang bang. Kau nak main macam kau tengah leading, man. Sabarlah, Zaur egois. Yang tadi kau boleh mengacak-acak tu, engkau duitnya banyak, levelnya tinggi, cooldown kau pun jadi rendah je. Boleh lah. Engkau ke depan pun enemy jadi takut. Ini tengah kalah, man. Tak ada duit, tiada level. Hayya. Langsung saja dah game, ah.
Because Yangon, we've seen them with a 5.5k lead. They are looking for everything across the map, every tier 1.
Minimal
6,000 gold ahead, Hiko. Oh man, even on the turret, it's Hiko losing out of the trade. And
Egois.
Gonna be extra careful, my guy. Oh god, that was just one strike. That
Sabar, Zaur egois, sabar. Cari duit dulu, cari level. Sabar.
But just the raw sustain coming up from Yangon's, it's becoming really, really difficult to keep on contesting because as much as you want to wait for your cooldowns to come back off, it's just, it doesn't matter if you're not getting yourself that net.
Rafa, oish, tak ada buku, Rafa. Buku dulu dong. Ayo, yo. Itu glowing one nanti boleh beli, man.
Way here, okay. Should be fine.
Tak kisahlah kau mid ke kau ESP ke. Rom. Boom! Habis. Sudah sangat alirotnya. Bodoh. Terlalu fat, bang. Terlalu fat. Terlalu fat. Oi, jangan tenang. Bagi kat down pula. Benda macam tu kau jangan buat, geng. Nampak, memang nampak seronok kan. Nampak style kan. Tapi kau jangan buat lah. Kalau kau tengah ada lagi-lagi ni kau dekat Grand Final MSC, okay? Every little thing matter. Shutdown 4-0. Oh.
Great shred as it was applied on the multiple frontliners, and more importantly, Zara, he just doesn't have the cooldowns to keep iframing forever here. But the worst part about it is that when you think that the Wrath of Dryads is just done, all of a sudden you start seeing Kaise just saying, you know what, slow down or completely stop, halt right there.
Milimeter pula yang dapat.
For Team Spirit, it's so low.
Tapi tu bounty share sama semua.
Because of that shutdown. Now it's all on Hiko.
Cumanya aku tak pasti kalau macam bounty tu yang actually kill tu dapat tak normal duit yang extra. Katamu bounty tu macam sama je semua. Dapat, I'm not sure.
Yep, he's so huge right now. This is going to be the strongest point for him in this
game. Sebab yang bounty shutdown tu itu memang confirm spread evenly. Yang aku tak tahu adalah yang actually kill tu ada extra duit ke tidak.
His items 50 stacks already, Malefic Roar already purchased, and a War Axe currently underway.
It's 50. It's not even 40, it's 50. Okay. A siege in the mid lane.
Oh, kena pula. Dah lah. We're going to game 7, I guess.
Yang 200 ada.
Game 7, I guess. It's me. Try. Cai bro. Okay, game 7. Okay, BO 1 ah. BO 1. Langsung saja. Woi, what a grand final. But all in all, very happy lah, gang. Very happy. Dua team grand final bukan daripada MPL franchise, tapi seru, geng. Tapi seru. I mean, not the best of the best, sebab mostly one-sided, but seru. Okay, seru. Seru.
It's been stomp 1, then Yangon with a stomp, then Spirit with a stomp. It's just going back and forth, but now finally it's back to back for YG.
Yup. Finally they've evened up this score.
20 minit cukup. Orang cakap okey lah. Ngam. Walaupun one sided mostly, tapi yang setiap kali tim yang menang tu memang betul-betul entertainment gameplay je. Dia bukan gameplay slow ke, tak ada. Draft pun all in all menarik. Yang tak menarik ni jap. Kiwak. Valen lah, Idora untuk second phase. Macam Idora second phase dia okey je tau. Ni Valentina pick ni semata nak ambil ulti Belly dia.
With the Lenovo Legion the trophy. These two teams are a photo finish
away
VR
mistake Team Spirit selepas dah dapat lead
Myanmar represented by
Lepas tu last game pick Koneng.
Dah menang early gamenya. Lazard, okay. Nampak macam choking gila lah YG. Ni game apa? Jauh pula aku tarik. Ni. Okay. Dapat rembat hijauan. Yes. First dapat rembat hijau. Lepas tu pakinya pun nampak macam tak berminat. Dia dah caw dah. Aku pun tak faham kenapa lah. Ni lah. Oh, dia nak lari pada Gatot punya segi 2. Lepas tu Hirara dah dapat dah. Then Little pun dirembat. Hiraranya datang balik. Cuba untuk kontes lagi. Ni dapat kecil. Pagi. Dapat. Okay. Then Rafa pun dah tak ada level 4 confirm sebab milihnya dah kalah. Malah hampir mampus. Lepas tu balik terlepas lagi. Lepas tu kat bottom. Dekat bottomnya. Diorang tak ada info kan? Dia tak ada info. Dia tak tahu diorang kat mana. Tapi inilah Hiraranya. Aku rasa dia tahu je ada orang kat sini. Tapi dia macam nak challenge kan. Aku rasa dia tak expect ada belay sekali kot. Dia kena ton bodoh. Dia kena ton lepas tu paki tumbuk dengan si D-Rod. Memang mana tak mampus. Macam mana tak mampus abang. Gatot pun datang. Bagi free gift. Belaynya flicker kau tengok. Aku cakap ulti Beleric ni kau jangan overglaze. Kenapa aku cakap jangan overglaze? Kau tengok Valentina ulti kat mana? Kau tengok dia ulti kat mana? Dah paling rapat lah tu, man. Dah paling rapat. Boleh flicker juga. Berat betul siap. Kita tengok real speed Real speed. Tengok. Reaction time pro player. Jangan main-main.
Shonek terus pakui D-Rodnya setiap kali D-Rod pecah armor.
Itulah pasal. Itulah pasal. Kenapa dia mati balik lah sini? Kita kena dengan Bailey punya skill 1 lagi Ya bodoh. Sebab orang tak tahu. Bailey ni 2 kali sebab orang tak tahu. Dia dalam bush. Kena ulti Rafa. Kena D-Rod. Tidur. Tidur. Hijau kena gembat lagi. Lepas tu dah hilang dah. Hilang segala-gala yang dekat early game tadi selesai. Cuba rembat lagi. Enel pakinya. Apa jadi? Gatot. Cuba nak pegang Little. And then D-Rod dengan paki rotate. D-Rod rotate kan. Boom. Tak kena. Boom. D-Rod dah cium minion dah. Tapi Rafa pun nice lah skill hitnya. Nice skill hitnya. Meninggal lagi. Lepas tu Valentina pun meninggal lagi. Bagi makan. Bagi makan. Bagi gemuk. Biar gendut. Lepas tu makan plating lagi dah. Sudahlah meh. Sudahlah. Like every resources yang wujud kan. Semua dia ni Macam mana tadi yang jalan tu? Minit berapa yang jalan tadi geng? Ni kan? Ni. Tak, benda ni okey je sebab sebab diorang ada info kan. YG ada info. Dia nampak okey ada Gatot kat sini, ada Hirara, Valen, Melissa kat lane. Maknanya dia tahu 5-5 enemy-nya dekat top. So dia boleh lah grid dekat bawah ni. Tapi sekarang ni dalam masa yang sama, dia nampak 5-5 tu tengah rotate kat bawah. Kan? Dia nampak ni. Lepas tu kau tengok dia balik lalu mana? What the fuck? What the fuck, man? Full info tu. Lepas tu dah pelik dah. Sekali keluar macam itu je. Sebab kan kulit pisang ni tu aku rasa. Ni.
Diorang memang nak waka.
Dia segi 2 dia flicker kan. Tapi but then again damage dia memang tak cukup lah. Sebab tengah kalah duit. Tengah kalah duit satu hal. Tapi duit tu kebanyakannya gold dekat D-Rod. So level dengan item D-Rod ni memang tinggi nak mampus. Kau punya hero pula macam gini. Nice try.
Over to Undying, and he didn't just get one kill off of that, he also got Sao, who just really wanted to help, and this was the beginning of a snowball. I feel like if you were the Rafaela at this point, you could just immediately switch your attention towards, let's just keep on building up Ying, because he's already taken a huge part of the game, and proceed with the snowball. We have another clip here, which I think is just an emphasis on how Ying was just a huge problem here, and I will be giving it over to my partner for this one.
I mean, you don't have to. Okay, thank you very much. So this is where we see the draft really shines because of that Rafaela. Rafaela is really a big piece here because the thing that we have to look at is the fact that Ying is fearless in this one where he can engage into the fight because, again, looking at the positions coming in from the rest of Yangon Galacticos is we really got to highlight how Sanji is basically untouched on this Claude, and all the while, look at Kaize. Kaize's positioning is he is in the middle of everyone, right? He is in optimal position to provide heal as well as slow down the enemy team. And this is why having that Rafaela in the mid really makes very fast games because it makes it so that it's hard for you to make a mistake. Like you have to overtime
kalau
so
last game
hard
ni tiba-tiba draft merepek kan, aku akan bapak anticlimactic siap.
This is one of the strengths when you get a I would say a very offensive draft, having two fighters, doesn't matter if it's EXP Gold or Jungle, EXP, whatever. As long as you have the Rafaela there, you can keep on fighting, extend the lead, and end the game before 12.
Which is very unfortunate. Honestly, we didn't really see Kaize being as efficient. You're pressing it. You're still pressing it. Because at least before that face check we got to see from Zara, you saw how aggressive they were just forcing
give us the closure that we need, man.
Rafaela from Kaize, they were constantly going for the invades. And I guess it was a bit too much aggression.
Maybe.
That led them to this spot.
And I think that might have been something that Cold Star was mentioning. You saw the reaction when you see the Rafaela, he mentioned something very quickly, very intensely to his team. It might have just been, rah, go ahead, get a win. Yeah. But it could have also been, guys, we got to make sure this Rafaela does not get off to a good lead. We need to force pressure onto the Dairoth. We can't let this happen. And maybe that's why, because Zauer doesn't make those early mistakes like that very often.
We got to look at the numbers here. 32,000 heal, that's actually quite a lot. And also just shows how much fighting that they had. I mean, like, about 14 of the fights is involved with Kaiser, 82% kill participation. But this is a support, and he dealt 23,000 damage. So it's not like he did nothing when it comes to chipping the HP of Team Spirit. But with that being said, this is match point, and now we got to look at Kit Bomba as well as Ying. Whoever wins the lane wins the game.
And at this point, that's not surprising.
I see what you did there. Did you see what surprise?
You know, listen, I'm trying to add a little bit more, guys. You know, I love the way that this game has shifted.
I love you.
And I love you too. But it's been a little bit like quicksand for some teams. They've fallen into the pit, and then they couldn't get out. But sometimes the real way to actually get out of quicksand is to move very slowly, and it's to shift your weight. And so, in my opinion, what happened was the weight was falling onto Sanji a lot. They were picking Claude early, and then they shifted the weight back onto Ying. And they said, Ying, do what you do best. Do what got you the nickname. Do what got us here. And now, I feel like they're out. They're even. They're flat. But the problem is, how do you avoid falling in? Because Team Spirit have now seen it twice. Maybe they were the ones who represent the quicksand here. They've had power. They've given it away. They're wanting to set something up yet again. And a lot of the cards have been laid on the table. The Arlot's been banned. The Paquito's been left out. I'm setting this up because there is sometimes so much that's happened, Brig, that it's not about anything anymore. It's just about showing up for this one game. Get a lineup you feel comfortable with and outplay your opponents. Is that as simple as it is?
I think it's
Game 7.
Yes. It's a simple answer to what Yangon has been lacking in this previous series. Because even if you base it off their more earlier and first games and series and appearances here, it's always been Ying who's been the more creative player. He's been the person who can afford to really pull off these more unorthodox picks, and they've been making it work. They've been utilizing the Barretts, the Ruby even, and now the Dairoth. And I think that in turn, that shift allowed for Sanji to breathe a little bit more, to just play towards his comfort, to just do what he has to do in lane. But that will just hopefully not become too much pressure on Ying, because there's just so much that he has to do, especially in this crucial Game 7.
Well, gentlemen, and yes, Brigitte, you're also a gentleman.
Fellas.
This is where coaches earn their paycheck.
That's right.
Because it's not just the draft, but also how do you calm your team down? We even had an interview where Eterna was talking to one of the coaches like, my job is to keep them mentally well. And let me just say, this is why I like my job, because Rain Day asked a lot of questions, but let's be real, none of that is my problem. It's a problem that the teams have to solve, and because of that, I don't give a crap. Right now, I'm just enjoying the game. Like, this is the moment.
At least
after the draft, let me tell you, I'm just gonna be a fan. I don't care what's happening.
And that's the beauty, guys, because Game 7, it's like we've all thrown punches. It is the 12th round. You know, the bell tolls, and you're just like, who is gonna take it? It is about grit, it's endurance, it's strength, but it's more than that. It's spirit, it's perseverance, it's opportunity. And sometimes it's
bawa YG na Valentina Uranus Vespi.
We already know that. But what is the difference in all the big
tolonglah jangan bang.
Everyone's seeing nowadays. You see,
okay, langsung saja guys, gulaivan
moments that change the course of civilization. And when you break it down to the course of esports, there are these one games, these one picks that go, whether it's going to be Myanmar, who are your new champions, or whether it's going to be EECA. Is it going to be Kid Bomba that goes into the crowd hugging his mom, or is it going to be Ying holding up that MVP trophy and undying, becoming the name that echoes around not only Paris, but across all of Myanmar for years to come?
Yeah, Team Spirit apa sih ya?
The thing that I like is that
Atlas.
I feel like the new chapter has already been
Hirara.
But like you said,
going for Hirara.
I don't see how
Jangan Uranus Velen.
happen. Like,
Jangan Uranus Velen.
For sure,
Nak
when
bele,
YG
pick
or Team
aja,
Spirit
bele
wins,
je.
it will change
Balance-nya
MLBB.
jangan
I
kau
just
ni.
don't know how yet.
Same. I don't know what's next.
Jangan,
That's
jangan,
the thing.
jangan.
I don't know what's next, how the other regions will adjust, how they will adapt or pick up some of the learnings that we got from this tournament even. Because we've been so used to
Pakito.
something different, but they're not doing something
Bellerin,
different.
okay.
It's a Pakito.
Team Spirit, aku baru nak cakap jangan Valentina. Oh, fuck lah.
We probably are going to see it again in jungle, but it's pretty much the
Hai yang
exact
benar
same character,
lah.
not changing as much.
If they don't pick up
Sabar
Rafa,
dong, kau
Rafa's
nak
gonna get
Valen kejap
banned,
lagi,
but They
man.
may have something else up
Tak
their
ada
sleeve,
direct
but
counternya
like
lah
the speed
Valen
of
ni.
how both
Dia
teams
tak adalah
attack.
useless gak,
I
but
feel like both teams have agreed as like
dari tadi
this
choking,
is
bukan dari
our
tadi.
best
Sepanjang
friend. We
MSC
just
ni
need that
kita
one
nampak
mistake where we-
choking. Match
well, basically
tak ada
Zara
jarak ni,
walking
lebih
blind
choking
because
daripada
two people flanking him.
daripada actually
Just like,
doing
let's not
something
do that
something
anymore,
big.
and
Faham
then
tak?
we can win.
So is it just the
Spirit
Rafa?
tak nak
Because the
trophy.
Diamond is also still
Oh.
available, but it's not like they know that there's an Esmeralda coming up, but they decide to take it out altogether.
Yeah.
So they're just probably going to go
Boleh
all
sebenarnya.
in.
Taluk, man.
They don't want to react to the matchup anymore, or they want to play comfort. So if that's the
Ada lot ban, Team
case, could
Spirit?
we be looking at maybe even a disruptor hero again for Ying? There's the Arlott.
Arlott
still
ban.
No Arlott available. I mean, they're not going to give it
YG
in
ban
that smart.
Uranus.
But now the
Please,
Uranus question comes up. Do you ban Uranus?
takut salah
or
satu
you leave it
tim ni
open
pick.
and you kind of predict that most likely
Uranus
if it
ban,
is
please.
open, it's something that Bomba would be comfortable grabbing. That gives you some more information on the side of YG, but it's a risky bet because of the Esmeralda ban.
Yeah, because you don't get the matchup
Right.
into the Uranus anymore, so you'll have to settle with something different. I mean, I think you can still Dairoth into the Uranus, but again, considering that the Rafa might get banned or not, because we don't know if Spirit are really looking to take it out. Okay, they just both take out the Esmeralda and
Yeah.
Uranus. That's why. So it's really gonna be an XP showdown,
Okay, good.
regardless of what the picks
Terima
are
kasih.
gonna look like.
And I feel like this is their way of opening up the Pakito.
Terima
It
kasih,
doesn't have
YG.
to be in the jungle now.
Menyelamatkan kami daripada
Can't put it in the
kena rage bait.
so choose.
That is a great point because it was too clear that he might lose that
Europe
matchup
ban,
against
ah?
Esmeralda
Oh,
last
analis ini.
time. Now it's not. Dairoth ban, which they're respecting, which means I think they understand
Yeah.
this Rafaela could come out, but if it does, I would
Aku
bet
rasa
the
dia
Cold
betul
Star
million
and Team
dulu lah,
Spirit have an
guys.
Haha,
answer
wala
now.
kuning.
I mean, like they can pick the
Million
Rafa
dulu lah,
now,
million
and
dulu
then
lah.
after seeing the entire draft, they can make the decision.
Yeah.
Where does this Pakito go?
Yeah.
But instead,
Oh,
they pick
Lele.
up the Selena. So interesting
I
adjustment
mean sama
here.
lah.
Guys,
Lele
is it-
condition sama je,
Is it
okay?
his first time? It's
Skill
his
hit.
first time on the Selena,
Marvelous.
right?
I think they used it earlier.
Tak skill hit. AFK lah kau.
Yeah, game two.
There's so
Game two they
much.
used it.
There's
Yeah.
so much new things being introduced to us here by
Yeah.
YG, drafting wise.
Tak, kenapa bagus dah ambil million dulu
But these
supaya
two
kita
break,
YG ada lebih information nak letak
Was
Pakito
what
ni kat
was
mana.
picked. How deep
Jungle
are we
ataupun
going
ESP.
into the roam? How deep are we going into the XP? Those are the only two picks here.
Are they going back to the Lapu?
But I feel like
I like that.
I
Phobias
feel
too.
like Alice
There's
is
a-
good
I
lah
mean,
untuk kiri.
I don't want to see the Phobias again considering that. I mean, like they don't have a.
Gatot?
Okay, so yeah,
Apa
the
tu?
Gatot picked
Lapu,
up
ah?
as well
Okay,
as the
Lapu is
Lapu.
good also.
Okay.
So this is just saying like, dude, you're
Lapu
pretty
is
good
good
this year.
also.
Yeah. So the question of where the Pakito
Actually
is
very good lah,
actually
very good, very
going
good.
to
Sekarang ni
be
aku rasa dia tak patut
will
letak
be
Pakito ni
answered
jungle lah.
here. Do they feel like
Dia kena
they're
pick
still
jungle
lacking
lain lah.
in terms
Aku rasa akan
of
cok oh.
front? Or do they want to just
Lapunya
double
kalau
down on
macam gini.
damage? Because I think there's a lot.
Sebab tadi Esme
They
kan.
can go for
Ini
some-
Lapu
okay,
lagi
go for
ganas
the
oh.
Suyo.
Okay, nak bisi gua.
Because I was about to say. this
Mas,
season,
okay,
you
okay.
know,
All in all. Okay lah, okay lah, okay lah. Okay, Valentina tu je lah yang tak berpenat ni. Tapi tak adalah sampai Valentina tu tak boleh mainan. Dan given the matchup, tak ada hero yang tank banyak. Ada Valerie saja, so poking damage tu tak adalah crucial sangat. So the Valentina pick tu dia agak neutralize agak tu. So all in all okay ah. Okay, langsung. Aduh. Woi, goosebumps ya. Syalah. Lepas tu first 4 minit dah terciduk kan salah satu timnya. Anti-climatic. Sokong siapa? Honestly, Aku tak risau. Aku sebab yelah tim ni kita tak expect kan boleh sampai sini. So dua tim baru. So apa yang aku look forward right now is really just tolong bagi entertainment lah, bagi entertainment. Entertainment. Aku kan streamer neutral. Korang dari dulu lagi tahu aku streamer neutral. Tak ada bias tu. Okay, langsung saja. Belum. Ya, semua normal lah.
Really is just Blink so far. And I mean, the early game is going to determine everything that's going to happen. And Sawo understands.
Okay, Suyu menang sikit.
He is playing on this Gatot. There's
dapat
a lot
satu
of work
little.
that has to do in these early moments.
Akito pun dapat grab kan.
Could be the end for them, but I like the fact that at least for the side of Team Spirit, despite
Akito
building their
dapat
composition in a style where it's definitely having to play around Hiko, they still are willing to take the Lapu on their side.
First cycle hutan. YG ada minor advantage.
This time around, it's still the same idea.
Dapat little, dapat grab.
This lane should be good for the Claude, and so far he's done an amazing job at capitalizing on that. Now the fight, Gold Crab goes to Sanji. It's all about these small wins.
Talking about small wins here, Ying getting shoved in pretty hard, knowing that a lot of the forces of TS have come down to his side lane. Any little advantage could be the difference maker here.
Nice try.
That showing presence makes a huge difference. Now they're going to go for their traditional rotate over into the mid lane, get Sunset Lover as close to 4 as possible. And now that Kid Bomba is for himself, he wants to maintain pressure.
Okay, laju lah claim it. Lelis sedikit lama. Good retreat. Good retreat by YG. Itu L sikit lah YG. Sedikit L lah. Dia patut buat exactly apa benda yang si Team Spirit ni buat lah. Dia make sure Lapu tumpat, dapatkan crab, and then immediately pergi mid lane untuk fast clear. Oh, but dapat trade dengan Gatot. Neutralize. Sebab babysitting clear wave ni makin lama makin nampak lah besar impact dia. I mean, usually kalau kau tengok, biasa kalau ESP jadi lambat datang ataupun mid lane lambat datang kan, dia sebabkan benda tu lah. Sebab kadang-kadang memang hero kau tu wave clearnya lembab kan. So jadinya kalau tak ada orang tolong, lagilah lembab dia.
That's the thing so far, it's about intercepting for the side of the Yangon Galacticos. If they can slow down the rotations coming in from TS, then they get tempo, they get that first move. And we've seen teams that alpha strike that Yangon Galacticos are so capable of.
Tak ada apa-apa snowball so far.
Benefits that style.
Velen ulti Bele.
It's about that build. How do they play the neutral game when nothing is
Oh, kena. Oi. Liga. Kena lele. Tak boleh ulti. Tak boleh ulti. Wih, boleh.
With a sliver of health.
Nicely done, very nicely done
here.
There's a moment, a singular frame that Sawa was able to buffer out the AOG. The chain CC was really good, and honestly, the execution from Yangon was there. Unfortunately, they just didn't have enough stats to close it out. Back to the EXP, nothing much is happening here. Both Ying and Kid Bomba are playing a very neutral game. Ying will get first push most of the time, but he's never going to be able to tax Bomba.
Walaupun killnya 0-1 tapi so many actions already. That's what we want.
He found the angle, he found that sliver, that window to go in. Sour again, trying to go for the clear or the secure on the green camp. Up top it's Sawo helping Hiko out in this lane. Turtle going to be spawning in 3 seconds, and it's TS with the tempo.
Interesting. They're also bringing Hiko in for this potential fight. He's running the Purify as of right now, but he's going to be the safe haven that TS needs to fall back to. Sunset Lover is going to eat the Abyssal Arrow, but here we go.
Tapi Suyu rembat lah. Jangan ada yang mampus. Unsur biru tidak. Birunya sudah rembat. Apa respons daripada Team Spirit? Apa respons? Tidak ada apa-apa. Masih neutral. Woi, RM4. Siapa nak bagi? Siapa nak bagi? RM4. Alah, Suyu tak sampai.
From Han providing support, throws out the Queller, lands it on Bomba. A chunk of HP away. Now in the mid lane is going to be the Muddles to take Blink to half HP. Abyssal Arrow lands. But it's only onto Sawo. Now in the bottom lane is going to be the jungle. Oh, red tree.
Oi, kena rembat pula merahnya.
That
Han Redemption. Tak biasa ha.
Sky Piercer rather interesting, but now
Ni dari tadi ni memang trade resource je ni geng. Sikit.
Ying as first item, not even opting
Sikit.
into War Axe. No, just needs the
Dari segi
instantaneous
grab
burst.
ke not jungle banyak berat dekat YG lah, tapi turtle semua dekat TS.
So much damage physical from YG.
Neutral.
Bomba needs that dreadnought armor or he's gonna get popped.
Motions on the map
Tapi
is
turtle
already
ni
telling
macam
us
akan ada
something
satu level
different.
gap aku
We've
rasa.
already seen that
Suyu
Ying
nak
is
level
moved
10
over
lah.
into mid lane, but the rest of the team is
Yep,
trying to cover
satu level gap.
for a potential attack from the side.
Kalau Suyu ambil merah luar.
They read it
Boleh
out
ambil.
very, very well to clear out the Lethal Wanderer to deny that vision.
Dah ambil hijau boleh ke?
Unfortunately, no, wait, hold
Oi.
on.
Dia nak pergi geng tu. Nak pergi geng lapu ni
This
duk.
might be too deep actually.
Aduh.
Dashes away, has the bravest fighter, is able to bait some resources, but it's gonna be the bravest fighter on cooldown though.
And also the retribution as well, right? So now 15 seconds left.
Blink flickers too.
Flicker terus,
TS
tuak dia.
with a small win.
Oh
Set
no.
by Bomba, another
Oh
flicker.
no, another flicker just like that.
Now they have an opportunity.
Not looking good for YG.
Should be a no contest
Dia kena
unless
reset
they
lah,
get
bagi je
the
duk.
missile arrow and gets one shot, but
Level dia bagi je
is
duk.
still holding on to the Wrath of the Dryad.
Tak ada nyawa, tak ada flicker.
Let's see it. He go to the muddles.
Ay, bagi je duk.
Dryad already baited. Sauer walks up again.
It's not worth it, man. It's not worth it. Cut your losses. Oh no, Bellerin. No. Balik sajalah bang. Oh no. Oh no. Dia dah nampak dah. Dia tersalah. Dia dah nampak dah, tapi dia nak paksa juga, man. Tetap minit 6 aja kita biar. Dia macam jadi dia indecisive. Tak adalah indecisive, tapi lebih kepada dia nak memaksa dalam keadaan yang sangat disadvantage lah. Dan respons daripada Team Spirit tu is very, very good. Very, very good. Nah, inilah consequences kau punya action tadi. Turtle, Team Mampus, Tower, hutan kau kena rembat. Total loss 2k. Now here comes the press. Here comes the press. Satu hit. Meninggal. Ya. Suyu je, rembat biru. Dia balik, dia takut tu. Sebab maybe dia boleh dapat lah, tapi lepas tu dia mati lah.
He's already on top of it. At this stage, TS, they're now starting to probe in enemy territory to see what's going to go happen. But, man, there's a lot of like weird moments in this game, especially from Yangon. And sometimes it's like they forget, oh yeah, we can't really force without our battle spells. So I think Yangon, they just need to take a step back. It's about the timing of when they attack, not how hard they hit.
Catching your opponents off guard. That's when
Melissa ni,
the
fat
punches
bodoh.
you don't see it.
2 level, man.
Definitely didn't see that.
Wah, sangkut dinding pula Suyunya. Oh no! Oh no!
Creativity there. Again,
The blunders. The blunders lagi dan lagi.
Really personal with each other, really taking
Free Lord.
which camp he wants to be on and
Free
how
Lord.
he likes to use his abilities.
Bomba. The bravest fighter again on Blink. Now the muddle's coming down as well as the sun doesn't land, but that's the abyssal arrow set. Sour retro.
Hampir kan ha.
Very, very close. And even Ying was looking to get into position, but
Semua
unfortunately
sebab
could not
Zeko
find the
Turtle,
angle
yup.
at this point of time.
Satu team fight je geng.
Technicality
Satu team
on
fight.
that TS is immaculate here.
Dia
And
punya
now
apa?
they're really finding their motion. The next item purchases, the golden staff, and
Dia
that
punya
lightning charge
butterfly
coming in from Sunset Lover. Guys, he's
ripple
gotta be
effect orang
very,
cakap.
very careful jumping into these fights. The same can be said about Han. Ying has been a little out of it for a good amount of time, which is rather surprising. I would have imagined that he would be there in first position.
Team Spirit with the Lord, they have good siege as well. And YG, their clear is not that good. They have a Paquito that can go to the side lanes, but when it comes to dealing with the Lord, they're going to have to just group up together, and that means it's an opening for Bomba. It's an opening for Sunset Lover if he steals it, and Sour with the AoE as well. And you can see it right here. YG just got to respect it. Hiko.
Sakit Melissanya gila. Bele ni kena prayo beli armor lah. Lampu bal. Oh, kena lele. Ui, sakit sangat tu geng. Wah, yo. Ini belum pendek oh. Baru 3 item aku rasa. Terus bubble panik ke? Gila, kaki tu angry tu. Angry tu. Gila lah. Wah, keluar. Baik. Gila yingnya bang. Wah ya. Boleh keluar ke? Macam mana ni bang? Macam mana ni? Alah lah. Alah lah bang. Let's try. But what a defense. What a defense. Tapi still tak dapat swing goal difference-nya. Nampak dah tahu sebiji Boleh lah setuju. Oh, dapatlah recover juga sikit je. But what a fight. Minit berapa? 10 catat?
In a lot of these motions, Yangon say, you know what, we have terrible wave clear, but if we cut the wave and we start pulling it out, we just bought ourselves another ticket at another Lord fight. They haven't lost any of their inhibitors. They lost the shielding, unfortunately, but what can you do?
Dah WON lah, Melissa.
Oh, the orange secure by Kaize. Really coming online now.
Boleh.
Of the game. These arrows are going to start to hurt, and if Kaize can find yet another one on a big target, it could send YG back to level playing field. Bamba take it very low. Sanji already right there, but the BMI sends him back. He needs to play it safe.
Ying doing so much poking damage right now.
Actually, heal himself back up to where he needs to be. 15 seconds left.
Paling susah dia nak buat benda tu tanpa dia kena punish kan. Sebab Gatot ni melee lah. Hirara immobilize. Banyak sangat lah siap. Mati bila ni. Tak ada flicker. Lampu. Somehow bro. Tak boleh ni, dia kena relax Dia tak boleh jual badan macam tu Memang orang gas je tak ada bagi muka je. Hey, dia kena respect Dia membayangkan kalau dia jalan duduk depan macam tu orang akan tengok je. Justice lah bu.
And worse yet, with a 7.1k lead, is it inevitable or can there be the tempo breaker that they've been praying for?
YG have to defend. It's another siege.
Okay, goal difference now. Tapi wave macam tak cantik
Then there's a go way. Then there's Sawa who's constantly behind.
Semua sebab kalau tak nama Ying dalam Facebook tu.
One arrow could make the difference here. They need to find it somewhere, somehow. Kaize is looking for an angle, but TS, they are spreading very, very wide to ensure that there's no way that that's possible. Now with the abyssal traps as well, trying to slow down that wave. It doesn't actually connect on the wave, and now here they go. Bartle's already placed. Lord going to be down with now with the wave.
Rabuk lu melee dia je. Weh, bagi tu. Weh, badan. Tapi dah mampus lah ni. Halal lah. Halal bang.
He's able to delay this wave, and that's perfect because look at that top side. Instantly, we're seeing Han is able to do something else. He trades his life for something greater than himself.
Tapi tu dia boleh paksa lagi. Dua masalahnya. Ada retry tak? 8 second. Tapi dah ujung-ujung kan. Tak kena. Tak kena lah pula lelenya. Aduh. Boleh lah
So separate from Han, clears out the wave. They stay alive. YG.
Dua inhibitor.
This game could not get more exciting. I'm already off my seat. My knees are getting weak. My arms are heavy.
Why, kenapa belenya Domi pula? Beli armor dulu dong. Yelah tu yang dia radiant buat apa men? Waduh. Tak ada kalau mesh enemy ni kan, kau main hero tank kan? Mesh enemy ni hero-hero macam Valentina, macam Zuzi, macam basically yang bukan meledak sangat lah kan. Kau tak payah dong bazir duit prayo. At least jangan prayo itu magic defense tu. Dia boleh justice. Boleh armor Domi ke.
The wave up top. It's a guarantee. It's slow pushing anyways, but the bottom wave, keep it right there. The jungle, take it all, snatch it all away from YG.
Yup, they don't. YG unfortunately can't just sit there and take it. They're already in the guard of TS, but they cannot give under their throw. They can't give their backs up as well. They're willing to sacrifice.
Sekarang ni perlukan beli armor tu sangat sebab nak betul-betul biar Melissa ni Biar Melissa ni tak apa orang cakap, HP-nya tu jangan full lah setiap kali dia poking kan. Ni kalau dia domi game tengah kalah bro, lagi dekat hampir lagi 2 lot juga Black Armor dia tu dah siap. Tadi order nak tunggu 2 lot pun 1 lot tak hidup dah habis lah game. Macam mana? Oh, dapat 3. Aduh, tapi tak ada lele tu. Lele tak kena lah pula. Oh, matilah Bele ni. Bye-bye. Ui, keluar anjir. Wajah, somehow. But what do we do though? What do you do now, YG? Kena tu. Wow, lele flicker. Bubble keluar. Papak lah nice kiting. Tapi Suyu mampus lah pula kena Bele. Bele pula. Si siapa ni? Valentina bro. Kena end bro. Dia boleh end bro. Dia boleh end bro. Ada blazing lagi lah. Tapi I don't think it's enough bro. Pagi. Hilang dok. GG dok guys. GG. Plate artis gini lah. Deserve. Tapi anti-YG kah? Bukan kalah kering ah. Okay, bukan kalah kering ah. Aduh, what a game. What a series. What a series. What a series.
To EECA. They walk away shattering dreams, but accomplishing something bigger than themselves. Every sacrifice given today. Deserve. Sweat and tear.
Kita VR nanti lah. Kita VR malam sikit nanti lah. Kita tengok angkat piala je.
Has never seen a champion from outside of Southeast Asia. This year, we were heading out to Paris. From Saudi, from Cambodia.
I want to watch more though.
Team has wandered this far, but Spirit have done it.
Hey, deserve bro. Nobody can say anything, oh. Nobody can say anything, man.
Ladies
nothing. There's nothing you can say.
Your newest champion.
Deserve, that's it.
MSC
Okay.
EWC.
Deserve, that's it.
Give it up for Team Spirit. Boys,
Yep, tapi GG Webplate juga dekat
What a
YG ni.
journey you guys have
GG
been
Webplate
through.
lah.
However, before we even continue with our trophy lift, we are first going to crush some
Walaupun dia
keys.
macam ada blunder dekat game last tadi itu apa, tapi kita tengok dia tak ada pun tiba-tiba mental down, AFK ke, dia still paksa kan. Still attempt, still try this and that. But the Spirit was just better.
Sunset Lover and Sawa, this is a historic moment for the EECA region.
Pecahkan dulu ah.
Their debut in M1, and now finally they are international champions as well. As Sawa and Sunset Lover are getting ready to crush some keys, the emotions are overpowering here on the stage. And there you guys have it. Team Spirit is your champions this MSC. Dropping and sending Yangon Galacticus home as the second. This has been a moment everybody has been waiting for. Such a feat for the EECA
Keras.
region.
Patah dua bro. Patah dua.
All right, guys. If we can now head on over to the front. It is time to claim what is yours. Make your way over.
Ui,
to
VR.
your trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Team Spirit. You may raise your trophy in 3, 2, 1. such
Woi,
a
nangis
historic
ya,
day for the world
wajar.
of mobile
Garis
legends.
keras nih.
Bang bang.
Fans garis keras, bro.
Amazing history in the making, Kid Bomba. Everybody saw you in M5. Everybody was rooting for you. You guys were so close to the knockout stages in M6.
Mesti day 1.
And now you're a champion. How are you feeling right now?
I don't know, it's unreal, you know, I don't believe this is real. I'm like touching myself the whole time, I cannot believe it. I don't know.
I understand you are definitely overwhelmed, but there's somebody we have to talk to here. Sao, Sunset Lover.
Day 101
Years
game.
in the making, and finally you guys are
Dari
champions.
M1 dua ni.
What
Serius ah?
does this championship
M1
mean to
geng.
you both?
I don't know so much. We're finally champions. Finally.
That was hard work, and it's the result of
Gila
hard work.
M1
The
sial
result of hard
bangkit
work.
7
And I
8
see over
tahun
here,
dah.
Hiko Mania. He's very emotional today. We saw him debut on the international stages back at M6, where it was held in Kuala Lumpur. Everybody hailed him as Hiko Mania. Hiko, today you finally made it.
M1 aku tak
You
ada lagi
lifted a
dalam scene,
trophy
geng.
of your own.
Aku
How do
M5
you
bro
feel
dia.
to finally achieve such a dream?
I'm feeling grateful for everyone who came support us and for my team who
Zaman
believe me.
sebelum memisah
And
lagi ni.
thank you everyone guys.
Oh, M1 aku tengah ambil BMR oh.
We're all so proud of you. And of course, the young jungler, the new face, the newcomer, Zar Egoist. Coming into this tournament, a lot of
Tapi
people
jungler
had their
sedap
eyes
lah.
on you.
Sebelum ni
because
jungler siapa?
everybody was saying that you
One
are
shot
a
eh?
great jungler. But at such a
Bukan
young
M1
age,
kata
already
tentang
winning
dengan
your
badminton
first
je.
championship in the international stages.
One shot eh?
What is
One
next
shot.
for you? What else do you want to achieve in MLBB?
Bro,
It's very
terlalu
hard to say.
overwhelmed.
Of course, we keep working and I want to win more, like M Series, and next it's Digital. And I want to say
Player
thank
termuda Champ
for my family, especially for my mom, because she always supports me.
Toro bukan.
And
Lain,
thank
lain,
you
lain.
all my haters when I come to Team Spirit.
He gave a special shout out. But now it is time to see the players who stood out.
Bro,
amongst
baru
the
masuk
rest.
scene dah ada
Milosh,
haters ke?
come on over.
Thank you, Rose. Congratulations again to Team Spirit, my friends. There is one trophy to add to all of this, and it is our Sony MVP. So please
Siapa
give
lah
it up.
final MVP?
Our Sony MVP is Kid Bomba!
Wahai. Dia lah.
Congratulations!
Dia.
It's pretty heavy if you ask me.
The kind of explainer that you want in your ranked matches.
Massive congratulations on the win, on the MVP as well. What does it mean to you to win this today as MVP, as Team Spirit, as EECA representative, and in front of your family here in Paris?
I don't think I did more than them, you know. If ever they did more than me. So I'm just grateful for this award. I don't know how I can win it when I play 0-7 on
25k
Focus,
USD
but
kan?
thank you.
Extra saya Kid Bomba.
Thank you very much, and congratulations to our Sony MVP, Kid Bomba.
25k USD tak salah aku.
And now, another moment of it. Gentlemen, please, Team Spirit, go for it once again. Yes, yes, you may. It's all yours. Please give it up for your MLBB, MSC, and EWC 2026 champions, Team Spirit.
Over the years, they were tested.
Well played, well played,
They
well played,
were
well played.
challenged,
Deserve,
but
bro.
they refused to break.
Deserve.
And today,
Okay.
the Dragons of the North breaks
Deserve.
free from the bottomless pit and emerges to claim what they have earned. It is Team Spirit.
The Dragons of the North reign supreme in the world
Ada
of
pilih eh?
MLBB.
Tak ada pilih
As
kunci
a
ya.
new region in EECA and a new org in Team Spirit claim the top spot at EWC 2026. A new champion, a new chapter
Rino
being
Bomba
written,
tu.
And it was the steadfast spirit of Sunset
Rino Bomba.
Since 2019, they have looked for this moment. And without
Okay, selesai.
suffered and found eventually, finally, the answer. It was domination at the beginning and a bit of heartbreak
Okay.
towards the end, but they did enough. And when it comes to championships, when it comes to destiny,
Sambung.
you need to do it all. You just
E-sport
need
jenis
enough
kita
chips to
sebagai
fall
penonton.
on your side. And Team Spirit,
Nanti aku akan update dekat korang
Spirit or the gods.
Okay, GOF ni sebab tak tahu lagi SOP-nya apa benda semua. Tapi dia akan start hari Selasa ni lah.
So where they
Dia akan
belong.
start hari Selasa ni sampai hari Ahad. Okay? Nanti aku akan update. Okay guys, VR nanti. Malam nanti aku live balik ataupun besok je. Aku rasa besok je lagi best. Tak apa, nanti apa-apa pasal GOF aku akan update korang. Aku akan update dekat Discord. Okay? Link Discord dekat profile. Siapa ada masalah nak masuk Discord boleh DM aku dekat TikTok. Kepada champion Dadu, korang jangan risau. Nanti aku akan korang patut DM aku lah sebenarnya. Siapa top 4 kita? Tak apa, nanti aku shout out. Ni. Yang top 4 korang tahulah siapa kan. Korang make sure korang DM aku lah. Tapi nanti aku akan cari korang lah. Aku akan update everything dekat Discord and everything. I'll see you guys malam nanti ataupun besok lah. Tapi aku rasa malam ni aku ada live. Okay. Oi, ada apa lagi ni? Oh, lagi satu. Tu pelik, tak silap aku ada 2 piala.
Pilih kunci.
Manjas, sabar jap. Tak, dia ada piala yang EWC tapi yang kecil punya version kan?
Pilih.
Oh, dengan letak kunci. Tapi bukan patut tim dapat juga ke piala EWC ni satu? Yang kecil punya version. Bukan yang ORG overall tu.
Kalut pause. Ya.
Dah. Tinggi sangat. Ui, dah letak by nama Team Spirit. Nampak sangat dah setting. Setting bye. Dah terletak nama siap-siap.
There's something special about finally slaying your
Tak
dragon.
sabar nak end.
But it was the dragon this
FIFA dah
time who had
adjust.
the last laugh.
FIFA dah adjust. Oh.
And Team Spirit finally
Betul lah tu ni pialanya.
As they best put it, the dragons have finally awakened.
Semat tu.
It took them a while.
Sebab aku
It
cakap
took
aku
them
suka
so
gila
long.
EWC ni.
And you could feel the emotions
I love it.
and how hard they worked for
Tak
this
adalah
win.
piala tu.
Especially for
Tak kunci je.
Sawa, Sunset Lover. He said it best. Finally, they made it to this point.
This is a win, hard-earned. They've been trying for 7 years. Finally, this is a long time coming, and with Team Spirit being on top, being the champions of MSC here at EWC, this is
Tapi
a
bapa
new
aura
era of
sial tempat
MLBB.
ni.
We don't know where it's
Tempat
heading.
kunci dengan piala
We're
ni
here to
geng.
enjoy the ride.
Brig, LaFell, it's been amazing. What a journey. And what a journey for Team Spirit. From Kid Bamba and his mom to the
W
beginning of
concept.
jumping on
W
stage and
concept,
now
oh.
hoisting an MVP trophy. To Cold Star, the coach, keeping him locked in. And the young Zauer Eagle is
Ringan
16
semacam
years
piala
old,
tu.
finding his first international title as he debuts. Sunset said it was a result of hard work.
Nak tag
But it
sana ni.
wasn't just that.
Ni
This
mesti
MSC,
nak tag.
the tournament of upsets, the tournament of new heroes and new
Full
dynasties,
champion.
Tengok
new
tangannya
destinies
pegang.
forged, new pathways claimed, and new opportunities as $1 million goes into the hands of those 5 gentlemen on stage. From all of us here at Moonton, at MLBB, at MSC, from Brig and LaFell on desk, from Mirko, Gideon, and the cast, and our entire crew, all of the production, my name's Ben Rainday. I'll remind you to never give up, to never stop gaming. And we will
Kunci
leave
yang
you
hancur di
with
orang
the
simpan
STC
juga ke?
recap and a reminder to stick around for EWC Spotlight. Goodbye.
Tak center mat berdiri trigger.
Okay. Habis. Terima kasih semua. Nanti aku update dekat Discord. Korang kena masuk Discord kalau korang nak info yang lebih tepat, okay? Terima kasih everybody. Sepanjang journey kita MSC ni, okay? I appreciate the support very much. But we're not gonna go anywhere soon. Sebab kita akan rehat dalam 3 hari je. Lepas tu kita akan sambung dengan GOF-nya je. Okay? Sekali lagi guys, terima kasih. Always love you guys. Kita jumpa nanti ya. Yandik, stream. Sampai jumpa teman-teman. Terima kasih guys. Bye-bye.